Clayton's mom listens.
This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's the show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Oh my gosh, good evening everybody. Welcome. We're a couple minutes late, but it's okay. Marty has just opened a bottle of wine that appears to be from this good old state of Arizona. That's what that looks like. Is that factual?
Factual.
Factual? Everything is satisfactual?
It is going to say that.
Well, yeah.
Arizona Angel.
I've not heard of that.
I have not either. Where's that from?
A dry white. Oh, here you go. Yeah.
Look at
I
that.
didn't know she had her glasses on.
Oh,
No.
it's a dry white wine
teasing
from
you.
what part of our state, does it say?
Oh, let me taste.
I
I was wondering if it was somewhere
This
you
has
had...
been open for like a couple
It's been
days.
open for almost a week, yeah.
No, not a week. This
Not-
one's
oh.
been open a couple days.
It says Wilcox Sky Island, so the Wilcox area, which
Okay.
is where a lot of our grapes are grown.
Got it.
It's also where we picked apples last week.
Oh. Well, before we get too far into the hour, I want to let you know this
Oh,
is show
I love apple season, but it don't love me.
270, show number 279. This is the 11th of October, and for those of you who don't know, this show, oh, okay, we're here, we're queer, get over
Coming
it.
out.
It is National Coming
Look
Out
out.
Day here in the United States
Oh, yeah, we need,
and
a
around
little,
the world.
we need a little
Oh,
Diana
gross.
Ross.
Oh, God.
Almost. We can do
Did
that.
you see
I
the
was
visual?
just peeking out from
Oh.
behind a curtain.
Oh, I thought you were
Also,
like booming.
Yeah, she was
Coca-Cola-
wombing.
Coca-Cola-
From the verb to womb.
Right, yes.
Coca-Cola treated this out today. Your
Woolly.
courage, an example to all of us. So I thought that was nice of Coca-Cola to get on board.
Sorry,
I like
Skittles
that.
didn't get in there, but Skittles has been a...
They might have.
They're a little controversial.
I just
Busy the other way.
I just happened to have noticed this one, so I'm not really sure.
But
if
I can't
the-
remember, what was the Skittles, like, if I handed you... Somebody, there's so much political shit, I can't remember.
Taste the rainbow.
She's the Skittle. Yeah.
Oh!
Make
yay.
America great again.
Oh, you got them.
The
Yeah,
America
yeah,
ones.
yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's right. Didn't they have... Wasn't his
It was
thing...
some comparison to people, wasn't it?
American
Yeah,
Mech.
like if there's three
The
bad...
refugees.
What?
Oh, yeah, it
the
was the refugees.
Yeah. If you take
you got a-
three
if you had a-
Skittles out of a
You had
bowl of Skittles.
Right, a bowl of
Oh,
Skittles.
yeah.
That's right.
So
I
I
just-
top three right away, just in case.
I
This
just
is-
love
Just in case.
that there's so much shitty stuff coming out of the campaign. I can't even... I can't track it anymore.
can't,
Well,
no,
that's
it's
why
beyond.
I sent
I
that
can't-
tweet that apparently, like Aaron and a whole bunch of
Oh my God,
people
we didn't get it.
about the fact that that I had included you on it. It was that Skittles and Tic Tacs, are thrilled, and now like confectioners everywhere are
trying
waiting
to get
see
there, right.
who's number three.
Right,
who's
right.
Like who's gonna get just publicity for nothing?
Well, that's why I posted the link to the Tic Tac page on Facebook. And I'm like, I think we should show them all a little love, like their page,
Yeah, that
give them a
was
little
awesome.
promo, because I mean, they got some free publicity out of that, and maybe
They
not
did.
what they wanted necessarily, but they also tweeted out saying that they don't condone the speech, yada yada yada. They
Oh,
did
did
all
they?
that. Yeah, they did.
I was
yeah,
not
just
paying
like
any
Skittles
attention
was
to
like,
that.
fuck you.
And stealing directly from Seth Meyers. I'm going to throw this in because I read it today and it was very funny to me. I don't know if anybody else saw it or even watches his late night show. NBC, of course, has suspended Billy Bush from the Today Show for his words on the tape in corroboration with
He was so
Trump,
young.
which actually means that there is currently a higher standard for host of a third hour of the Today Show than there is for the Republican nominee for the presidency.
I saw that today. I saw that. It was very
I
funny.
think that's funny to think about.
and sad.
But it doesn't affect Hoda and Kathy Lee, so we're good.
So we're
I'm
not
gonna-
good, yeah.
The drinkers. Yes. What, Al?
Oh, that was my story. So now I gotta look into
But
it.
you can go ahead. And
Oh, I just sent you
Talk
the link
about
for
it
the
more.
Bush. Yeah.
Yeah, let me just.
It's all right. Well, you
Sounds like
you
something
can
that
peruse, so you got plenty
Trump
of time.
would-
We got a whole headline section to do, plus a bunch of other shit.
But so I just like the Coca-Cola page for today,
bad.
but I am gonna rescind my like. I'm gonna unendorse them tomorrow because I just don't want Coca-Cola shit showing up on my Facebook page. There's enough
Block
garbage
it.
on there. So I enjoy for Coca-Cola. Thank you for today.
Thank you for loving us.
Tomorrow I don't want your ads all over my page.
No
You
shit.
just block them.
No
It's easy.
shit.
I like them.
You know, one of my favorite parts about this new operating system on my iPhone is that when the email pops up at the very top, it says, "This is from a mailing list. Would you like
Yep.
to unsubscribe?"
Yep.
God
And it
bless
does
you.
it.
God bless you. I
It seems
signed
to
it.
be-
I unsubscribed. That's because you don't mind getting my beautiful girlfriend. She takes all of the spam email. That's why, like, we'll go out to dinner and they say, "Oh, do you want to join our mailing list?" And I just hand it to her. She doesn't mind all that shit. Not me. Get off my page. Get out of my inbox.
I also get 20% off.
Is that
the
a
next
metaphor?
Time we go off,
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
whatever.
I decide
mind.
I don't mind taking it all in, but now that I know how to thin the herd,
Right.
it's much better because
Oh,
I
yeah.
want my total
Hell
wine
yes.
discount.
Right, exactly.
But you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
I buy 2 pairs of sneakers a year.
Well, the other thing
I
that-
think we're good on like Foot
The other
Locker.
Thanks.
Settle down.
With those things, a lot of things that people don't realize is, okay, you may sign up for just you want the discount, but you don't realize that they're going to tag you in 10 other emails. So if you go through, if you log into the page, you can unsubscribe to everything except for the one that you want. Because it's, sister companies and this thing and that, whatever bullshit, third-party offers. But you can unsubscribe to a lot of that stuff and just get the one you want that is the discount or is the coupon that comes out every month or whatever. But you're right, because I've unsubscribed in the past 2-3 weeks to a lot. And again,
Feels good.
it's just, yeah, it is.
Feels
I
good.
It's like
don't,
clean your
Feels real, real
closet.
good.
I don't need to know every time a radiator cap at AutoZone is on sale. I'm good. I'm fine.
You know what's strange? They've never once emailed me ever. I've never had
that's
to
weird.
unsubscribe anything car related. Strange. Huh?
Me neither.
But
Yeah.
wait,
Huh, weird.
it starts with a sign up, and I'm sure that you've never done
Oh, I have to be
Is-
interested.
is
at
that right?
first.
Jenny,
Yes.
that's Ernie.
either. Yes. Who? What?
is?
Who's doing what?
What?
Jenny's
Oh,
wondering
Jenny,
who Unknown
you're
Woman is.
late to the game.
Who is unknown woman?
The intro. I thought we introduced. Did I not?
Did. I
No.
don't think so.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
No, we just started talking.
Oh, that's right. You fucked up my rhythm, so I was all out of
sorry.
it.
Oh, of course.
So let's go
my
back to the
fault.
beginning. Well, no, you all were collaboratively talking. Collaboratively. I'm Clayton McKee, your host. Immediately to my left is Aaron Henderson, the other half of one Marnie Ryer, and then, of course, Al Perkins rounding out our foursome. Kat Carlson is away on special
Oh,
assignment.
shit.
Oh.
No, please.
Bye.
Apparently, Al found Kat.
Or forgot to keep looking.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure.
Something happened. I'm not sure. But
something.
Kat is taking the week off. She'll be back with us next week, and I'm in hopes. Oh, now I know why you shitted.
I was like, where's my wine?
I'm in hopes. Fingers crossed. I talked to her again. A friend of mine, a longtime friend who was with the Bernie campaign during all of that, and now has transitioned over and is working for the Arizona Democratic group and the Hillary thing. She is going to be with us next Thursday night for the whole show, which is I think is
good.
cool from the standpoint of we get to
Thursday?
learn. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, next Tuesday. I'm sorry, next
Oh,
week.
I'm like, that's okay.
I
No,
sorry,
no,
right,
no,
ding, ding.
just Tuesday. It's
Tuesday.
always on a Tuesday.
Always.
But she will be with
That's
us.
helpful.
But I think it's cool to find out. We'll find out some things behind the scenes of what happened with the Bernie campaign and this, that, and the other. But they have been super, super active in all up in the bars all the past couple weeks with people with clipboards just hitting people up. Are you registered? Are you registered? Are you registered? I have never seen it like this before.
Well, turns out, according to the Arizona Republic, which I am now
A subscriber.
Oh, you get
currently a
that. That's
subscriber
right.
of the Arizona Republic, they cover the election in a much different way than cable news does. It's kind of refreshing to read the newspaper. I have to tell you, I get off your internets and go buy a paper to read a complete thought without some asshole screaming at you about Trump.
Wrong.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wrong.
So it turns out that the Arizona Republic cannot get over that in the fact that how close it's getting as far as the Trump-Hillary goes.
For
and that-
Arizona.
For Arizona. And the fact that he has never had any kind of ground game here to shore up what should have been a solidly red state. And
Other than
that-
fucking Jan Brewer.
And now I can't
Right.
remember how many offices. I mean, no, that's not a ground game. That's just an old woman in
Oh
a
no,
hat.
I understand that. No.
With
I'm
a house coming
I'm
at her.
understanding, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
all he's had here is her showing up.
So, but I mean, the fact that all these states that they're talking about that there's no
Well,
ground
it's
game,
not a
there's
ground
no ground game. The Arizona Republic is talking about the fact that her ground game here is phenomenal for
Oh,
a state
yeah.
she should have no chance.
Oh,
of. And
yeah.
they went into active mode after the first debate when they were like, every time he tweeted out something about Miss Universe, they were like, "Get one more person on the ground in Arizona."
Yeah.
Can we get one more person on the ground in Arizona? So that's why you're actually physically seeing it for the first time.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm like,
Very, it's so upsetting.
It is.
a friend of mine.
Katie Hobbs, by the way, Jody.
Oh.
Katie Hobbs is the senator that was going to come in. Yes?
Right, and I have not talked again with her. She still may
Senator,
have time.
Congresswoman. Senator.
Yes,
Representative.
state-
Representative.
House
Hobbs.
of Representatives.
Jesus,
yes.
I couldn't come up with
That
a
makes her
name.
congresswoman.
There you have it.
She's Arizona though.
Yeah.
Oh, so state congresswoman.
State.
Actually, you know what? I think I keep introducing her as State Senator Katie Hobbs. She's never corrected
The
me.
state senator is Leila Alston,
but
right?
I have
She's my
introduced.
senator?
I've introduced Katie at I don't know how many events now, and she's never corrected.
She's
me.
like, I'll take it.
Maybe it's an aspiration for her. I don't
True.
know.
True.
But anywho,
I have a friend who's working
yes.
who was working for the Democratic Party, registering voters for the last 2 weeks, and I don't think has slept. She's been at ASU for days. For days and days and days registering people. She posted a picture last night at 11:45 registering a college student on the hood of his car to just because one last registration.
Right.
Yeah,
Because they're not fucking
before
around.
midnight. Yep.
Yeah,
You know
that's
how-
what they said last night. They were at Stacy's, and they're like, "We have to be back at headquarters at midnight
Yeah.
with
Right.
this whole list."
And they have been
That's a big
on
deal.
on their game, and they were looking for volunteers, and I'm like, I can send money for like donuts or coffee, but like I just did not have time.
Right.
I read today that they've done over 120,000, like new in
Yeah.
the past week, 2. I forget what the static, but
Right,
it's a
which-
huge number.
And one of the things that I have been, and we'll finish up the Bernie Sanders, whose name I couldn't recall today. I was like, is it Barney? Is it Barry? Like, what was that guy's name?
Larry.
Like, no,
and
it
Barry.
It literally
Still my
happened
favorite
today
video
that I
ever.
couldn't remember his
Pronounced
first. I couldn't remember his
China.
first-
It's pronounced China.
China. But anyways, with all his rallies that he had, he didn't like. He had rallies in Phoenix last summer.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that part of his rally was not, you cannot vote in the state of Arizona as an independent in the presidential rally.
Right.
Change your registration here. Like, where
Right.
was his ground game in Arizona?
Right.
If you're going to whine about it and have a rally with all
That's a-
these thousands and thousands of people, you got to be on it. Like, Hillary's people are on it, and they
They
have
are.
a ground game. That's how they won a campaign in
mad
New
as
York,
hell.
when she's not from New York.
Right.
And
You
the
gotta
second
admit,
time
like-
she was elected, she won by a higher percentage than when she got elected.
Right. I mean, the second time the first time wasn't much competition because it was a seat that just happened to open. Somebody retired and the seat came available. But she carpet bagged New York.
My illustration was that
Oh,
she's
no,
an
no.
endearing, loving woman that you should welcome her into your house.
But the second election she was, because it's like, what's her butt? It's like Beatrice in Boston. What's her name?
Huh?
Sanders, the wife. What's her name?
Oh my
Jane?
God.
No.
Jane.
What the fuck
No,
are
the
you
one in
talking about?
Massachusetts.
Warren? Elizabeth Warren?
Oh, you're talking about Elizabeth Warren? That was in my
Wow.
head, but I thought,
Holy
what the?
cow.
This is
More
great.
coffee, Al, more
He
coffee.
caught my menopause.
Yeah.
Like, he's like,
Oh,
what?
I got
your
I don't know.
menopause.
So,
For real.
like,
Hi, Drew. It is.
what's her name?
Elizabeth
Warren.
Warren still.
Oh my God. Bernie Sanders. Bernie.
30 seconds later.
Bernie.
still
I
Elizabeth.
told you I've lost names today. They're gone. So good luck to y'all. But so Warren, right? Elizabeth Warren.
Elizabeth
Yes.
Warren. Oh my God.
For
That's
the
So
fantastic.
her next election, she's going to win by a huge amount because now you're a popular Democratic senator in a Democratic state.
Right.
Like Hillary's numbers going up was not the surprise. It
Right.
was winning the state senate to be a senator from New York when you
When
don't
you-
live
right,
in New
right,
York.
right, right.
You just made that up. She seriously went pin the tail on the donkey to pick what state she was going to pretend to live in that had a Democratic seat open in a Democratic state. I mean, it was just. That's what I said when they ask about Mrs. Obama, Michelle.
I'm glad you got that one.
Wow, you got that
Oh,
one.
well.
We had to ask backwards our way into that one. When they would talk about her going into politics, she could pick a state. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're probably going to go with Illinois. It's a Democratic
Right,
state.
right.
But you got to remember, the Clintons had no home.
Right.
They didn't live anywhere. They were in the governor's mansion from like 81 to 92. And it was one of the funny things about them leaving office and why they talk about
won't
being
tell.
dead broke for that time, even though it was a little disingenuous. They had a lot of money tied up in lawsuits, and he had lost his bar, his law license. He
Right,
couldn't
right,
practice
right.
law.
Disbarred.
Disbarred. They hadn't
Unbarred?
Unbarred?
Elizabeth
if they
Warren.
took it, did
Yeah.
they take it, or did they just let it lapse?
Yeah, no, that was part of his settlement for the impeachment.
Oh, so yes, dis.
Yeah, he got disbarred.
Oh.
They had no home.
Yeah.
They literally
They packed
did
up
not-
the truck and
they
did-
they didn't vacation somewhere. Like they didn't have except for Camp David, they didn't have Kennebunkport or whatever the fuck it's called.
Kennebunkport.
Yeah, that place.
Holy
Or
shit.
the ranch down in Texas. I got
This is
nothing today.
Great.
Wow.
I had a
Great. I
massage
feel
that
so
seriously
good.
knocked out my brain power.
I just feel
Can
smart.
I get that information? I would like a massage. My poor partner's sick of rubbing my shoulders.
He's He's a genius, but he did take my brain with him.
Well, it happens. So here's how I knew that Hillary, that it's finally really truly close in Arizona. Yesterday I was watching TV, a fucking NRA commercial. Have you seen it? The NRA is now buying ads against Hillary in Arizona, and when the NRA starts putting money in it, then you know all of a sudden this is a hot race for us. And it was, I don't know if you've seen it. It was
I have not
horrible,
seen it.
disturbing ad. It's this woman who she's asleep in her bed and she hears a noise and. It takes the police 10 minutes on average. It takes the police 10 minutes to get there, as the voice is saying, and then she goes over to where her gun is kept, but it says, but Hillary doesn't want you to have guns to protect yourself and your homes. And so she goes and there's an an empty box where a gun should be. And at the end, it was like something about how Hillary's not keeping you safe and how you're going to get killed in your own home if you don't have a gun. It was disturbing. At the same time, it made me excited that we've got such a good
That it's that close to
chance
race.
here.
So,
Yeah.
we'll just get off
Yeah,
on this.
but for God's sake, the whole gun thing. How many times does she have to say "fuck you" in my emails and the whole 9 yards? But she doesn't want to take anybody's guns. Like,
Nope.
does
But
anybody?
they don't hear that.
They don't hear it at all. It's almost like because she's left
Right.
of
And,
center.
and during a debate,
right?
she mentioned, I'm all for the Second Amendment.
Right.
I just want to close some loopholes online, gun show, and let the background checks.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I don't get why people are just anti-background check.
Right. How do you not
How do
hear
you
that?
not?
But you hear everything that Donald Trump isn't saying.
Yeah.
Get it?
But
Or-
yeah.
oh,
Because, I mean, he's not saying a fucking
Like
thing.
you
and they're
hear
like,
plans where no one
"Yay!"
has said anything, but when she says I have no intention, they're like,
Exactly.
oh no, she.
But they also hear
Yeah.
everything that he does say, which is completely wrong.
Correct.
They're just locked and
we can't even
no,
get into
no
that.
pun. They're locked
that,
and loaded
that
on
Syria,
Wow.
that Syria Russian sentence that everyone is still trying to decipher.
Yeah.
But so
I
we'll
can see
knock
Russia
off some
from my
things.
house.
We have a new listener from Canada.
Oh, I was trying to
Gershon.
find his name. Say it again.
Gershon.
That's what I'm
Gershon?
doing, too.
Wait,
He's a train.
He wrote it down.
he should be right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
I was
at the
going to say,
beginning.
you should be so excited that Al remembered your name because he doesn't remember fucking Bernie
he
Sanders
probably
or
wrote it.
Elizabeth
Right,
Warren.
wrote it down.
But you got it
Gershon.
now.
Gershon is with our friend Joey
Gershon.
up in Canada. He is, from what I'm understanding, he is training. Joey is training Gershon to be a driver in a truck.
Correct.
So they are up there together now.
Fun.
Gershon is
Hi, great student.
for certain a brand new listener. He's straight and he is locked in a cab of a truck with Joey, who won't let him listen to anything else.
Welcome.
We love hostages.
Yes.
As far as listening
Yeah,
to
exactly.
the show. Just listening
Well, we
to the
watched a
show.
Trump hostage video the
Yeah,
other day, so
that's
anything's possible.
so true.
then, as we're on the commercials, I was just reading the commercials at Yama because they don't have the sound up on the TV. I was eating my Tuesday sushi, as we're gonna call it now.
Gotta go
My
live
cunt
to-
sushi. That sounds wrong.
It does.
Um,
Your cunt sushi. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, cunt fish.
Already not selling it the right way.
He's got his eye on you. He's watching.
So they have a series of, and it's not just one ad. It came in a series of like every commercial break. It was a new one, and the first one was a poll saying, "Who do you support for president? Dial this number." It was a 1-800 number.
sure.
Vote 1, press 1 for Trump. Vote 2 for Clinton. And I was like, well, that's funny that CNN is putting out an ad for the unscientific polls that they've been fighting against from the debates. And then the next one said, like in the next
numbers
commercial
are
round,
in.
no, it's the next one said, if you need to register to vote, dial this number to register. Go to this website called Register Trump Now, and then vote here. Press 1 for Trump, press 2 for Clinton. So I'm like, this is a little bit of dirty pool because they're kind of taking advantage of old people who get a little confused by, the people that order stuff online because they get confused. But as I was reading the ad
that's
and
my
it got to
excuse,
the
too.
third one,
Just confused.
yeah. But it got to the third one, or its company, dial this number, talk to somebody for a little while. Most people don't want the sex talk. They just want to talk to somebody. They've been, yeah, I mean, that's usually who they catch with those things.
You never answer your phone.
Same with psychics. Yeah, sorry.
I just want to talk to
So
someone.
anyways, by the third ad, you could tell that it made it clear that it would make people think they were voting. Like it honestly was. Like if you read that in a way that you didn't know how voting worked or you were unsure or it made it seem like
Well, and there's
by
new technologies all the time.
Yeah, that by dialing, and people call up and let computer hackers in, but you could tell by the way the ad was worded, it was leading people to think that if they dialed this number or went to this vote site and website and registered, they were registering themselves to vote and voting for Trump at the same time. It was like,
That's skeevy.
but it also had Clinton's name on there, but it looked like it was done by Trump supporters because it was support Trump
Right.
.com.
Org or whatever the hell it is.
You could tell it wasn't a Trump ad, but it was worded so nicely. I'm like, that's some dirty pool.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean? Like, that's,
But he's has to now scrape. I mean, no offense to the old folk who are watching TV and using their phones like that,
I'm
but
not,
the bottom
I'm
of
not
the barrel.
watching this show.
Right. The true story. I'm not offending you because none of you were listening.
Not listening, right.
What did you just say?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I mean, he desperate.
Oh yeah, everything's desperate now. Well, I'm sure it's going to come up somewhere that he's using the phrase now. The shackles are off. Could you get any more racist and just do some sort of a slave reference, please?
Even
I was astounded when I heard that today.
Wow.
Mac
I haven't
and
heard that
cheese
yet.
or whatever that god awful show is on 92.3.
Mac and Gatos.
Those
Got
two
it.
fuckers.
Mac and cheese.
I don't even know why
But-
you're listening to it because they're so.
Oh well, my
slanted.
car was on. I had to listen to part of the debate the other night as I was driving to work.
Oh,
So
okay, gotcha.
I watched what I could at home, jumped in my car, turned it on in the car, listened
Listen.
for a while, and
Right.
over your radio is
What?
we're
really
not doing it
frustrating.
right. There's something else. It's like somebody who's really, 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 really
On
stoned.
coke.
According
or
to Carrie
that.
Fisher. Carrie
saw
Fisher
that,
But
says-
when
says.
somebody has such,
Oh.
you know how you're talking to someone who's like so angry they've got dry mouth and
Oh,
they
yeah. Sure.
have no longer
Sure.
control of their saliva anymore, and it's like they can't get air through their dry, like they can't breathe through their mouth like they're supposed to. Fucked up.
Yeah, but you know the thing that I found,
But on the radio,
really
it was disturbing.
really intriguing was the body language experts that came on after the
How
debate.
angry he was.
How angry, but yet how that snarfing, fucking sniffing bullshit thing he had going on was that he felt he had made a good point. Like after he would say something, it was
like
almost
it
like the longer the sniff or the shorter the sniff, depended on how emphatic
It's
he
like
was about
when
his point.
it's like when
His
Anderson Cooper goes.
exclamation sniff. Or
It's sort of
something.
like when Anderson Cooper goes to the most dangerous. He's wearing the tightest black shirt he possibly can.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a progression.
When he's down to casual wear, you know the storm is ferocious.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. But it
the
really
oth-
wasn't. I was like,
But
what?
and I had it on in another room. Like I was taking care of a patient in this room, and then this room had the debate on. So I was just watching it. Then I had to switch. I went from radio to like just pictures.
Did
Because I
the
couldn't hear
patient
it.
have a choice? Like, did they pay?
No. It was a different room. Like
They don't.
They didn't
Oh.
have their TV on, but the patient, the empty room had a
Okay,
TV
I'm like,
on.
fuck that shit. I'm suing your
if,
goddamn hospital.
if they can't raise their hands, they don't get a channel change.
I was saying, raise your hand if you want to change channel. Oh, okay. Guess we're watching this.
Wah,
No,
wah.
but that did not happen. So the room that I was in,
Work it, Amina.
no TV on. Yeah,
love
there was
it.
no TV on in there. But in the other room, the TV was on, but I couldn't hear it. It was down low for the comfort and safety of those around us. You know,
Right,
You can't. Somebody watching their own TV loud is one thing. I can't play a TV loud in an empty room and disturb other people. In this situation,
Plus, because you know what's going to happen. Al's going to be like, liar!
yeah.
I know.
Everybody's
But
awake.
can we give a shout out to my mom who probably cannot figure out the chat room but is watching us right now?
Your
Oh.
mom.
Hi, Di.
I'll look at this
hi.
one. Hi.
Both Mama Di.
Yeah, we got both mom.
Oh, I didn't even
moms
see
in
my
there.
mom sign
Yeah,
in
your
there.
mom's in there.
Oh, my
She
gosh.
said, "Watch
Smiley
it."
face.
Di and I are watching.
Very busy.
So
Are they together?
No.
Oh.
So to go the
should get together and
to
watch
go
it.
the other way to watch it and not hear it was, and I was bringing people. I'm like, look at this. Like as they're walking by, they're like, oh God, is that on? Is that on? And they would look in. I'm like, doesn't that look like something you've seen in a zoo? That person just.
You mean the
walking? No,
Oh,
the
the
walking
hair.
back and
Like the
forth.
angry
there was
ape?
no sound.
The orangutan.
Exactly, and the angry ape. He was
the
walking
red
back
button.
and forth. He kept standing behind
Over
her
it,
like
right.
some kind of predator.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is one of them saying that would require that? And then I was like, this guy was supposedly on TV. I've never seen his show, but supposedly he was on TV with a television show 4 years where he fired someone for locker room talk, in case you haven't seen that yet
I
today.
saw that a woman.
Fired a
but-
woman
but
because she
also-
said crap.
But
You know what
also,
the word was?
he was never
Crap.
good on that show.
Okay, well, I've never seen it. But I was like, how do you not understand how TV works? You're pacing this
Right.
thing, and then he kept turning his back to a crowd. You're supposed to engage with the audience. He kept turning and facing the
I
back.
thought they were
like,
behind
Oh,
podiums.
he was. No, this was a.
Okay,
No, it was
so
a town
I haven't
hall.
watched.
Town hall.
I
No,
haven't
no.
watched a presidential debate
Town
since
hall.
before Obama.
So they're both just sitting, and they have a little table that's next to him, whatnot. And he was standing before anything even happened. He just stood behind his chair, and like very.
And she would sit.
My
When it wasn't-
girlfriend does that when we're at restaurants, but it's because she doesn't like to sit. She's
like
not.
to
She's
sit
not
well.
trying to be orangutan.
No, I would have been that way, but I think he was just trying to get into the shot. Wherever she was, he wanted. He was looming and leering.
But it
and
got
whatever,
funny
but
because they stopped with the split screen because he wasn't
where he was
where he was
supposed
supposed
to be.
It was just really fucking weird.
Yeah, you're right, Jenny. He was just standing there. It was like, and I thought she did great. Because I would have turned around and been like, "Will you sit down?"
Yeah, get the fuck out of my
Right.
space.
What do you-
Bubble.
But when
What do
he
you
turned
want?
around and faced the back twice, you're in a town hall. You're supposed to be engaged with the
You're right.
audience. He kept turning his
Oh,
back.
that's why a guy in a sweater got to ask a question because it was a town hall.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's the only reason they were walking around.
Yeah.
I truly
Ken.
have not watched a debate since before Obama.
Well,
I mean, they're just as thrilling as always.
Yes, although uglier every time. from
Yeah,
what I hear.
and nonsensical.
You know who else had a debate this week? Ann Kirkpatrick and John McCain.
I saw part of that.
Yeah,
I did not.
Yeah. That's one I probably would have watched, although I would have gotten pissed at him. Well, I bet a lot
I mean,
of
I
people there
fell,
did too.
I fell hard asleep.
Yeah.
And
Well,
they didn't
I'm
replay it
sure.
every third hour like they do the other ones.
very soothing voices.
Oh.
Well, yeah, well, we'll get to what we did this week. So I
yeah.
worked an accidental day. So
Oops.
having a charming week, and I thought I'm working Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which is my most of the time schedule, laughing about the chumps that had to work the next day, like, fuck you, I'm off. I am out of here, bitches. I'm counting down the hours, like 6 more hours, and I have 4 days off. Life is grand. So then I decided to be really cocky about 1:30 in the morning and look by at the schedule for the next day and be like, oh, I got to get names of the fuckers. I got to come in here tomorrow. I had a whole day planned. There were debates to watch, SNLs to catch up with, coffee to drink. I go down the name and I see my name, and all people heard was no, 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 no. So people are like, what? What's wrong? What's wrong? I'm like, oh, no, there's got to be a clerical error. Somebody must have just reprinted the wrong sheet. So I go to my phone and see my calendar. I'm like, motherfucker, I signed up.
Oh no.
I was disrupted.
Poor little thing.
Yeah. Oh.
So then,
That sucks.
I worked Sunday night, and positive attitude, good
Yes.
mental attitude.
See my.
Exactly. I don't know what that means, but sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Go with that.
Sounds delightful.
It's my positive vibe.
to me, it says drown yourself near the rocks in the water, but whatever you get out of it.
Hope that's not what my students see. Oh God.
I love it.
So much for my positive messages.
So yesterday, I was truly just exhausted, and I
Look at what Joey just wrote.
I slept for Marina. So I slept for a little while, woke up, tried to watch that debate, and I mean,
Just right back to sleep.
oh yeah, there was a big swath of time that was just lost to the face down on the couch thing.
Oh well.
It goes.
You
like
know how
that.
you're voting. You know how you would vote anyway if you were there.
Yeah.
So you didn't
Totally.
need clarification. You didn't need.
But
that.
I did want to hear what Trump had to say about the clown, but I missed it. If he said anything interesting. So what did you do this week?
Nothing.
Speak for both of us.
Oh yeah, I'm here. Usually she sends me a text and said, "Babe, what did we do this week?"
What did we do?
On Saturday, so we like all the local events, local like farmers market stuff, local artists, and it's about that time of year. The weather's not there yet, but it's about that time of year for the outside stuff to be happening. So on Saturday there was a first ever of this. It's called Uncommon Markets, and it's this outside local festival thing, and we went and we were there with about 8 other people total. But it might have potential sometime. That's the most exciting thing we did, which is why I'm launching into a whole explanation of it, because we really,
Yeah, I'm like, she's dragging that out. That's good.
yeah. Because really,
A guy with no teeth, remember, walked up and was like,
oh yeah, you got to pay to get into this shit.
well, I'll spend my money somewhere else.
And then he took
well,
off.
Go to the dentist.
And now
Yeah,
where was
no
it
shit.
located?
Because you only have 3 of them.
Salt,
right in your hair.
Salt River Fields in Scottsdale, like Talking Stickish.
Oh, okay.
Pima and something else.
Okay.
Yeah. Pima and something else. That's a little area. And then we went.
One of our 53 states.
Yes. And then we went to the outlet mall. Did we do
Purpose?
Yeah, Converse outlet.
They have
Money
a
at
Chuck's Mall.
30% off coupon. And that's it. And then this morning I went to.
Because I get those emails.
Yes. Yes, she gets emails. I'm on fall break. Hooray.
Oh, yay.
Yesterday I went to work all day because school's open. I don't have a key to get in if it's not opened for us by security. So I went in and got work done. And this morning I had a root canal 2 weeks ago. So today they put on the temporary crown and they built it up with a permanent filling. And so my mouth feels like an asshole and I hate it. And it hurts, so I need to keep drinking is the end of my story. That's what I did, everybody. Now that my monologue is complete, we can start the show.
I just listened to her do what she did.
I think that's fair.
Kind of follow along and go, yep.
Yeah, she was there. She drove.
Yeah.
I have not gotten drunk yet, and it's my fall break, so
No, bottoms
we
up.
need
honey.
to we need to open that second bottle. I think, babe.
That's why I went screaming into the kitchen because I forgot. I've had my bottle of wine with me for the ride over on my bike, and then sitting in the restaurant, I have my stash of wine. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't quite cold enough. So I put a little glass in the freezer,
Smart.
and then almost
Oh,
forgot.
by the way, there's a bottle of wine in the fridge, Martin, that you're welcome to take because I won't drink it. He won't drink it. I don't
Is
even,
it the bubbly?
No,
whatever
it's
pink
Pinot.
thing?
No, it's Pinot Grigio. It's the
okay.
Barefoot Pinot Grigio.
yeah. So
Okay.
you're welcome to take
Well,
it.
thank you.
Yes.
Look,
We finally
now you have
found
a third
out.
bottle.
We finally found. Oh yeah, it's you'll love it.
Ding ding. Is it
like it.
wine?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like
There
it.
you have it.
It's white and it's chilled already, so knock yourself out.
Yes,
you.
We got a
done
winner.
and done.
And
What did you
Clayton-
do, Al?
I just said that was it. That was
Oh,
my
that's
whole
all.
story.
You're
Remember we went
working.
to working,
yeah.
yada yada yada.
I know I didn't remember your name, but I at least remembered your story.
I was trying to find a picture on the Facebooks. I should have saved it when I saw it earlier, but I lost it. So.
I know what else for for everyone in the chat room and the 30 people that Amina is in the process of recruiting,
That's right.
which we appreciate very
Yeah,
much.
very much.
At a truck stop in Canada. That's-
Yes.
Yeah.
If any of you have an extra couple
Hold on.
dollars,
We only need 19
listeners or dollars, listeners.
listeners.
Yes.
20 now.
If any of you have an extra couple dollars, all 4 of us are participating in the AIDS Walk, as is Kat, which is in a couple weeks. And this past weekend, Walgreens matched donations. And because so many people donated, they are extending. Did you see that? They're extending the
see that.
Walgreens match. So
Oh, good. I needed because I missed it. Oh, totally missed
up
it.
to $25,000 and between
Wow.
now and the race day.
Oh wow.
So if you go online and you donate, you should probably donate to these 3 folk because Kat and I are both
Well, my mom,
toward the top.
My mom, I just registered Mom and I, but
Oh, and
there's-
both
we're
moms,
still
both Mama
we're still at
Dies.
goose
Yeah.
eggs. Well,
Yeah.
like
No.
35, whatever
Yeah,
the sign up
35.
is.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I got to get on that. I just didn't like I felt the Aunt Rita's Foundation instead of AIDS Walk kind of like
Yeah.
Yeah.
annoyed me because then I feel like I have to explain
And the page
charity.
is all fucked up and you have
No,
to like,
but I don't like the page, but I did figure it out to where I just took off that Aunt Rita's part.
anyway,
And
I
just
will
put AIDS Walk.
I'll put it in the chat room for everybody who's got an extra couple dollars and wants to donate
Okay.
to everyone else in the room. Look, I'm fundraising for you guys. You're welcome.
Look at
Well,
you
thanks.
go.
Look at that.
welcome.
That
I'm
was
gonna
very
start
good.
tomorrow with my Facebook page. I just figure I pissed so many people off.
Right. You're not going to get a support out of them because she's shut up now, but now she's asking
Yeah.
for money. I'm pretty sure that's how that works out.
What did you do, fine sir?
I don't know. I'm sure I did something entertaining. Not quite sure what it is.
The end.
We
There's
lead
always-
such interesting.
Hi,
This is
Joe.
one of those times where we
We're real
lead
boring.
such interesting lives.
Well,
Yeah.
but again,
it was one of those weeks though that
it runs together.
Yeah,
I don't know
it
one
was,
day
I
from
know.
the other.
That's why I always text her and say,
I,
what do
I
we
always,
do?
I always know that I don't do anything. I don't feel like I ever do anything exciting. Now today, I helped a friend who sent me a picture. They have a car that's like 2 years old, one of the new Chevy Camaros, and I guess a couple years ago, or shortly after he got it, he had it parked somewhere at a friend's house, and somebody knocked the passenger side exterior mirror off. Well, he took it to a dealer, and they fixed it, but I feel as though they fixed it kind of like, we're going to do it as a friend, but we're not really going to fix it properly, because today, driving to work, it fell off.
Oh.
So he sent me a picture of looking out the passenger side of his car, and he's like, what's missing? I'm like, where the fuck is your mirror?
Oh wow.
And he's like, well, it's hanging there because, obviously modern day mirrors are plugged into so they can move and
sure,
heat
sure,
and do all
sure.
that shit.
Right.
So I went over to his office and I brought like Gorilla Glue, the super glue from them, and tape, and I glued it. Then I used painter's tape to hold it in place. Like, let it sit for like a few hours, but take the tape off before you take off, because he was driving to California tonight. So I haven't heard any negatives about this so far. So I went and he's like, you don't have to come do this. I'm like, I know, but that's what I do. And now it gave me an excuse to buy Gorilla Glue, or the super glue in the Gorilla Glue version.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna get an email about that.
Yeah,
When I
so
was in
then-
high school, I drove. It was a Dodge Neon. The very first year they made
I'm
Dodge
terribly
Neons,
sorry.
which
Wait,
tells you
Wait, haven't I seen that car? Didn't you have?
you've never seen.
nightmares.
You may have seen pictures of it.
Okay, because what did you drive when you first met her?
a
When I-
white Toyota Corolla.
Oh, just as bad.
Corolla.
All right.
My white Toyota Corolla is still sitting in my fucking front yard because I love it so much I can't get rid of it.
I know. Why did you tell him those
But
things?
but we
He's
cleared
gonna
that. We
have a
cleared the.
fit.
There's not weeds under it. However, there are cats under it living.
Worse.
Anyway, so when I was in high
Living.
school, When I was in
Better
high school,
She's
I drove
open to
this
zoo.
Dodge Neon. Yes.
Yes. I'm sorry about the neon.
And its color was watermelon sparkle. It
oh
was
Jesus,
pinkish.
it's worse.
Oh yeah. And it gets
How are
even
you
better
not a
for
gay
you.
man for driving that fucking
For
car?
real.
So I'm backing out of my driveway. I live with my parents because I'm in high school, and their trash can was out, like for drag your trash to the street day.
it's
so
trash
I
day.
hit it, and the side mirror just fell off. Because I hit it and it fell off because Dodge
You
Neon.
knocked it off. Yes.
And then maybe I drove around for a year with it still attached, just scraping up the door.
Oh.
I'd go real fast on the freeway. It'd fly a little bit.
I kind of think you do this just to give him, like,
No, my
tremors.
question is, because I'm one of those rare drivers in this city who uses all three mirrors.
Yeah,
Oh, I do now.
How did you drive for that period of time without that right hand mirror?
Where do you have a fourth mirror?
No, I said three
three.
mirrors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was my driver's side mirror.
Continue.
Well, there's also the vanity
compact.
the vanity mirror that's in the sun visor.
Oh, I use that more than any of the other ones. Yeah. I was.
Did you only turn to the left?
17, and I live on the left, always have. I was 16, 17, and I don't think I paid attention to that stuff.
My guess is you did a lot of this.
I was too busy smoking cigarettes in the car
40.
and
Okay.
What year are we talking? Give me a
ditching
year.
school.
82?
What?
What year did you graduate high
No,
school?
what year was the car?
82. Jesus Christ! I was 3 years old,
I'm
asshole.
I know, but
Throwing
you said it was
numbers.
the first year they were made. We didn't say it was the year
97.
you were made.
97, 96, I think.
Oh,
I
no.
graduated in 97. I had it in 95.
So I think 90.
I love that the first thing that came up was said Dodge Neon 97 problems.
See?
Or you're looking up a picture so you can see what this atrocious car
But
is.
whenever you guys talk about cars, I
Watermelon
have to find
Sparkle.
out.
and you should, because it was a big mistake that Dodge did, and they're still out.
That's not that bad.
Oh yes, it was.
That's
Remember the Yugo? Remember the Yugo?
yes.
It was just a step above the Yugo because it barely.
I'm not looking up two cars.
No.
The outside was kind of cute, but it didn't run for shit. Like, it was breaking
Look
down
at
every
that.
5
It's like a
minutes.
Skittle color.
It's horrid.
But mine was watermelon sparkle. I'll look up that color.
Look
for
up
you.
that color, and you'll see how atrocious it is.
That close.
No, that's red.
I feel like it's
it
not
was
sparkle.
sparklier. Yeah, no, truly the paint sparkled.
Oh,
a
so it
little.
had glitter on it? You
Oh,
made
yeah.
It, oh, anything can be made worse with glitter.
Anything.
The
The
herpes,
of arts and crafts, my friends. Yes.
the new Facebook, not the new Facebook, the new phone, iPhone.
Messenger.
This thing. The Messenger has this thing where you can send like balloons or fireworks
Oh,
or
yeah,
shooting
yeah,
stars.
yeah.
And then it has confetti. And I'm like, I don't even like confetti virtually.
My grandma used to
agree.
send us
I
cards.
literally don't like it virtually.
Yeah.
How's that?
Nice. My grandma used to send us cards full of confetti. So
Yep.
when we opened them, confetti everywhere. It pissed my mom off. So I guess my grandma won that battle. 'Cause-
Her mom, I'm assuming.
Oh,
her
Yeah.
mom.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, her mom was a
I can't
bitch.
imagine what would have happened. Well, first of all, we didn't get stuff mailed to us because we were so close to Grandma. We just go get it. But my grandmother would never have done something evil like that
Didn't she live in the next room?
when I lived with them. But when I was really younger, when I was before I got out of high school, when I was like maybe in
I slept in
elementary.
the same room with his grandma. That came out wrong.
It really did. It did. Happy National Coming Out Day? What is this happening?
Wait a minute. Let's
Grandma,
back that
Grandma
up.
was safely on a shelf in her box
was.
next to grandfather.
In whose box?
In her box.
Oh, okay.
Stop it.
Hers is a lovely crushed velvet
It
blue
was.
cover, and grandfather's is a maroon
Yes.
or aubergine.
Aubergine.
Yeah,
I like
Drew,
it.
I was not offended by the picture I saw. And now there's offers to teach people how to drive and swim. I will not teach you how to drive because you still won't know how to
You
drive.
won't know how to drive.
So
But I can teach you how to swim.
But he can tell you how to pick out a car with a great sound system.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
about
a
it.
microwave. You can microwave things in it.
Toast things. Toaster.
Toast things in it.
Yeah.
Amina, Martin and I are the only lesbians in the world who don't live together yet. So the cats are mostly at my house. The
Mostly.
termites are mostly at her house, and there are dogs everywhere.
But mostly at my house.
That's true. She's got
And how
three.
is it between the two of you? I get you got a Subaru. I understand. So we're halfway home. How is it between the two of you? Nobody owns a truck.
Oh, I had a truck forever.
I know, but not now. What happened?
You're in a
didn't want-
relationship
yeah.
with another woman and no one has a truck?
See, I think that
No, but I
something's
have my
wrong.
We also don't
Subaru.
live
Oh,
together.
okay.
But it's not an open. You can't just
We
call
also
a
haven't
refrigerator.
experienced bed death yet. We're not
Yeah.
like all the other
That's
lesbians.
just-
Oh, I forgot about lesbian
Oh,
bed death.
it only took 4
We-
years
we-
and 6 months to have the lesbian bed death question answered.
5.5 years we've been together, still no bed death.
Way to go.
Thanks.
I love that somebody
Can't speak for the bed
Yeah,
itself.
Yeah.
Right.
I now drive a Jeep Commander. I just call this one the Commander.
Commander.
Thank you, Commander.
Commander. Well,
Get me there, Commander.
Wait, how about teaching ducks how to use PowerPoint? Throwback from spring of 16. I don't remember. Ducks using PowerPoint?
Joe, I want to point out that Al doesn't remember Elizabeth Warren's name 4 seconds after you say it, so I'm not sure we're going to remember the 16.
That is fair. That
Spring
round
16.
goes to Aaron. Aaron, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
I almost called you Aaron.
I cannot even
Hernandez.
make up a compelling
That's okay.
argument
You call
against.
her Marnie Ryer.
Yeah, I don't
Reiner.
care. For
For this debate, I'm just going to walk back and forth behind you.
I
I'm
like
like
my
that.
space.
That is my name, so I got very confused.
I know. I can't say it wrong.
I'm Marina.
So
I
I
usually call her
drive.
like Rob Reiner. Is what I
Rob
usually.
Reiner, yeah.
I drive. I call it a grandpa car because it
I like your
literally
car.
it was Marnie's grandpa's
Aside
car.
from where it came from, meaning the Rust Belt of America,
yeah.
I like your car.
Oh, when I get a new one, do you want me to just give you my car?
Hell yes.
Okay.
Oh, he would
All
take
right.
it in a heartbeat.
Done.
When is this happening? I got to make
Well,
plans.
I was going to buy a new car this fall break, like this week, but
Yeah.
then my dog was in the emergency room for 3 days, and $4,000 later, I need to.
Jesus Christ. God.
I need to wait.
not
How
sure
much
yet.
did it cost? How much
Spring
would it
break.
have cost to put it down?
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
Not funny.
Clayton, you
Not
just
funny.
No, I'm
never
just
You
trying-
just lost yourself a car, sir.
I was looking at the economics of this.
Yes, Joey. It's when
$4,000?
lesbians stop having sex. Yes.
For your car?
No, for
No.
the dog.
Oh, that's why I didn't hear it. Okay. Auto-tune worked on that one.
Well, now that we've reached the point of no return with this animal, what was wrong with it?
He's the
Next
kind of-
topic.
Yeah.
No.
What's
He's a
wrong with
long
it?
story. He's
Is this the
kind of
boxer?
he's a pit mix.
Okay.
He looks boxer-esque a little bit.
That's what I
sometimes.
thought.
Rocky,
Yeah,
that one?
Rocky. Yeah, with his big
yeah.
dopey smile. He did the AIDS walk with us a couple years
yeah.
ago.
Burning pause here.
Yes. Oh,
Not
God,
to be
that was
confused with
miserable
me with a
year.
big dopey smile, which is completely different.
different blockhead.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's at the beginning stages of kidney failure, which does not mean he's going anytime soon, but he has got some GI issues, and the combination of the two just caused him. He was really sick for a couple days, and it was scary. So we went to the hospital, and he spent 3 days there.
Pumped him full of fluids and
Pumped
figured
him
out what
full
was
of
up.
fluids. Yep.
So now what, is he just on a medication and everything's going to be okay?
He was. Yeah, he's on. Excuse me. He's on some medication already, and so we just had to change it up. And now he takes a Pepsid every morning in addition to his other medicine, a person Pepsid,
A person? Like a whole pill or half?
a whole
Little
one.
famotidine.
All right.
Yep. He also can take people Benadryl if he starts to get super itchy, as all dogs can. 1 pill per 25 pound of animal. There's my tip for you today.
I
that
take
means
a
it's-
lot.
I was just going to try to do the math, double it and
I
add
mean,
30.
it's 25 for 25. It's 1 to 1.
25 milligrams.
They're usually 25.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yep, I guess so.
Coming up next on Pet
Ding
Talk.
ding. Want to go back to cars? My broken ass Dodge Neon. We're gonna go back there too.
No, why doesn't the Corolla go away?
The Corolla was, the Corolla was a gift from my grandparents. The grandparents who really were
Right.
the people
They
of my
raised
life.
you.
Yeah,
Right, I get that.
I mean, yeah, best people who've ever walked the earth. No offense to anyone in this room.
Wasn't even in the running.
No. She, as Martin flips
Didn't
me
even
off.
get nominated.
Everybody thinks their family members are the
I
best
know,
and everything.
I
So
know.
I get it. It's all right. We'll let you have it.
They gave it to me, and when it stopped running, it was just really hard for me to, because my grandma had
It
just
helped you
passed.
push it in the
babe.
driveway.
Say again.
My grandma had just died when I got the new car.
Yeah,
Around that same.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So around that same time, and it was just hard
Okay.
to let go. And at this point now, it's just kind of part of my lawn.
Also, it would take a whole lot to get that fucker out of there. And
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just not
it's on
willing.
4 flat tires.
Do we
doesn't
know
run.
why? I'm asking way too many questions about
Feel
this car. I
free,
realize.
feel free.
What, when it stopped running, did it really stop running or did it just run so poorly you're just like, fuck it, I'm going to get a new car?
You should try to open the door and then close it. You can't because the door is
The door
really
handles.
there.
The
Like,
door
there's
handles
no-
broke.
Oh.
No, you couldn't. But then the window.
Can we
the
take an
power
unscientific
window-
survey of your neighbors and see what they think?
Oh, honey, my yard is the best one in the neighborhood. I live in the
Mm-hmm.
hood. Yeah,
I've motor yard before. I could attest to the
my
goodness.
my yard.
2 doors down, she's got a guy who's like a hippie that's got some sort of a garden growing in his front yard, and I don't know that he's bathed.
No, he probably hasn't. He's kind of the mayor of our neighborhood. Like he's always riding on his red
real.
bike and waving
Remember
at
Rob
people.
Ford in Canada who was always stoned? That's the mayor of her neighborhood.
Anyway,
Wow.
yes, he grows lots of things in his front yard.
Yeah, I think he
also
grows a
found
lot.
out last school week, that across the street from him, so 2 doors down across the street, lives one of my current students.
How'd you find
So
that out?
that's fun. She saw me driving down the street, and the next day was like, "Do you live?" So now I have to fucking put a bra on when I take the garbage out or feed the cats. Fuck that shit.
Well, we all thank you for that.
Well, apparently I should always be wearing a bra.
Al and I both have to. Why shouldn't you?
It's like the white Whoopi Goldberg going out there. You know,
Wow.
you just don't know. No. I mean, like
I don't
without
get that
I
reference.
think you should only be worried if
She,
the
always, she never wears
She
a
never
bra.
wears a bra.
Oh, God
I got
bless
it.
her.
I think if the student, you really only need to be worried if the student's like, oh, kind of had my eye on that Corolla.
Right. No. She did
don't
say to
think
me
so.
the other day as she was leaving class, I'll see you tonight. I'm coming over for help. And she was kidding, but it was like a moment of, oh God. Like, she goes, what if I'm selling cookies? I said, there's a no soliciting sign on my door, and you know what that means.
Yeah.
And if you don't, look it the fuck up. And you
I'm
get
your
extra
English
credit.
teacher. I'll tell you what the fuck it means. Go away.
My little no soliciting sign on the front of the house has worked wonderfully.
Yeah.
Except for those motherfuckers that want to sling and deliver phone books. Fuckers.
You still get phone books in your
Yes.
neighborhood?
Oh, we've absolutely.
I still do, too.
They're
Do
too
you?
afraid. They're afraid to do it in your neighborhood.
I don't know.
Well,
But they come here and they
I
throw
don't
them
even know
out
how I'm here.
twice a year.
Where do I live?
it's bulk trash in my neighborhood
Elizabeth
right now.
Warren.
And
honey.
they're
Barry Sanders. I called him
Barry.
I called him Barry Sanders like 3 times this
Fantastic.
afternoon.
tonight.
No, but I did it this afternoon,
Oh,
like in a
jeez.
real conversation. I'm like, the guy that was Barry Sanders.
Barry, you know that guy. No, it's bulk trash right now, and so people have like massive amounts of furniture on the
Sure.
curb, and some of them are spray painted. And I asked Martin the other day if she thinks they were spray painted while they were in the house or
Or-
since being on the curb.
I think it's a valid question.
it really is.
When
and
did
then
the
there's
decor start?
what?
When did the decor start?
I thought you said dick horse, and I was like, what the?
That's later in this next
is
this
that?
next hour.
That's in the
Horse.
third hour.
Yeah,
Yes.
Dick Horse coming up, Commander.
Next on the pet parade, Dick Horse.
That's right. We'll be discussing Dick Horse at the top of hour 3. Thank you.
Okay, here's the
All
other
right.
thing that my brain is going, that I'm having right on time Alzheimer's. Just not early onset. Nope, just right on
Right on
time.
time.
Okay.
Properly
At least you're on
scheduled.
time.
27
that
years
you
old.
this-
You know I'll be late for that memo.
You'll be late for Alzheimer's too. Oh,
I will
lucky.
too. I know. I'll be like,
You
what
got
did
one
I
thing
miss?
right.
Like my constant, just give me a T-shirt that just says, "What did I miss?"
What did I miss?
What did I-
What did I? Now,
What
if
did I
Kat
miss?
was here, she'd be in the middle of a Hamilton reference. Not gonna be president now.
Alexander Hamilton.
Yep.
That's the only
She
one I
did it
got.
at home. She's listening, I'm sure.
Yeah.
God damn it. So there was this thing for young people saying
Bernie. Bernie.
There's this thing
Barney.
for young people that if you wanted to trick them, write in cursive because
Oh,
they
it's
wouldn't
true.
recognize it.
They can't read it.
So we were making, we have this thing where we make fun of stuff at work, but it applies to old people too. Like we're like, oh god, 20-year-olds don't know this, but then I'm like, I don't know how to do it. There's a lot of shit on this computer that I do not understand what it does, or on my phone. So they were laughing about this cursive thing. So I couldn't make a B in cursive, and still can't.
A lowercase or uppercase?
to. I refuse to Google it. I know, but every time I do it, it looks
Lower,
It's-
upper, lower?
a lowercase. Why? Oh, is there a special way to make it uppercase? I have to Google it because now we're at like 6
I can write in
days.
cursive for you.
But I couldn't remember how to make a B. It just looks like an LG.
It looks a little bit like
Capital B, small b.
yep. Clayton, the top of the capital B is missing a little floop floop.
It needs an additional flip flip.
I write like a 7th grade girl.
But your lowercase b is excellent.
Tits on. Tits on
Tits
that.
on. But you're right.
on a board.
My students, I respond to their writing in cursive because it's faster, and that's
Well,
why
wait,
people
are
write
you
in
saying
cursive.
that my B's not good because it didn't have that?
No.
No, you
Where
need a
you-
loop de loop up on the top
Yep.
of the B.
To connect
Here?
it. Yep.
Oh, you're fucking high.
Not
okay,
right now.
I could not get
Not
that
right
thing.
now.
I could not get that B. And they were making fun of me, and they wouldn't let me look it up, and so I like kept forgetting about it. And then I'd be like, "How do you make?" Like I would say, I woke up today and I'm like, "Oh, I still didn't look up how you make a B." And I was, you should have saw the things I was. I made a penguin. I just started drawing shit because I'm like, I honestly, and they're like, "You can't get past B," and I'm like, "Nope, I can't."
No.
Did you actually draw a bee, like an insect bee?
No,
that would have been funny
it was
too.
Close. Because you know, like that we had the competition the one day to see if I could remember what the inside color of the interior of my car was.
Yes.
And I lost.
Yeah.
Like they all took bets to see if I could do it, and I was like,
No, I know.
And I can't remember what it was, but I lost.
Okay. Do you know now what the inside
I
of
think
your car is?
it's tan.
I think it's tan.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because leather seats. So but my old car was cloth, so that left every color
Right,
available.
right.
Because
Everything.
black leather I was never gonna buy because I wanted to see the backside of my legs again, still with flesh on them.
Tan leather, you don't. But my legs scald every time. I
Oh,
get
it's
in my
awful.
car.
Whoever designed leather seats
But the
is
car,
just an asshole.
the Buick has leather.
It does.
Yes, I mean
Brown leather.
It's like driving a couch.
I called it the couch car for the first year.
So
I had it.
I will receive that car.
I've
in all,
happily given
and I'm
it to
gonna
you.
have it. I'm gonna clean
But
the
I'm always in
shit out
Oh
of it.
God, I'll be
Happily.
very excited.
the back of my
Happily,
legs are always
happily.
sweating. Oh, I hate leather. It's
But you're
gross.
not riding
Me
with me.
too.
anymore.
Me too.
Oh, yeah,
Ugh.
that's true. I'm a bad pastor.
I think
right,
I've only
back-
had 3 cars. Amina asked a question about the cars.
Ever?
How many-
Really?
So you had the one that was a piece of shit, but that was fancy on the outside.
I can't even count. How many?
The one that you bought because it was special.
Oh, the 67 Cherry Red
Yeah, but-
convertible Mustang. I had that.
but
was
it
a
didn't
mistake.
work.
for 6 months.
And then the truck
I had my little truck,
and your Subaru. Now,
my Subaru.
what did you have first? What was your first car?
I had a little truck. That's a Nissan
4.
King Cab.
So 50% of the cars you've owned have been trucks. Does that answer
Exactly.
your question?
How's that?
No, you should have a current truck.
I had a truck. I had a truck.
Her Subaru
I had a car.
fits all kinds of
and
shit.
then I had a Subaru.
I get that.
And I,
You could almost put the Subaru in the back of the fucking Buick.
That's
true.
I mean, like you can hide some bodies there. I used to drive a town car. I'm well aware of how much you can do.
it disturbs
In the
me
back
that you
of a
referenced
Subaru.
the amount of bodies you could put in it, and then you were like, "Yeah, I know."
When I bought the Fiero, it actually was in. I took it home in the trunk of the town car.
You owned a Fiero.
Oh my God.
Brand
Doesn't
new.
that make sense?
You
Come
singing
on.
Wicked right now?
Brand new off the lot.
Fiero.
And a car is so lovely, they had to stop making it.
Exactly. So cars are wonderful.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Amina's talking about the presidential podcast. Yeah, it's my addiction. I'm up to
Is the 1600? Is that what it is?
no. This one is about the presidents, and the person who does the podcast realized sometime in January that there were 44 weeks left to the election, and there was 44
Oh,
presidents.
yes.
So they're like 30 to 50 minutes,
Cool.
and it's just and it goes president by president.
Next.
Very
I'm done with
interesting.
it.
Yeah, very interesting. Well, it's interesting, but you got to be careful you're not driving a moving vehicle because she has a very soothing voice.
Do you? I listen to NPR. I'm used to that. Do you? Have you listened to More Perfect, the podcast?
Not yet.
Okay, so More Perfect is about the Supreme Court. In order to form a more perfect union.
Oh.
And it is fascinating. It was probably only 10 episodes total, maybe. But it is fascinating the stuff you learn about the Supreme Court and the origination of the Supreme Court and some of the biggest cases. I was fascinated.
I'm sold.
Yep, More Perfect.
my mom just pointed out that I also had a Ford Ranger. So 3 out of the 5 cars.
Okay.
Somebody
That's
do
all.
that math. 60%.
So whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I just needed a thank you, Di. I zoned that one.
way to go,
'cause it was a
Di.
Ford. I know. Good work.
Yeah, listening,
Yep.
responding.
She's-
Sorry, I
she's
didn't
on
text
time.
you back last night, Di.
The More Perfect Union podcast.
Just
Trans Am.
More Perfect. Hang on. It's by Radio Lab. Why
Oh,
don't we
Radio
all?
Lab.
Why
I
don't
gotcha.
we all just sit here and
link-
look at our own
I'm
phones?
at like 15 cars
Yeah, I can
since
believe
I
that.
started driving. Starting with my first car,
Sure.
which was my mom's car. Oh, she gave me my first car, which was a 1975 Volvo.
All right, and for anybody who gave me political,
believe that with
any
you,
other
Bob.
kind of podcast to listen to, they're all on my list. It's just that Nerdcast 538 and Keeping It 1600 and the Presidents. That's pretty much all the time I have.
Well, I would think so. That between that and TV.
All right.
I just all podcasts all the time now. So all the recommendations I'm going to get to as soon as like my obsession is done. But Keeping It 1600 is.
I don't
just
know how you're
so
keeping
entertaining.
up with everything because based on this time of year, haven't all the new TV seasons
Well,
started?
luckily they canceled everything I liked. So there's only like
What?
5. There's only
Oh.
a few shows on
Already?
that I like. No, from last year. Like I'm not
like
watching
the
it.
Muppets.
I watched the Wednesdays. And now the Real O'Neal start tonight. And
Did you start watching Bull?
sorry, wait, what? Huh?
Bull. New.
Nope, no hour long. There's no. I watched This. I got hooked on This Is Us, and that pissed me
Oh,
off. No more.
Fuck yeah.
I'm
God,
off
it's
the
gotta
hour long
be-
shows. None this year. None. I'm not because every time I like something,
It gets canceled?
Stalker or
Yes.
Limitless last year, whatever it was called, they canceled.
But
it,
yet
so fuck
that
it.
stupid
Designated
fucking
survivor.
idiot. That stupid fucking idiot with the voice. The Secrets and Lies. What's her name? How that show's still on? Daniel.
Julie.
Daniel.
Julia.
Oh, you didn't like that show last year?
She
Oh,
bugs
she
the
hated
fuck
it.
out of me.
Oh, well, her. But the show.
What's her
is
name?
Julianne Lewis.
Juliette Lewis.
Lewis.
Whew,
Elizabeth
God,
Warren.
it took 3 of us to get
Yeah.
there, but we did.
On the wrong.
That show got renewed.
Because it's a whole new story. It's a whole new a whole new cast.
The Drew Hahn Show is the other one.
Yes. And
There you go.
and we've stolen thing from you,
Truth.
Drew. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, we're all over at Truth. See, so
God, Drew,
that's
you're
like
so funny.
another plug.
Did speaking of the what'd you say the show was that starting? I posted about it today in the old chat room. The O'Neills, the real O'Neills.
yeah.
That video, and I'm going to post a link to the video in the chat room because I thought it was so funny. It's a preview, or is a preview or just a promo for the new season. I forget what it is.
I don't know where it came. I mean, it's funny, but I don't know if it's part of tonight's show or.
Don't know, but and I don't know of the show, so forgive me for not knowing the names of the characters. But the youngest son in the show apparently is gay.
Yeah, it's based
So-
on Dan Savage's life. So if
so
you like
there's-
Dan Savage,
So they're sitting on he and his dad and his sister and I guess a brother are all sitting on a couch, and he's talking. Like his internal dialogue is, "Well, mom's okay with the gay thing, but sometimes things are too much for her." And the mom walks in with a platter of food to sit down, and she's like, "I think his name's Kevin. It's just Kevin. Come on, what's with the booty shorts and the nipples and the pride parade? Can you just tone it down?" And he's like, "Mom, I'm gonna get on the Rainbow Hotline and have everybody because we all know each other." So the scene then changes and he gets on a fucking rainbow colored phone and he picks it up and Lance Bass answers. Lance Bass calls Jane Lynch. Jane Lynch calls another guy and the other guy's like,
So funny.
we can't talk to him. Oh, I know who can do this. And they call RuPaul.
Oh, my God.
So in the scene, RuPaul's like, "Yep, gonna turn it down." So RuPaul whips around and turns down this big rainbow dial. Well, the gay kid, they cut back to the gay kid and all of a sudden he's straight and he goes, "Wow, Rihanna is hot." And his voice changes and RuPaul's like, "Oh my," turns it back up and she goes, "What just happened here?" And he goes, "Ru?" It just
Very cute.
If you just catch the way he talks, he's so cute. It's like, "Ru? I need
was
you."
very cute.
It was quite cute. I'm going to post a link in the chat room for that video. It's just a cute little thing. So knock yourselves out with that. Oh my God, look at this. We've blown away an hour just catching up and having a good time. We have so much more to do tonight, like headlines and other things. And however, we are prepared that she's not. She has no segment.
yeah.
She said
I got
she's
nothing.
good.
She has two things.
I don't know that she will.
I think she can.
I don't know
She'll
that
just
she'll.
interject
We're going to
for
figure it
Fuck,
out.
are you I have 2 what's?
Just come up with two things.
You'll figure out.
That's what Kat always says. I have 2 things.
Organically.
Oh, right.
Organically, you can do it. I'm sure you can.
Uh-huh.
How can you not?
I feel like she can.
It's us.
Stand by.
Now I have to build a break so we can do shit. I have to get coffee. We have things to do. We're going to have a drinking thing here in a minute.
Oh, we got to open that other bottle, please, dear.
Oh, it's in
Uh-huh.
there.
I got it. Oh, I have another one in here.
Oh, God. How many? Y'all came ready to
Well,
go.
do you want to finish that one?
She takes good care of me. No, can I switch to the other one?
Of course you can.
Want me to open it?
Yes.
We're witnessing
She takes
lesbian
very good care
control
of
right
me.
here in the studio.
Oh, Amina. Yes.
Sarah Ramirez, bisexual.
What?
Woohoo!
Yeah. And I
There's
like the
your shout.
haircut. And
Yeah.
I like
Oh,
the haircut.
Saturday Ramirez came out.
Oh, I'll save that. Thanks, Amina. I'll save it for one of my 2 things. Everybody stop talking about it.
All right. Okay. It'll
don't
be
even
completely
know. New
it'll be
topic.
news to me.
Yep. Ding, ding.
Well, there's that. Okay. Well, we're going. Oh, I did this wrong. This goes here. This goes here. So many things happening. We'll be right back with headline. Oh, we're going to do the drinking word, and then headlines are going to start. So many things. Stay with us, won't you? Because really, you have nothing else to do.
You're listening to Q Talk America.
And now, we dance.
This is the Q Talk America Radio Network.
And now, a drink along. We dare you to stay awake during this royalty-free music and to play a drinking game with us. If you are currently or soon to be driving a car, you cannot play. If you are presently the primary caregiver for children and or the elderly, you may desperately want to play, but no. If you are listening from a rehab facility, you are disqualified because you already hit bottom. And that means you already won this game at least once. If playing this game is in any way illegal for you, put the bottle down and make better life choices. There is no good in your goodbye, and there is no lifeguard on duty, so you will be swimming at your own risk. Tell your lawyer to take the fucking day off. You can't sue us. We warned you. Good luck.
As Al takes a sip of a new wine.
It needs a little time.
Okay.
To what?
Oh, I love it.
To do what?
Page
Hey,
Springs is my favorite.
Yeah, it's a little too recently opened and just a touch too cold.
All right.
Oh.
I like
Just,
it.
it just need no. It just needs a minute.
Oh, to be open like that?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
breathe a little more? Got
Yeah,
it.
Got it.
it's just a tiny bit too
Delish.
cold.
Delish. And it's weird, but it's supposed to be cold. The red.
But yeah, I mean, red. Yeah.
It's just, yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Headlines. I'll shut up now.
No, it's not headlines. Drinking
Oh,
word.
drinking word.
Commander.
Commander?
Yeah, you gotta say it dirty though.
Hey, Commander.
Hey, Commander. Can you use commando too?
Sure,
Just, oh,
sure,
all right.
sure.
Anything with authority like that? That's how you're going to do it?
I like the way you handle that stick, Commander.
Well, let's see.
There we have it.
All right, so we got our word. Marn, do you think we can do this now?
No.
No.
But yes.
Not at all?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I could go get coffee and you guys could talk about something for 25, 30 seconds.
Yes. I
Oh!
think they should. They should.
I'm
I
going to
would
get
love that.
coffee.
You guys talk
Not
about
to put us
something.
on the
Have
spot or
fun.
anything.
Woo! That'll be fun.
Let that wine breathe or something.
Tomorrow night,
Mm-hmm.
for those of you who live in Arizona, I got the Al disease. The building with all
Elizabeth
of the
Warren.
restaurants in it downtown.
Cityscape?
No, babe, the one building with all the restaurants in it. DeSoto.
Market.
Oh yeah.
Something along those lines. Tomorrow night they're doing a wine tasting event. Speaking
Oh.
of Arizona wines.
I'm back to work tomorrow.
Wah, wah.
I know.
Okay, well, that's dead air. I'll
Okay,
just-
and
I'll
then no,
talk.
here October 21st, which is next Friday. Behind the scenes, the making of documentary of Hamilton will be on PBS. It's Friday night, October 21st at 9:00. I don't know how many of the numbers will be performing, how much of complete numbers you'll see, but that's fun, and they've been touting it for
I've seen it pop up a lot.
pledge people like me
Yes.
because I give my monthly donation to PBS.
Oh, you're
PBS.
one of them. Good for you.
I give mine to NPR.
Because I always feel guilty that I watch so much of their stuff, and
That's a good call.
they finally guilted me into it. Because I'm like, well, what if PBS
Uh-huh.
goes away and I lose all my like,
Les Mis every year.
yeah,
Oh,
the concert
with
spectacular
the Jonas brother. He was really good in that.
Yeah, surprisingly, and
Yeah.
he's good until Michael Ball shows up and sings next to him, and then it's like, oh,
Yeah, want.
Poor Jonas.
Poor Jonas brother. You were doing so
you
well.
were doing really well until somebody that sang better came and stood
Yeah.
next to you.
But it's good though, that one. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Joe, I don't know yet. Sure, yes we are. Baby, want to go wine tasting tomorrow night?
Yes.
Great, done.
Hi, Bootsy in the chat room. You're just in time.
Oh boy.
Commander.
Here we go with something that we like to call headlines. You call it made-up stories from two people. Here we go. A racist cupcake is still a cupcake.
Pussy Bogate.
You deserve a clown today.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Is that an eagle in your grill?
It takes two, baby.
And save your car by bringing it indoors.
And what's your fortune?
Also, the 2017 Miss Gay America has been crowned in Memphis, Tennessee. We'll tell you who it is, that and more coming up right now. Doesn't it sound stimulating? Like it's like a you're called to
I love
it's
it.
It really
It's like
does,
a call
Commander.
to action.
It
Very
is.
exciting.
Commander.
Commander.
Well,
Pray, sir, Commander.
a Portland, Oregon bakery is being accused of racism for selling an Oreo cupcake that they have named Mr. President.
Oh,
The Oregonian.
maybe I'm slightly in bad taste, but it's kind of funny.
I like it.
Oh, geez. Sorry, go ahead.
The Oregonian reports that customers have been leaving Yelp reviews criticizing Fat Cupcake, is what they're called. And I called them today. I actually called them. Fat Cupcake for its Mr. President pastry. Now, the cupcake is described as an Oreo cookie baked inside white cake with cookies and cream, buttercream topping. Now, the owner, Angelica Hayes, says that she's black, so the cupcake can't be racist. She said they originally named the cupcake because it was so good that they wanted it to hold public office on its own. She later found out that Barack Obama's favorite cookie was the Oreo. For now, to avoid controversy, Hayes has renamed the cupcake The Professional. She said the cupcake is still the most popular.
Commander's still available.
She said that the cupcake is still the most popular item in the store despite the name change. So literally, if you go to their Facebook page, it's Fat Cupcake on Facebook. I liked their page today. And then I think because when I was talking to the girl, I explained to her, like, we're doing a podcast. I understand you had to change the name of a cupcake, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, well, where can I get a picture of this? And she's like, well, go to our website. I'm like, well, what is your website? Fatcupcake.com. Oh, I was a lot more happy to talk to her than I think. Maybe they've had a lot of calls.
Yeah.
I'm not sure,
Sure,
but she
sure.
seemed not as excited about this story as I was when I found it. But the pictures on their website are way too small to show. What?
PHAT or
Oh, F,
just
F, F.
fat?
The traditional spelling.
That's that was going to be my question
Traditional
too.
spelling.
No,
Is that irony
Traditional.
that Barack Obama's favorite cookie is an Oreo? Is that irony?
I don't know.
No, coincidence, not irony.
Coincidence.
But-
Coinky dink.
But I don't know if he likes the thin or the double stuffed or regular.
I hope double stuff, Commander.
Commander. Taking it all, Commander.
What am I in the Barbara Streisand version of
Why you like that?
Oh,
the Barbara Streisand version of
Commander.
A Star Is Born? She comes out on stage and it's Barbara Streisand and her two backup singers are black women and they're like, "Will you welcome, please, the Oreo?" And it's on the soundtrack and it's a cute little joke. I don't think it's racial.
Oh, I don't think it looks like a cookie.
Yeah,
True story.
yeah.
Grab her by the cookie.
Eat the shit out of that.
If they made something gross
those
and
cookies out
made
of
the
it.
reference, but you're making something delicious,
Yeah.
called after the president, so it's
Yep.
black and white. So's he.
So good they want it to hold its own public office.
I am trying to take time while you guys are doing that because my computer is.
I don't. We just need to get rid of that and start over.
But that's
I
what we
think
did
so,
with
too.
this one.
I know, but I don't. I still don't get why. Oh, you just sent me something.
Yep.
I don't know
Okay.
why.
Only because then you can figure out if you want to put something up. So we have, you have Watergate. You have.
Oh, I know where you're going.
You have all kinds of gates.
Deflate
right?
gate.
Deflate gate.
Football
Football. That's very good, babe. That's very good.
Thanks.
Commander.
Ooh.
But
Thank you,
we
Commander.
now have Pussy Bow Gate. Pussy.
And you really do
Bow
need the
Gate.
visual on this one because I didn't
You really
get it.
do. I didn't either, and I laughed my ass off.
Shut up. That's
Swear,
serious.
yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get this.
So,
picture.
as a former model, Melania Trump is no doubt used to turning heads with her fashion choices. But her decision to wear one particular blouse at Sunday night's presidential debate
I did see that.
may be getting her attention for all the wrong reasons. The wife of Republican presidential candidate, douchebag Trump, appeared to wear Gucci's Pussy Bow silk crepe Deshin shirt. Deshin? I don't know, Commander. According to...
I don't know. Commander.
I don't know where
Commander.
we're going, Commander.
Anyway, so you can get this. It's a
It's
Gucci
this.
shirt. Yep. It's a Gucci shirt for
She has
$1,100.
nipples up in that picture. Jesus.
Oh, tits on a board.
It was chilly in the
Yeah,
room.
yeah, I'm thinking.
Quite an
Is
interesting
anything on
fashion
her real?
choice.
Oh, I think those are her real boobs.
I think that there's a
Based
lot.
based
real-
on
yeah.
her modeling career, those are real.
Right.
The blouse currently retails for $1,100 online. However, it's sold out.
Good.
Now. However, it's not the price that's raising the eyebrows. It's the blouse's name, giving the disturbing audio released Friday in which her husband is heard making offensive comments about women.
Is that grabbing him by the shirt?
Grab
Is
him
that
by
what
the
he
shirt.
means? Grab him by the shirt.
That's exactly what he meant.
Got it.
Well, because he's so used to saying, honey, wear the pussy bow.
It's all so clear now.
It is. It is. So this whole thing, the fact that it got sold out, but it's bringing up little hashtags not okay. Women share stories of sexual assault because of all kinds of things that are coming up. And then she went and wore that. It was apparently leading people to go ahead and jump on Twitter.
Not a metaphor.
Exactly.
Not a metaphor, by the way.
Exactly.
on
To
your
share
Twitter.
their stories of sexual assault and all of it because even obviously his comments, but then she
Now, how
goes
do you
and
know
wears
your
a
shirt has a
pussy bow
name?
blouse. She was a model.
I know, but like, did you?
That one was a model.
Do you
I
go to
do
Gucci
not.
and ask for? I want that pussy bow that I saw in.
When you go to get it, it says Pussy Bow silk crepe de chine shirt, $1,100.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Like,
Oh yeah, that's
Like-
what that's. I thought he had put that up there.
Clearly.
As well. I'm sorry.
Oh,
My
not that.
my
No,
bad,
I just. Was there another picture?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the one where it tells that they really. This is the part of the
That's
story
right,
I've
yeah.
been missing all
Oh,
along.
my
Ronnie's
bad.
nipple.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Stand by.
I thought they put that up there.
I feel bad now.
No, don't feel bad.
No,
At
I really
least I
don't.
just sent it to
I
you.
didn't really
Good.
feel that
But yeah, that's why.
Because I thought, like, did you see something like that in Vogue and say, I'd
Yeah,
like
Vogue.
one pussy bow shirt, please?
I'd like that other pussy bow shirt in blue.
Yeah.
No, because it says it right there.
Oh,
Sorry.
Did you use any of the memes that I sent you? That thing of the 100 best memes.
I haven't got to that yet. But we
Bootsy,
can.
I'm totally
No,
doing the same thing in
This
my
is
head right
How
now.
much
to
is that
further
pussy
illustrate what you're
bow
talking
in
about.
the
This is it. It's the
window?
ad for Gucci. I didn't see that in the story you
Right.
sent me.
Well, I mean, but that does answer the question of how somebody would have known that that's what it was called. That was my
Exactly, right.
I'm like, you're just making this shit up.
No,
But-
because you and I probably would. Well, not probably. Well, we wouldn't. You might, Commander.
oh
but
yeah.
it
I
is
would
coming
not.
out day.
I don't go pricier than the J Crew. Men's
just-
Warehouse with a coupon. You know
Good
what I mean?
call. Good call. Anyway,
Or
yeah.
Scrubs.
Comes in your email.
Yeah, I say
Yeah.
I spend money on clothes and this whole house of cards falls apart, Commander.
Commander. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Please, sir.
Oh
Great,
my
Commander.
gosh. Well, these are very trying times for so many different
But the
people.
fact that that became a story, don't we have to like just like that became a thing? And I was so confused by it. I'm like, that's where we went. I mean, that's how you know that the discourse was just getting lower. And
we have to be thankful that that became a story, because what that means is shit like that is filling the vacuum from
That's
the
right.
Kardashians going out of
Oh,
production.
that's all right. Why is that your next story?
No, but that
Oh.
happened. Their entire thing is all production is stopped on all shows.
Why?
Why is that not our first headline?
Alex, seriously, I'm
Commander, we vanquished the Kardashians and no one has told me?
Oh,
for
I don't
real?
like to bring them up on the show, but no, it was a headline a week
I did not know
a
that.
week or 10, maybe 10 days ago that the Kardashians have all gone out of production, and it's like, thankfully that we're done with this.
Why? Did they say why?
Oh,
Just
I'm gonna look
'cause
it up
nobody
right now.
fucking cares
It's gonna be
anymore.
part of the part of this thing.
It's going to be part of media or entertainment in a minute. So in this day and age of all of the clown sightings and all of the things that are going on, our dear friends, where you deserve a break today, McDonald's, home of the world's most recognizable clown, says that Ronald McDonald will be keeping a lower than usual profile lately in the future, with the reports of creepy clown sightings on the rise. A spokesman for McDonald's Corporation confirmed, oddly, to Fox News Tuesday that the decision was made based on recent events. Quote, McDonald's and franchisees in the local markets are mindful of the current climate around clown sightings in communities, and as such are being thoughtful in respect to Ronald McDonald's participation in community events for the time being. Now, the company did not provide other details about how often its red-haired mascot makes appearances or how that will change in the coming months, but the burger chain's decision comes after a slew of unusual pranks around the country that have involved eerie clown sightings. And I know we've already talked about them on this show, but in case you don't know, there is Ronald McDonald in a parade, apparently going 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, right?
And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, that the profile of Ronald McDonald in the advertising has
Gone.
been lower and lower and lower, and it's been a few years that it's been like slowly diminishing. We did a shitty thing at Taco Bell once.
That's a segue.
When Taco Bell was trying to break into the fast food market, they were kind of like,
that's funny.
yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize there was a difficulty with them trying to break into that.
No, because in the 80s they were nothing. Like that wasn't
This shit was good.
Yeah, but I mean, they were not part of what you thought of as fast food. There was McDonald's, Burger King,
Right.
And Arby's was like number 3, and Taco Bell was trying to break
Arby's.
into the fast food market without selling a burger.
Okay.
So when they came out with they called it the 3-tier menu. It was like $39, $59,
I remember that
$79.
menu.
Oh, I do too.
The
Yeah.
internal memo that, thank God we were never hacked, but the
memories.
internal memo that went around was Ronald McDonald crying with 3 tears coming down his face.
Oh my God, that's funny.
About that Ronald
The
McDonald was going to be
3-tier.
crying because Taco Bell was going to move into the fast food empire.
Oh, wow.
And it was a big thing, and they got so much backlash because of the Ronald McDonald House.
Oh,
Did-
yeah. They
used
do
to
nice things.
They do good work. I think they closed them all down.
No?
I'm not. The Ronald McDonald houses. I don't know where they exist. They're probably not closed down. I shouldn't say that.
No, there's one right here down off of Central
Okay,
and
so the
McDowell.
Ronald McDonald houses are still going on. There's a Ronald McDonald Heritage House in New York that closed its doors and they moved it somewhere else. It's not in a historic building anymore.
However, the clown school has been closed.
yeah,
for now.
But it was Wendy's and Arby's were fighting at the
yeah.
time to be
Yeah.
number 3, but it went internally only. They were about to publish it, and it was one of those things that somebody was like, goes no further.
Oh.
And luckily it was before like emails and all
Right,
that
so
shit, so it did not.
The original copy was shredded.
Yeah.
You guys talked about it a couple weeks ago when my school had the threat and the scary and the pictures in the hallway and the whole thing, and it was the clown face. It was that. I mean, it was that same.
Pennywise.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I said this, but we had a lot of emergency staff meetings over the course of 2 days because of all of that nastiness, and our school resource officer, our police officer, would come into all of them, and he made a statement in our last one that any student who comes with any clown related anything for Halloween this year, anything, is going to be arrested for terrorism, because there's no reason anyone would wear that to our school except to terrorize others.
Oh.
And so anyone who comes wearing anything clown related, and we've been, pretty serious with the kids about it. Like, yes, there are times to goof around. This is not, don't risk it. Don't risk it, because they will haul your ass to jail for terrorism. End of story. It's scary. Gross shit. Clowns. I was never afraid of clowns. Afraid of birds. Have a bird bomb a building now.
What if it was a bird clown?
Now it's double.
Now-
Now we're
now
both
I don't
afraid.
know.
I don't even know where to look.
Commander.
Was the bird that shit on me at San Francisco Pride, was that a clown bird?
Could have been.
Yeah.
Could have been. Had a funny face.
Fucker.
Because I'm afraid of birds too.
Ugh.
They're just creatures.
And I love being outside so much, but because the birds.
Also, this just in, Bootsy almost died, but was saved by his stepfather at Taco
Talking
Bell.
about a nacho.
Yeah, on a nacho, and I did not know that. My apologies that I giggled. I chuckled. I chortled.
And if I could go back now and
Because-
just do a bong hit of that nacho
Yeah.
cheese, I probably would.
Yeah, you got it. That's
so
the problem.
I'm
You got to
glad
get extra
that everything
nacho
is
cheese.
okay. For
Yes.
real,
Yeah,
Bootsy, I'm so
I get
sorry.
an order of nachos with like 2 extra nacho cheeses, and then I just eat off my fingers.
Tiny flashback clown thing. We were talking earlier about the debate, and I was trying to find this picture, but I didn't find it until now. That picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
That's
exactly
That's what.
Disturbing.
But his makeup was no less frightening than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was really no need to change that.
He just needs a fucking dentist. That clown. God damn, his teeth were.
That's
fucked
all
up.
that needs?
Yeah, yeah. It's a creepy
Well,
clown. But
it's
look
a-
at his fucking teeth.
It's
Go
a place
back
to start, Commander.
If I had Oprah money, I'd fix everybody's teeth. My thing. Marn.
Good call. Anderson Cooper. Anderson Cooper. God love him.
Well established.
for
Vanderbilt man.
Adorable.
Totes adorbs.
Adorable.
Totes adorbs.
Well, there was a story about the fact that, a lot of people have been talking, and I don't know if we'll bring it up here today, aside from this little
I
snippet.
think you're doing it
Oh,
now.
no, little snippet about the fact that, a lot of people were real assholes toward Anderson Cooper. And
The Twitter field. Yeah.
the Twitter field that
Twats.
came out with all kinds of people.
Twatters, yeah. They're called Twatters, Commander.
yes, Commander.
And that was ridiculous. And for those that didn't hear about it, I'm sure at some point we'll be talking about it. But it was
Still
a
doing it
lot
right
of
now.
I think we're doing it
No,
now.
no, but that's
It's
not the
as current,
story.
It's as current as this headline.
That Alzheimer's
But
sneaking right up on you.
This story
Bernie.
Do it now,
is
Marty.
a
Do it
little
now.
different. What the fuck is wrong with you? That is what Anderson Cooper tried to give Trump the opportunity to explain. Saying he hoped the Republican nominee could clear up the matter for American voters, moderator Anderson Cooper reportedly began the second presidential debate Sunday night by giving Donald Trump the opportunity to explain exactly what the fuck is wrong with him. I'd like to start tonight's proceedings by asking you, Mr. Trump, to explicitly lay out to the American people what the hell is fucking wrong with you, said Cooper, adding that it would be helpful if the business magnate would expound on the specifics of why in God's fucking name he says what he says and behaves the way he does.
Wow.
And how he could even begin to think that's okay. You're not a mentally well person, and there is clearly something very, very wrong with you on the most basic and fundamental level. So please, if you would, shed some light on what in holy hell is going on inside your fucking skull. I mean, for fuck's sake, at press time, Trump was reportedly shouting over both Cooper and Hillary Clinton as his 2-minute response time had elapsed.
Oh, yeah.
Without him coming close to finishing the explanation of how fucked up he is.
Of any question.
Any question. And the shame of this is that was the Onion and obviously did not really happen, but it's just the idea.
No, but it was exactly.
It's so close to what could be
They
real.
changed like 2 verbs in 1 noun, and it's the
Right.
exact same. He didn't answer one question, and then
He just stands around and looks at the audience like
The-
that. That's all he does.
Well, she went over her time. She went over her time.
the one, if you can look it up or listen to it, his answer about Russia and Iran
Oh.
and Syria, about Aleppo,
Yes.
just, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of it was that.
Like-
I agree.
Because I watched it Monday morning when I got home from work, and I was like, huh? And then I happened to catch The View from Monday, maybe this morning.
Okay.
Or sometime I watched, just because I wanted to see what they had to say about it. So Sunny, who, and for those of you who keep track of my predictions on who's going to be on The View
Right.
each next year,
Sure.
I predicted Sunny for last year, but she's
Sure.
on this year.
Oh.
She got Nicole Wallace's job
Okay.
that I thought she was going to
Almost
get
there,
last
Commander.
year.
Almost there. Mhm.
Almost Commander. I was almost,
I was
home,
almost home,
Command.
Commander.
Yeah. So
Hell of a day at
so
sea,
she
Commander.
she read it out loud, like she read it verbatim,
Mm-hmm.
and like you could just see the whole panel. And the one
And
lady on the
everybody.
end whose name I don't have, but she's real religious and real Jesus-y and all about the Trump.
mm-hmm.
And now she's not.
Candace Cameron.
No. She's gone for some reason.
She's gone.
They had some kind of a shakeup on the show, and there's
You're
all.
not talking about Jedediah. That's who's sitting at the end now.
Oh, okay.
Directly
Whatever.
across from Oprah.
From
Whoopi.
From Winfrey. You said Oprah. I said
Yeah,
Winfrey.
Racism at its finest down there.
The best
other
part
black
is-
one.
I love both of them.
that I couldn't remember Whoopi, so I went with Winfrey.
Paula.
No, not Paula. Paula's the one that's Paula's the one from Good Morning America that has all
Yeah.
the kids. No, one more over, even more Christian. The crazy Christian. She's the new Christian on the show.
Next to I almost said Tempest Bledsoe. Next to the girl from Cosby Show.
She's gone too for some
Oh,
reason.
oh.
They're all gone. Everybody's gone. I don't know who any of these people are.
I don't watch that often.
So anyway, she was for Trump, and all of a sudden she's against it, and I forgot what I'm talking about.
but the quote that she read the
so
thing.
Sunny read the entire.
Alzheimer's.
She read the entire thing, and you could. And the lady that used to be for Trump and now she's not was like, that can't be the quote, and she's like word for word,
Yeah.
without him sniffling and pausing and grunting.
Sure.
That's what he said, and that was his answer. That people were like, oh, he won this debate, and
I-
she was like,
yeah.
you won with that?
Oh, right.
I did get a text. So like I said, an hour plus ago, I have not watched a presidential debate, any debate, for probably 12 years ish.
They're entertaining. I mean, at least this one is. Maybe the regular.
I just can't. I am an emotional person. I am an empath. If you look up the
Yeah.
definition of empath, like that is very much me. And
If they had kittens
and-
in the debate, you'd be fine.
well, I don't even think that would. I don't even think puppies at a debate would get me to watch it, which says
Tabby,
something.
no Siamese. Tabby. I'm just sure.
I can't emotionally handle hearing people mad at each other, but also disagree with what I believe in so strongly. I have a hard time with it.
All right.
So I choose to not watch it. But I got a text from some of my friends, like 20 minutes into the debate, and all it said was, "Did either one of them answer that question?" And then something else about Trump that was vague, and it didn't say Trump's name in it. And I hadn't talked to her in 2 days, and I'm like, what the fuck is this text about? But she kept going on with all these texts about how he never answered a damn thing, and nobody said anything. And
Kat was on fuego in our chat room, in our show conversation on the Facebook. She was just
Yeah,
Oh.
the two of us were just going back and forth. It was absurd. It was absurd.
Unfortunately, Al would have been there too, but he unfortunately had to work that night.
Yeah.
So I was just watching the lion stalk the zebra. I mean, it was just like, what the fuck
That's
am I
gross.
watching?
gross.
And we're not allowed to talk about what she wore, but what did she wear? Anyways,
Wait, why is Bootsy camping? What's happening?
Oh, her and that fucking camping. She
What's
went.
happening?
She went somewhere, and all I heard was camping, and I'm like, I gotta get new friends.
Camping for a year.
Huh? What is
Wait,
going on?
what?
Oh.
I don't know.
Bootsy, explain what's
he's-
happening.
Wait. Amina's going camping.
No, Bootsy.
No.
Oh no,
He's
Bill,
going
you'll
on a
become a man.
hike.
For those of you who aren't
Oh, yeah,
reading
we
the
gotta-
chat room, there's a lot going on in the chat room, and apparently Bootsy's becoming a man, and I'm not sure much more about that. We'll have to get him in back in the studio to find out. Whew, Jeezy Pete's.
Drew says that Candace Cameron isn't gone, which makes me sad.
She should be.
She should be.
Can we move on to
Please,
the next
please
story?
continue.
Got it.
Continue.
A bald
Sure,
eagle
Commander.
that somehow managed to get wedged in the front grille of a Florida car was freed unharmed after a passing motorist noticed the bird just after Hurricane Matthew roared past the area. The Clay County Sheriff's Office, I'll give you a picture. Here is the eagle stuck in the grille of the car. The Clay County Sheriff's Office says a resident of the Fleming Island area south of Jacksonville noticed the bird peering out of the passing car on Saturday in the storm's aftermath. The resident urged the motorist to pull over. The sheriff's department says rescue personnel and deputies were able to work the bird free. It was taken to a wildlife sanctuary. Here's a picture of them with the cage trying to get the bird out of the car. They took it to a wildlife sanctuary in Jacksonville, but authorities said the eagle was completely unharmed.
It's a great metaphor for our country right now, isn't it?
But the eagle
caught in the grill of a car.
Yeah.
So the eagle was completely unharmed and fine and released.
Hopefully that'll be us November 9th.
We're going to be unharmed and released.
So are you ready for this? I'm not making this up. Her name is Jedediah.
Bila, that's what I said.
Well, that didn't sound like the name.
I said Jedediah.
I thought you were having a stroke.
It's a woman?
In fairness, though, I thought
Sorry.
it was
Named after,
Genderish.
named
I
after
thought-
Barnaby Jones.
I thought you were talking about somebody in the Amish country when you said that.
I
So
can
did
believe
I.
it.
She gonna
but
make
no.
a chair and sit here? I
No,
thought she gonna do.
Jedediah Bila.
right.
Not religious.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you have more to say about Jedediah?
No, it was
Libertarian.
like
Yeah.
it took me a while to find it, but I was like, that's not. She just made those sounds, Commander.
I just made those sounds.
That sounds
I thought it was Yiddish for fly this thing into a wall.
Well, I know that.
That's more coffee.
So I'm stuck on the debate stuff, and I know that we have been, but there's some good news that came out of the debate, I think. Aside from the fact that people wanted to mock them, but that's okay. During the debate, it definitely takes two. Because I think that we should be voting for Bone and Becker 2016.
Oh, that's the sweater.
Bones the sweater.
Bones
And
the sweater.
Becker was the.
Can you just say
something
one nice
thing? Right.
Yep.
Right.
During an extremely divisive campaign season, people across America have seemed to unite over the two clear winners of Sunday's second presidential debate, the participants, Kenneth Bone and Carl Becker. The internet praised the gentlemen, who both had a chance to take spotlight and ask a question, for instilling a sense of humanity into an otherwise heated event. Now this just went nuts. The Kenneth Bone was the one who had the red sweater on.
Right.
That
He was
that people
all
have
over
seen.
TV today.
All over it. And quite frankly, there were a lot of people, as like they do on Twitter, that were making fun of him and doing all kinds of
What,
different
people
thing.
on the internet making
That's
fun of someone?
weird,
But
right?
they
Shocker.
said he looked like some character I'd never heard of. They were comparing him to like
They did, and
a
I
cartoon
can't-
character, and I was not familiar. I did
From
not,
Toy Story, I believe it was.
I did
yeah.
not get the joke.
Mr.
From
Potato
Toy
Head?
Story. No.
Mr.
No, but that actually,
Didn't his
with
suit
the red
represent
sweater,
him?
maybe.
Commander.
No.
What is that walk, Al?
I can't. Something's wrong with my head.
God damn. She can't
Hey,
walk.
Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Yes. By the way, that I was looking for that, Mark. Tonight, Donald Trump
Oh
told
my
supporters.
gosh.
Oh.
that
That's
the-
amazing.
Yes.
Keep
On
telling
Maddow.
him.
By
And
the
he's
way,
exactly right.
I saw that on Maddow. I was trying to look that up furiously.
I enjoy that.
Yep. 20 days later. Be late, Donald Trump people. It is November 28th.
Yeah, I like it.
Go vote then.
All right.
Thank you, Mark. That's awesome. Viewers fondly took to Kenneth Bone's warm and fuzzy sweater, which matched the warm and fuzzy tone, which he asked his serious question. What steps will your energy policy take to meet our energy needs while at the same time remaining environmentally friendly and minimizing job loss for fossil power plant workers?
That's a really good question.
It really
That's
was.
a really good question.
It was.
My follow-up question to that is, and immediately the second he asked the question last night, because I felt that there was clearly a slant to this because he was part of that industry, and I'm curious about this in every incarnation of something new that comes along. For example, rarely do people have landlines anymore.
Right.
Okay, so phone companies had to pitch and pivot and make different plans, do different things, retrain people. So all these people that are losing their fucking mind over the coal, and I understand it's been a lifestyle for them and their grandfather and their grandfather and their grandfather, blah, 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 blah. I get that. But our necessity for that has ramped down considerably. Why is everybody so afraid of retraining, learning? Okay, just because you've worked at the coal plant for your whole life, why is it you can't learn? Look at this. Here's wind energy. Could we offer you a job putting up windmills and learning about the technology that gives clean power? I don't get why everybody loses their mind about that.
Well, I may be very far off base, but when you look at different professions, right? So you have folks that are older, working because people are living longer, working longer, etc. And now imagine taking them out of what they're so familiar with and putting them to work with all different forms of energy. Now, I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm going to make the comparison with my mom, with being in nursing in one facet and then going from one thing to another with behavioral health to telemetry. Okay. And when she got back into the hospital and had to relearn all the computers and it was a whole other world. Now, is it something that you can learn? Sure. But does an industry want to, whatever the industry is, want to take those folks out? Because it's like, Jesus, how long is this going to take to train them? Like, we have to look at what it's going to cost and the time.
But at some point, there's a saturation point
put
where we stop putting people in the coal mine. Like the people that are working there now, we need to taper them
But if they
out.
can continue working, where and what do you do for them to continue the same pay, to continue?
Well, the pay's got to be better. Coal miner strikes are pretty much the source of most musicals.
No, and I'm not.
Working in a coal mine,
were
going
born
down,
to
down,
boogie.
down.
See, we all came up with a coal mine
Yeah,
song.
Merry
Not a good
Christmas,
time.
Margaret
Loretta
Thatcher.
Lynn probably has something to say about it too.
About her daughter, but to
Snotty
interject,
green beans.
Commander. Yeah, coal mine.
Macaroni and cheese.
Nasty. But where are you going to put the folks that are working in the coal mine?
Right, and it's okay. So we're going to need
Working
coal
in
for a
a
few
coal
more years. They're going to be able to live it out. You know what I mean? They'll
Right.
they'll make it through. Coal's not going away tomorrow. It's got a couple
and
more
Sweater
days
Boy
left.
looks like, okay, he's probably going to work for another 20, 25 years.
Sure.
I realize we're going to need coal. That's not the question of what we're going to need it.
And keep in
He'll
mind,
be
I
able
don't-
to do his retire, but
But for his children, it's time. Like
it's time to wake
it's
up and
time to
move
make a
on.
plan.
Right,
And that was
right.
my problem with Barry Sanders earlier.
Barney Rubble.
Barney
whatever.
Rubble earlier. My problem with Barney Sanders.
And Marsha Warren.
I didn't make it better, did I?
Marsha.
So
Marsha
my problem
Warren.
with Barney was that in the West Virginia primary, where Clinton was getting all this heat for saying that the coal miners were going to be out of jobs soon,
Punny with the heat and the cold.
but where did
Bernie stand.
Where
Oh
did
my
Bernie
God.
come down on coal? I've already forgotten. Like literally, I've already forgotten.
Yeah,
him.
I know.
He is the Warren G. Harding of presidential nominees. So where did he? Because where was he? Because was he all of a sudden?
I never heard it.
pro-coal?
I don't recall him saying
Was
it.
he
I don't
going
know.
to? No, he was a complete pussy on this topic.
Right, but I don't remember ever saying anything.
Completely-
on it.
No,
Did
but
Trump
who was
grab
grabbing him?
completely went underground and didn't answer the question. That's what pissed me off.
just
because
avoided that altogether.
Supposedly, so he let her take the bullet. Are you all of a sudden not for renewable energy? Because guess what? There's no such thing as clean coal, asswipe.
Right.
And he
I
didn't
can't
stand
fathom
up.
that he
and then
wouldn't
no
have
one.
been,
And
but
this
I
was
don't
back
know.
when MSNBC was completely in the Bernie tank, and they were yelling at people for being Hillary supporters. That ask him the question. He needs to go onto the same bus because there's no such thing as clean coal.
No.
It wasn't coming.
Sure.
He certainly was against the coal industry. And now, for a follow-up, because I am paying attention to something besides anybody's name, the flooding from Hurricane Matthew is threatening because it turned out to be worse in North Carolina. The way the hurricane hit,
Yes.
the part
Yep.
that nobody was focusing on and nobody was there in a tight T-shirt and an umbrella was this flooding in North Carolina. Well, guess what they're running into? All of the waste products
Right.
of coal.
That's right.
So now there's all these
Coal and animal. but,
coal
yeah.
ash.
Right.
Well, the
Coal
an-
ash,
but
yes.
the animal thing is not going to be. We're not going to stop raising
No,
animals.
no, no.
That's not possible.
No. I agree.
Yes,
But
that
yeah.
will be a horrible
Right.
thing
But the
when
coal
animal
ash-
waste gets in the water. But this coal ash, which is how we get rid of waste products of coal, are sitting in reservoirs
Yep.
that are now going to flood in this
Everywhere.
toxic waste that's just
Yeah.
been sitting there waiting for something to happen that's never going to happen, just like the nuclear people in Japan. Never going to happen till it does.
Till it does.
Now
Sure.
we have this waste coming on, but people are still saying clean coal. Shut the fuck up. No such thing.
There is no such thing.
All of you that have the jobs down there, but now it's time for your children. You just can't bank on the coal job being there for your child. It's time for education. Now we have to make sure
You
that
need
that
to figure out how to make
affordable-
different widgets.
Well, and
right,
isn't
but
it the
affordable
same-
education because
Right.
there
Of
is no
course.
more manufacturing jobs. Like that's not coming
Nope.
back either.
No, I'm just
That
using
era
no,
is over.
but
Yeah.
the example is you just
Hi,
got to learn
Harrison.
something else. You got to figure out.
And there would be. I mean,
And you
think
do, but
about
so you would-
papers when you were talking about the newspaper. The newspaper business is still here, barely.
Yeah.
Right? So anybody that was in that growing up, and that was
but the
what they were
writing
going
is still
to
going to be there. But the people that are printing
Exactly.
the papers is
The
what's
printing the
going away.
papers is gonna go away.
The people that printed phone books, we're
Yes.
wishing their jobs away. That's
Right.
someone's job,
Right.
And we're literally wishing them to go away
Right.
as they're throwing it at us.
Right.
But that is someone's job. So you have to. That's where that schooling comes in. When Bernie and when Hillary are now talking about affordable college, because the way out of these places is no longer work at the factory where your dad did,
Right.
work at the job your
Right.
grandfather
Mhm.
did. Now you
Exactly.
need to get an education and
Right.
find out about something that's not sitting in your backyard.
Right.
Right.
These jobs are gone. They've been gone for a long time, but for some reason people are like, bring the jobs back. No one's bringing a job back. There's a chance Apple might make some phones here. That's
Sure,
about the only thing I've ever heard that might possibly
And that's here, Arizona, yeah.
and turns out there's a sneaker that really is made all in the U.S. I don't remember which brand it is,
have
but
no
one of
idea.
the brands, one of the big brands of
Keds.
sneakers. Somebody's got to help us. One of the biggest brands of sneakers really is here in the country. There is an American brand of sneakers, which I had no idea. They should probably advertise that more.
Wouldn't
I feel like Nike.
I would
but-
think. Well, I would think even like
No,
the Converse
Nike's one of the worst ones.
or Keds.
No, but I thought that there was something here.
No, it's-
that-
They have a huge thing up in like the
Skechers.
Seattle area that Nike does, but it's not. They don't
Oh, okay,
make the shoe.
okay.
But I can't remember who it is that it's all American products, and it's.
If only
I
we
just
had a
heard
way
about
to
it the
look
other day.
that up.
And yes, there are manufacturing jobs, but there's going to be less and less.
I just get annoyed every time that it's like they just want to hold on to it forever and ever and ever. I'm like, you've got to figure out something else to do. For case in point, we all are well aware what I used to do, and all of a sudden I'm not part of a gym and tanning salon anymore. What happened? I had to fucking ramp up computer skills and figure out a whole bunch of other shit because that changed for me. I realize it's not as big and as dramatic as coal or oil
No,
or
but
all
it's
that.
it's different.
But all of a
It's
sudden
money.
you have to
New
you
Balance.
have to change
Yeah.
your deal.
Okay.
You have to
Thanks,
change everything
Matthew.
that you do. You have to figure out
Sure.
what's the next thing in line.
What else can I do? That's
Because
right.
I can't do that anymore.
Sure.
I
Right.
gotta live.
Right.
I just think it's funny that I have always thought this. There's got to be a saturation point when all of a sudden you quit sending people into the mine. Literally, you just we're gonna cut off. We're not hiring anymore. These people are gonna run this out.
But isn't
But-
that what Hillary kind of said?
No, it's
And
what
then,
we've all- it's
no,
the real-
but that's
yes.
where the
What is
coal
that
miners
clicking?
went fucking
Huh?
nuts.
What is that
Right.
clicking?
That him.
Oh me.
Oh, it sounds like my gas stove
Oh,
turning
no.
on.
But that's where the coal miners went so nuts
That, I get
in
it.
Virginia,
Yeah.
and like
Right.
she had to sit down and try to.
But I'm not saying that everybody that's in it right now, we're just going to terminate your job.
Right.
It's a phasing
No, 'cause we
out.
still-
But
yeah, we
we've
still
got to
rely
start
on coal.
educating, like your sons, that is, in your children that are in junior high school. Let's get them on clean energy. Let's figure out how to do windmills. Let's figure out how to make them engineers at General
Or-
Electric.
Not to bring up where I'm from, like I always do, but hydroelectric power. It's
Right.
been around for
Right.
over 100 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Niagara Falls.
Hi,
used
Nero.
Niagara Falls used to supply like 1/3 of the nation's 1/3 of the Northeast energy, a huge number. But then nuclear power plants sprung up, and we went to nuclear instead of using hydroelectric. Like it's right there. Don't dirty the water.
Yeah.
Right.
First rule of thumb, which they
Right.
didn't do.
Right.
Let's not turn this into toxic waste. One of
Right.
the most
3 Mile
beautiful
Island.
natural sources.
Right.
But they don't do it with like 3 Mile Island. They don't do it with nuclear waste. They're doing it with other ways to pollute the water, trying to do clean energy. But that's clean energy that is right
water's
there,
flowing.
and it's been
Right.
done for 100 years. Amp that back up. Get that going again. Turn off the nuclear. The water's not going anywhere up there. It's not California.
Right.
There's 5 giant lakes feeding that fucking river.
Sure.
Flowing 24/7.
Well, and the interesting thing with
And they
these
cut
guys,
the flow down in the winter for more power.
The interesting thing with these two guys, as far as kind of uniting the country in just this small moment, was the fact that here you have Trump who re-victimizes these women, or these women
Exploits them in his own very
exploiting them,
special way, yeah.
exactly, by bringing
very
them
special
in,
episode.
wanting them to sit in the VIP section with his family, which was poo-pooed, and then they,
Kai
Paula
Bosch.
Jones, etc.
Yeah.
were
That's a no-go,
were sitting
Commander.
up with the ticket
Agreed.
holders. But you have him with that fucking circus, and then all of a sudden these two guys that were just like
No.
so docile, and so would either of you name one positive thing?
I would have liked for them to have put a microphone in front of those 4 or 5 women, 4 women after this is all. How did you feel about Mr. Trump bringing you here and putting you back in a room where you look at somebody that you've made accusations or
That's right.
you've claimed has done something?
Oh, no,
Like,
they wanted
they
to be there.
chose to be
They
there.
chose to be there.
Yeah.
no, no.
There was, I mean,
I'm pretty sure they were
No, no.
paid to be there.
oh, they were, but they
Oh,
wanted to.
absolutely.
When
they
they
didn't
talked
say
at that
no.
press conference, live on
Oh
Facebook.
no, I saw
Right.
that. I saw that all.
But the one has been speaking after. I think her name's Juanita. No. Juanita did speak a little bit after, but the girl,
The 12-year-old?
the 12-year-old, which really,
It's startling to me.
it really is startling that you're going to blame somebody somebody for defending somebody's constitutional right to a fair trial.
Well, and I went back because of that, because I remember hearing about the fact that Hillary had defended the rapist of this 12-year-old
as a
the
public
alleged
defender,
rape,
not
right.
as a for hire.
But that she did it for free. Well, a judge said you have to
Right.
to do this.
They
She
settled.
was a public
defender.
defender. You have the right
Yep.
to an attorney. Have you not watched fucking Law and Order, Commander?
If you
Right.
can't
It's been on
afford,
long
if you
enough.
can't
Christ.
afford one will be
One will
assigned
be assigned
to
to you.
Thank you very
Exactly.
much.
And but
Miranda
there were
rights.
so many things that
Arizona,
were
Miranda.
thrown out there that were bullshit about that. And as I'm reading, it was mostly false what he was saying. The fact that she was laughing on these recordings. I don't know if you guys have heard those recordings.
And she's laughing about what they put up.
Right. I mean, it was like something about
what their evidence was.
No, it wasn't even
It
that.
was about the prosecution and what they had, and she was just kind of laughing about that evidence.
Like, you gotta be kidding me.
How in the world,
Yeah.
with the prosecution?
There's an
you know,
interesting interview with the prosecutor that the prosecutor for the case, where he was like, we have a constitutional right. She was assigned this case. She tried to get out of it. And then after the case was over, and she set up separate psychological interviews for the girl.
Yes. Well,
She
because
got
they
her
were
own-
trying to say this girl's
that
just
she
making
enjoyed
it up.
that she was making it up, and she got another thing. And then
At 12
she-
years old, that. Why
That's
would
what the
you- why would you say
psychologists
that?
were saying.
well,
that
because
they
rape trials
wanted-
are horrible for everyone.
Oh no, I
involved.
understand
and that they
but-
she wanted the attention from older men, and that she, et cetera, et
So
cetera.
she hired more people to talk to this girl, and then after the case was over, she set up Arkansas's rape crisis hotline. Like that was her response to taking on this case of defending a rapist.
And before she was just going to allow them to call out this 12-year-old and say, you're going to slam this 12-year-old girl and make up these stories and just smash her down. She's like, no, we're going to go ahead and have a
But this girl
psychologist come
this is
in.
her impression, and what you say and what is
the
heard.
defense is going to pay for it. I mean, it wasn't like
Yeah,
they
but
were,
but the 12-year-old girl, you can't blame her either, because
No.
as a 12-year-old girl is part of a rape trial, you get victimized all over again, and you are going to blame the defense attorney. This is her impression of her. Whatever was said or whatever was done, her impression of that as she was victimized again, and it would be the defense attorney that did it. Like
Right.
that's the right. That there's nothing wrong with what she's saying. There's no way to say this was right. That's what happened to her at 12 years old. You're not going to change her mind.
No.
And you're not going to make her believe that Hillary Clinton was a good person because she was.
she didn't even realize who the public defender was. She didn't even realize it was Hillary Rodham at the time until very recently.
Well, right, because how could she in 1973 know who that was?
No,
she
but
wasn't even
even
first
now,
lady. Right.
Right. I mean, like going forward, that's what this, and I'll put it in the chat room. But that was one of the things that was said, that all of a sudden it was, it's Hillary Rodham. Oh, that's who it is.
Yeah.
And it became this big thing, and she now is just kind of running with it, and I don't know.
Yeah,
it
and
bothers me.
But I got to give it to her. Like that's what happened to you at 12. That's your impression of it.
Oh, sure.
That's you got to. Everybody's
Well,
got
that's
to.
right, but you
Everybody's got to
can't
own their.
fault, but you can't fault Hillary for doing her job.
Oh,
either.
not at all. No, and
No.
I just put the
As
thing
impartial
in the chat
people,
room.
you can't, but you can understand
Right.
her doing it.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's skewed,
Yeah.
so intensely,
To make it sound like she purposely went in to defend a
right,
rapist,
and then she's
yeah,
like, "He raped a 12-year-old, and I
Yeah.
won."
like that.
No,
Yeah, that's.
she took a plea deal that the mom of the girl wanted, begged for. Like, get this plea deal, make this be done.
Yeah,
don't let this go to trial.
And almost everybody get pleas out. Like rape cases are very often pleaded out to keep the victim from going through
Do it all
something
again.
again.
Right. Right. And so it just, that's the kind of thing. What I put in the chat room is the thing from Snopes.com, as far as that it's mostly false. But yeah, Clinton did. She was appointed to represent this guy, and there was a plea bargain, and she later chuckled about some aspects of the case when discussing it years later.
Yeah, but
it
nothing
wasn't
about the girl.
About the girl,
Right.
And I would never blame
He's the
this
girl.
girl's anger.
No.
No, I would never blame
I
this girl's
appreciate it.
anger.
I appreciate it.
But she's coming forward now, and when you have someone like the Donald in her ear, like, and imagine it, now you
course.
can get
Yeah.
back, and she becomes that 12-year-old girl all over again. And that's where I think he's re-victimizing
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
for that. Anyway, digress. But I just love those two, and I love the fact that Becker was like,
But- and
what
then-
can you say positive?
But the good thing
Name
is,
a positive thing.
and what I think ended the debate on such a funny note was the last time he said she doesn't have the stamina.
Right.
She doesn't have the stamina.
Right.
She doesn't have the stamina. This time it was she's such a fighter. She never gives up. She
She's-
keeps
yep.
on fighting.
Yep.
Oh,
I had it ready. I was going to talk about that.
Yeah.
because that's when I finally watched it. I dozed off
Did
a
he
couple.
part his hair on a different side?
Oh,
No, the one is a
Reverse.
Just,
Oh, I was
Just
like,
reverse.
that looks-
Right. Yeah.
because I
but you're
think the
right.
words behind him are backwards. If you
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you look at the one on the
Oh,
right,
yeah, good call. Also, Al, how do you have 2 packets of Skittles and I have no packets of Skittles?
Oh, because I was handing him to him.
he's a hoarder,
I'm just
and
gonna,
I have
gonna
one.
point that out.
Oh, the circle didn't make it all the way across.
The circle got broken.
How
It did.
one got to him
It did.
but didn't get to
She
you?
handed it to me.
No, I didn't touch any Skittles yet. This is the.
Oh no, you did hand it to him then.
You handed it
Yeah.
to me.
No, you handed 2 to him, 3 to whatever. Anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. Now we're not talking about rape and we're talking about Skittles.
Need some more wine?
Yes, please.
Need some more vino, girl?
There you go.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's go down to Florida. But this is a brilliant thing.
I know
here.
we haven't made fun of Florida in a
Well,
while.
we're gonna.
Ooh, let's.
We're
We're not making fun of Florida. We all know that Hurricane Matthew just literally blew through the entire East Coast, screwed up some stuff, fucked up an eagle. Well, didn't fuck him up, just got him
No.
caught for a minute. Then he got
and
out.
destroyed Haiti.
Destroyed Haiti.
yeah.
Well, when Randy
Red Cross,
Jalil,
Red Cross, Red Cross.
Randy Jalil saw the forecast that Hurricane Matthew was heading his way, he thought, well, shit.
Oh, I saw this.
I don't have a garage. What am I going to do with my car?
Oh,
He had has a 1988 BMW E30 M3, and he knew that he had something to do. So, he says, I had 2 other cars in the garage and wanted to be sure that they were safe. So, what he did was he brought his car inside his house. The formulated plan, get the car in the house to protect it from the storm. That's what he did. The only question was, could his BMW fit into his Port St. Lucie, Florida home? Says his car isn't very large, so I measured the door sill from side to side. He's got the measurements of 73 inches. That's larger than the width of the car. So I tested it, drove slowly to see if I could get it through there, and sure as hell, there it is. Car sitting right inside his house, which I think is
If
fantastic.
Clayton McKee lived in Florida.
I'm not
There's-
sure what's worse, the size of the house or the size of the car.
So he tested. Here's a picture of him driving through. The mirrors, I guess, tucked in a little bit. So he was able to get his car in through the door. And then I'm sure the neighbors like this look. Like, there's your car in the house.
It's better than her neighbors thinking about her
Yeah.
car.
So if you could get that
Can you
Corolla.
bring that shit inside your house?
yes.
With his father's help, they were able to get the car inside the house. He recently had moved back to Florida after being in the United States Air Force for 7 years. Thank you for your service.
Absolutely.
Said he hasn't had to deal
Commander.
with weather like Matthew in an awful long time. I want to be sure that this car was safe. He likes his car a lot. It's my pride and joy. And
Don't people in Florida fuck their
and
cars?
any of my friends understand me that that's how much I love it, that I wanted to protect it like this. So I thought that was cool.
I saw it and I just thought of you. I'm like, oh, I'm sure he's seen this. I don't need to put this on his page.
I'd like to know what other cars he has in the garage. I mean, if those two are valuable as well, he must be a
Right.
car buff.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic.
I thought it was very cute.
I saw that you put that for Jason.
Yes, because
Oh,
that was
I put
great.
it in Jason's. Yeah.
Yep, I thought that was fantastic.
Yes.
This is not coming up at all. So we're gonna go here. La la la, la la la. So
Watermelon sparkle.
Oh, can I eat it?
Yeah, that's watermelon sparkle color.
oh, that's the wrong one.
It's the only song I know.
I think
No.
a good gay would have called that like burgundy.
All right. So
I think it's burgundy, Commander.
to go on a different path, just because I feel like it.
Ew,
Who
hush.
enjoys
Oh,
Chobani? as
Yogurt?
a yogurt. Yeah.
I do. I have enjoyed it before.
Appreciate the Chobani?
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
gotta
yeah.
Google.
I even had a
God
little
damn
yogurt
it.
drink yesterday.
Well,
I did try Oikos only because of
John
John?
Travolta.
No,
Nope. John
no,
Stamos.
no, Oikos was the one that Newt. God damn it, the football player,
Bernie Sanders.
the black guy.
Elizabeth
Oh,
Warren.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton. He was doing that. I'm sorry, but
Commander.
continue on with Chobani.
Well, Chobani is going to start offering paid family leave to all of its employees: man, woman, gay, straight, blue collar, white collar.
I gotta sign up for their
I like
job.
that.
How about the coal
I like
miners?
that. Maybe. You don't know.
They're proud to be a coal miner's daughter.
I think there's coal
Starting
in your
next
yogurt,
year,
Commander.
workers at yogurt maker Chobani will be eligible for 6 weeks of paid parental leave when they have a child.
Does it say what percentage they get paid of their salary? Or just does it say
Yep,
paid? Okay.
it will.
Sorry.
And
gotta wait
it
for it.
won't matter whether they are mothers or fathers or whether they work in corporate headquarters or a blue collar plant. Chobani founder and CEO wrote in his blog Wednesday that the new policy grew out of personal experience. He recently became a father and wanted to find a way to help his employees when they have a baby or adopt or foster a child. Workers will collect 100% of their pay
Holy shitbags.
during the leave period. It was important to me that everyone at the
huge.
company had this time, especially the people in our plants. From the top down, we'll encourage our folks to use this time knowing their careers at this company won't be affected by it.
Wow.
Fortunately, it's becoming more fashionable for U.S. companies to announce they're instituting a more progressive parental leave policy for employees and, of course, to invite a round of praise for their decision. The U.S., unlike just about all other advanced economies, does not legally guarantee paid time off for workers after having a child. It's up to the companies whether they'll provide it. Not many do. Only around 12% of private sector workers in the U.S. report that they get family paid through their jobs. And those who do tend to be wealthier, they will do it than those who
And most have
do
around
not.
30% of their salary, 40% of their salary.
Right. As a result, lower wage workers are often forced back onto the job after having a child much faster than white collar professionals. That's why Chobani's move is more notable than other Silicon Valley tech companies deciding to ramp up the leave benefits. Chobani has 2 factories and 2,000 employees, many of them employed in food processing positions. About a third of the company's workforce is refugees.
Does it say where
According to
the
NPR.
money comes from?
Where's it come
pay their
from?
well, no, because I heard a story on NPR about family paid leave, and we actually had a conversation about it, about how there in California, people are offered 6 weeks family leave time at like 35% of their salary, but it is paid for by all employees who pay about a 1% tax. So as someone who will never have a child ever,
You don't want to pay.
I
the
have
1%.
to pay 1%. And listen,
Right.
I'm all about paying taxes. I'm all about paying taxes for things that help people and whatever. But then do I get a new puppy 6 weeks? And I don't mean to diminish what children are, but if I'm paying 1% of my salary all the time for people who have babies,
Sure.
do I get a new
I
puppy
think
one?
the same thing about schools. Then I like, oh, I gotta have a place for them to go all day, so that's better.
Yeah,
No, but I mean,
otherwise it'd be in a
but I
yard.
think that's what it then becomes like the Family Leave Act is like. What do you consider? Then you got to be a little hippie-ish and be what do you consider family? Like,
Right.
Not gonna have kids,
Sure.
but I want this time to like bond with this.
And I am hippie.
And it does.
Ish.
It does in some way, and you're gonna get that kickback that it does diminish the baby experience
Sure.
compared to a puppy. But I'm not having that, and I'm paying my 1%.
Sure.
So I want my 6 weeks off. I got a new plant. See you later.
Well,
Right.
Because I paid my 1%, so
Right,
I'm gonna
yeah,
pick.
right.
I'm gonna pick what I need 6 weeks off, and that's what it has to turn into.
Right.
That'd be the same for me. Then,
That's equitable.
Then
Yeah.
I want 6 weeks for whatever I want 6 weeks
Right.
for. You don't get to ask any questions. Think of it as my therapy dog. It's my 6-week therapy dog.
Right.
It diminishes your baby somewhat, but it makes it fair to all of us.
Those
For all
of us
of
who
us.
don't have babies.
Right.
But this, and I'm not sure if it'll answer it down at the bottom of this because it's not making sense to me. The new policy will not discriminate between job roles. It will include hourly as well as salaried, which that was the part I thought was
I love that
really
they included the
intriguing.
blue collar folk because those are the ones who need it.
As long as they are employed full time. Chobani's new policy is progressive in another way. It won't differentiate between male or female,
Excellent.
gay or straight.
Excellent.
When they have children. Paternity leave can be skimpy, even at companies that are generous with maternity leave, giving men little time.
Like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if that.
If
Right.
that.
If that. Yeah, a lot of times I think it's a week. It can
Good call, Jenny.
end up
But if you have the Family
disadvantaging
Medical
women.
Leave Act, you can pull out the
for
the
3
FMLA
months,
card. Yeah.
right. But then you only get paid X amount.
No, then you only get paid short-term disability if you have
short-term
it.
disability if you have it that you have to have paid for.
Because
And then-
FMLA just guarantees
or
your
no,
job.
you have short-term disability, but you have
no.
long-term.
No, so everyone.
Ours, you have to have the PTO to back it. So you would have to
Right,
save
right.
up your PTO bank.
Right. Or people have to give to you.
Yeah,
Well, that's
so they
impossible to
pay.
do now.
So they, if at least my FMLA experience, I went on FMLA. I took all my days that I had saved up. I also paid into short-term disability, so I got short-term disability, but until 6 months, when long-term disability kicks in, and that is guaranteed.
Right.
So the first 6 months, unless you have time saved or short-term disability, then you don't get anything.
Yeah,
but you still have a
it's-
job.
Yeah, it really is sucks.
Suck. They have.
It really does suck. Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Come in.
It really
They
sucks.
have in here, Chobani's
Barry.
paid leave news Wednesday follows a run of positive press for the New York-based yogurt maker. It says in April, it announced that full-time employees would receive shares worth up to 10% of the company if and when it goes public. And that the New York Times estimated that the average employee's haul could be 150. Go get a job there. Could be 150,000, and longtime veterans could possibly top 1 million. So I don't know if that has anything to do because it doesn't have anything else in there about how much or whatever, but that they have to put aside. But I don't know if that has anything to do with that or not. But
Yeah.
still a great
Good on
company.
them.
It sounds.
I will
like.
continue to buy Chobani.
Yeah.
And one of the fuck my life, America. Family Medical Leave Act. It's one of the good things about the Clinton administration. Hopefully, the first Clinton.
The
first
first
one.
one.
Hopefully, we'll be able to say
one,
that.
right.
He was
Commander.
He was 40,
No, 42nd,
42nd, and she'll be 45th.
fifth.
Nope.
No,
Sixth.
6th.
No, 45th. He's the.
So
Oh, you don't count
he
the
wasn't-
terms.
Benedict is the 44th president of
Oh,
the United
right.
States.
You don't count the terms, count the people. Thank you. Good
Oh,
call.
okay.
Okay.
Good
My
call.
bad.
So
Because
that
I'm
is
like, there were more people in between there.
Right.
Yes.
That's why it's
So-
fucked up that Grover Cleveland. I think he's the 22nd and 24th president of the United States.
Right.
Oh.
It
okay.
fucks up the counting.
Sure.
Oh, gotcha.
Or
He had a
24th and 26th. I can't
essay
remember.
on him.
Well, in
Back when he
our
was encyclopedias.
and our final story on the headline section before we turn it over to Entertainment Now and whatever the hell he has, kind of a home state story here. This girl finally won the top tiara in the land for Miss Gay America 2017. Susie Wong, a drag queen who is the alter ego of former Nashville chef and restaurateur Arnold Myant, was crowned Miss Gay Miss Gay America 2017 at the organization's annual pageant held in Memphis last weekend. And if you happen to know who Susie Wong is, there is a lovely picture of her taken by
Gorgeous.
local photographer Scott Kirby, who took your picture with me.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Michael Duncer, one of the show's organizers, credited Susie Wong's amazing choreography, costuming, and a stunning black Christian Dior gown, which I do happen to have a picture of. It's not a close-up, but this is the gown in question. During the final
Bitch.
presentation of
Right.
this is the
rock that shit.
45th year of Miss Gay America.
Wow.
And so this was the 45th one, so she is our...
And it's a woman, just like our 45th president.
Ding, ding.
So this is the crowning.
Commander.
This is the crowning moment there in Memphis, just on Sunday night. So I thought that was cool. Now used to live in Nashville, now resides in Tucson. So now it's kind of she
for her.
brought the crown home to Arizona,
Very
but
nice.
now we'll be traveling the country, doing all the duties that a Miss Gay America does.
Nice.
So that was kind of cool.
Congratulations.
We got
Commander.
and then within Savannah Stevens was in top 5, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
Okay.
because she's 4th alternate, so she's in the top 5. And then Barbara Seville did very, very well, but unfortunately, she self-admitted she messed up because she missed a roll
Had a
call,
technical
and
difficulty.
administratively they
Yeah.
deduct 25 points for that, and that kept her out of the top 10.
That's
Sure.
terrible.
So she
no.
did that. She admitted on
Yeah.
Facebook she did it to herself. She feels really bad. But Barbara, anywhere you go, anything you
Yeah.
do, you represent
Amazing.
us so
Yep.
well.
Absolutely.
So she's back in town, and her next big function is AIDS Walk in 2
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
So we're on board for that. Of
Well,
course.
and you're right. She is our Miss Gay America. I love that.
Oh, Barbara's
Seville.
fantastic and
Yep.
everything else she does. So, hoo-ha. So congratulations to all those. But Miss Susie Wong, which I'm assuming I'll be seeing in the very near future on a Wednesday night for the show that I DJ for that. So
Nice.
there's that. All right, here we go. Al.
It's not really entertainment. We got a couple things of entertainment that I may or may not have written down. We find out what happens to the bush.
Yes.
'tis the season for rape politics. We have a really bizarre endorsement for Hillary Clinton. My theory on The Walking Dead was killed. And, we have a Supreme Court ruling that's pretty fucking interesting.
Oh, I guess I didn't hear this one.
Oh.
And Nevada.
Nevada.
So
Commander.
I really, because so much has happened in politics this last week,
In the past 24 hours, even.
I've lost my damn mind.
Yeah.
So last week sometime, the orange thing went to, because I'm practicing, I'm trying to practice.
Cheeto Jesus.
Yeah, Cheeto Jesus. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to practice Oprah's thing of not giving something power by saying its name.
No.
Give up bread.
The orange thing went to Nevada and gave a really long speech about the correct pronunciation of Nevada and how it was wrong to say the other way because Nevada is right. And as he's saying Nevada, the audience is screaming back at him, Nevada. It's pronounced Nevada. No, and they're actually
They're
screaming,
saying it to him.
Nevada, Nevada,
Yeah, right.
Nevada. Not listening to his supporters.
Missed it all.
Just goes on this whole thing.
Shocker.
And for those of us that have spent a lot of time enjoying Veep, the last
Commander's
whole
the drinking
season
right.
and thank you, Commander. The last season and the last episode of the season prior, the vote for president because of an electoral college tie went to the House of Representatives, and it all came down to Nevada, and the entire cast keeps saying Nevada except for Ken, who is the only one that knows how to say it. And so for the whole episode, he just says Nevada, and no one listens to him. They say, like, every single cast member in every conversation says Nevada, and his only line for the whole season is Nevada. It's Nevada. It's Nevada.
Still Nevada.
And no one ever hears him or gets it. And then only other thing he does is explain an electoral college tie and why Nevada is important. And at the last thing, Gary finally goes, I don't get it. What's going on in Nevada? Just the way that they play
Very
these jokes
funny.
over and over and over again. So when he stood there and gave this speech, I'm like, this has to be comedy. Like, this just has to be a joke. That
For
he's
real.
standing up there yelling Nevada into the microphone while the crowd is chanting something back, and he just blank faces.
Yeah. Does
And I'm like, and as Julia Louis Dreyfus,
Did you just call her Jewy?
so wrong.
Elizabeth Warren.
Bernie
Yeah.
Sanders. Barney
Yeah.
Sanders is
Barney
also
Sanders,
a Jewy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did not say
Commander.
Jewy.
You did say
Yeah,
Jewy.
but you might as well.
Jewy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Go back and listen.
How many minutes is this? 9:05.
Yeah.
as she said, we started off making political satire, and we ended up making a sobering documentary.
Oh yeah.
That is
L'chaim.
exactly what happened. It was truly frightening.
I laughed at that when it happened because in my hometown, just north of my hometown in Missouri, there's a Nevada, Missouri. And it's always been Nevada, Nevada, though it's spelled different. Everybody's done that. So when they came up with that, I had to sit and think for a minute. Wait, which is right? Because I grew up around that. It was funny.
Yeah,
Nevada, Nevada.
And we've talked about several
Potato,
times about
potato.
how they anglicize.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Yeah, they anglicize everything in the Central Coast, like, and they can't get Arroyo Grande anglicized, so they pronounce it AG. They just fuck it. we can't work around those
short-line
O's
this.
and R's and Y's, but it's Paso Robles, and they insist on it. Like they outwardly
Shut up.
correct you like they do because it should be pronounced Nevada. It is
Okay.
a Spanish word. It should be pronounced Nevada, but they pronounce it
Casa
Nevada.
Grande. Casa Grande.
Casa Grande.
I still say Casa Grande, and I don't give a shit because it's Casa Grande. But I'll give them Nevada because you know what I mean.
Sure.
Sure.
Well, they live there.
Because I don't know what I know what
Absolutely.
Casa Grande means in Spanish. I don't know what Nevada means.
Sure.
It could mean anything.
Well, it's
It
Or
means
we could
Trump's an
Google it.
ass, is
I'll
what
look
I'm
it up.
pretty sure.
It does now. And I was just laughing because I'm like, well, they kind of had Nevada as a little bit of a swing state there because of
May I share with you some
Please
education? The name Nevada comes from the Spanish Sierra Nevada, which is also a
mountain-
mountain
A beer.
range in Spain,
Oh,
meaning
that too.
snow-covered mountain range. Nevada is the Spanish
Oh,
feminine
nieva.
form of covered in snow.
yeah, Nieva means snow, so that makes sense.
there it is.
Interesting that they named that state then Nevada.
We'll go to
which
Sierra
never
Nevada
gets-
because that's the name of the mountains that go through.
Yeah, but there's never snow there, is there?
Yeah,
Does there ever snow there?
Yeah. Oh, the
north?
mountains. the mountains of the Sierra
Is
Nevada.
that like somebody saying it doesn't
Lake
snow in
Tahoe?
Arizona, and I'm the idiot who's like, yep, okay, I get it. Yep,
Lake
sorry,
Tahoe,
take
all
it back.
that. Okay.
Nevada,
Nevada.
Yeah.
take it back.
Nevada.
Sorry.
All right, so now we have to do this for
For who? For what? For what's
for
going on?
Amina. We have to do this for Amina.
Oh
because-
yeah. Oh, I was gonna get to it. That's one of my 2 things.
Oh, I'm so sorry that we did take care of
No,
that.
that's okay.
Okay, because she
yeah.
put it in the chat room.
But I
again.
give it
Settle
to you.
down, Amina.
I gift it to you.
No, because I know nothing about it and you've already looked it up.
Oh.
So we will go to this
There you go,
very
Amina.
interesting. Okay, so Billy Bush. Now I have remained completely unaware of the Bush for most of my lifetime. He's on the
True
Kardashian
story.
circuit.
Oh, did you mean a person?
Yeah,
I thought you meant a bush.
both, Commander.
Okay.
In this case, and I really was not aware of him. I know that there's a Sophia Bush. She's an actress. I don't know if she's related to the Bush family. So
I literally have no idea who you're talking about.
every once in a while, people would throw around this Billy Bush name, and
All right.
I don't watch the show he used to be on. I don't watch the Today Show, so I got nothing.
All right, good.
I did see him. I saw the thing where he argued with Al Roker about Ryan Lochte being a complete and total fucking tool, where like this asshat Billy Bush was like, he misrepresented some facts, he was misleading, and Al Roker's
Roker's
like,
like-
he fucking lied to you.
Right,
He
right,
lied.
right,
He's
right,
a liar.
right.
Call it what it is. It's white boy privilege in a South American country. Call it what it is, you douche. So I didn't know who he was talking to, but I had written that person off in that argument as like someone that, okay, I don't need to hear any more
Sure,
from
a
that
fucking
human.
idiot. Sure.
Didn't know he was a person. Found out later, yes, he is. So I was surprised to find out that this tool, this Billy Bush, was the person on the Access Hollywood, which is a TV show that I've never seen, but it happens. This Access Hollywood
Isn't,
bus.
that Mario
both-
guy on that?
I don't know.
Yes,
The
now
cute-
now he is.
Oh, is he on there now? Cute. He's cute.
The one from
Oh no,
Saved by
that's
the Bell.
extra.
Saved by
He's
the
on
Bell?
extra.
Extra.
He's on
extra.
He's on extra.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another one of those shows that I'm.
I've never watched,
the
but I pretend. Okay, go ahead.
TMZ with better logos. So he's on this bus that they're calling a private conversation, except for they're both wearing microphones and there's 7 other people on the bus and a driver. So it's
And
no
a camera crew.
yeah, and it's
Oh,
and
so
a camera
real
crew.
private. Got it.
Well, I don't know if the camera crew is on the bus because all the
There
shots
there was.
Oh, okay.
Because there was also footage of him sitting there talking to him.
okay. All I've ever seen is the camera.
No,
showing the
right.
bus
They've only
arriving.
shown that mostly, but there was a shot of the crew inside because then the crew comes out first to get the outside shots. There was something to do with that also.
Oh, okay. So, camera shot on the bus. The horrible thing about rape, and it is rape. I don't care what anybody says. That is sexual assault at the lowest. Rape for real. What he's describing in there, in every sense of the word. He comes off the bus, and this tool of a shit heel, whatever this fucker is, comes off the bus and says to this woman that they've been objectifying inside the bus. And this is where the tape gets gross for me. Not only did you just brag about rape or sexual assault, I'll go that low.
Okay.
But then he's like, oh, how about a hug for
The
Mr.
Donald.
The Donald.
Yeah.
He just got off the bus. And how about one for Bushy? So after this sickening, gross conversation, Billy Bush laughs it off, laughs someone boasting about sexually assaulting women, and that he's entitled to it. Oh, come on, let him touch you. Hug him. And the woman's like, okay. And how about one for the Bushy? And then Trump says, oh, yeah, Melania says this is allowed. And it makes my blood boil. Like, there's so much in that that's
Yeah.
so upsetting.
Yeah.
But then when they
Yeah.
get off the bus and they're confronted with
Yeah.
the first female, I think either one of them has seen in their life besides their wives.
Right.
They act like it's just so scuzzy. So I was seriously like, who is this tool? And then I find out he hosts the 3rd hour of the fucking Today Show.
Right.
But that just happened in like the past month. They promoted
Well, no,
him.
it turns out for the right around the Olympics that's why he
Right,
was doing
right.
that Ryan Lochte story.
Right.
That's why he never made. The only thing I've ever seen on him was that
Right.
that fight with
So
him and Al
that was
Roker.
unfortunately a very new thing for today. I could a retooling of that whole, no pun intended, a retooling of that whole segment. And I've never liked him. I've always thought he was just weird and creepy, and I never liked him when I would see him do an interview. But then he shows up on the Today Show. I'm like, well, you've just lost me as a viewer because, and I always have liked the Today Show. That's always been one of my shows. But they bring him in, but that's how recent it is. So he uprooted his entire
Oh yeah,
world.
which I'm about to.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
So,
Forgive me for stepping on anything you'd ever say.
Shut up.
Commander.
it's not your time. So they announced that they're not going to have him on because I guess, from what I understand about the Today Show, is that it's pretty much run by women and staffed by women. That this is a very, very women-run production. Like the women to man ratio is very, very high.
Okay.
Okay.
Good thing. So how are they going to have someone who not only laughed through the sexual assault comment, but then got off and did that gross thing with making her touch him or letting him touch her.
Whatever it is,
it just made it
disgusting.
so
Sure.
upsetting. So they said he was not going to be on the air on Monday. So I tuned in at 9 a.m. on Monday to see how they would do it. And Al Roker just showed up, which I just thought was funny because that was all I knew of
Right.
him was Al
Oh,
Roker.
the
off
debate
today.
with the
Yeah,
conversation,
the conversation
with him about
with him.
Sure.
Is that about all Al says? Like, oh, he's off today.
Yeah,
there was really not
but
a big.
the night. So Sunday night, while it was just he's on hold, we're gonna leave him off the air tomorrow. John Oliver in This Week Tonight with John Oliver. Which seriously, if you're not watching the show every week, you're doing something wrong with your life. Find John Oliver every single week and be a smarter person for it. John Oliver went after all the stories of the day, but mainly he put 30 minutes of guns on Billy Bush. Why did you listen to me?
I try. This 3.5 hours a week is a lot.
I know, but you gotta watch. But I say it every week. You're not doing your life right if you're not
Can push
watching.
you over there.
this
I'm not
last
watching
week
it
tonight.
either.
Yeah,
I don't have
you need to
HBO
start.
yet.
Me either.
But you need to find his Billy Bush. So, and what they do is they do a whole segment, nail something to the cross, and then they do so John Oliver can take a minute break to stop screaming and go, and now this. And it was all the times Billy Bush has been a douche on camera
Yep.
with women. And it just went through and showed him being smarmy like 100 different ways.
Gross.
It was so gross. Then John Oliver does another piece, very smart, on topic, topical, something that's not in the news. He gets you to see elections, and like his first show was about the elections that were coming up in India. Like, the world's largest democracy is having an election. Why do we as Americans not know of this? Why are we so stupid that one of our main allies is having an election and
Right.
we're not paying attention?
Because we are ethnocentric assholes.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a big
So
word.
they go back to and now this, and a lot of times they'll do a throwback to
Commander.
the first and now this. Oh, and it went back to Billy Bush, and it was like, and now it's him being even worse. I mean, they aimed all 21 guns at Billy Bush. It was relentless, and you can bet that Monday morning he did not have a job. So not only is he suspended, but they're now negotiating him out of his contract.
Nice.
And I will bet dollars to donuts that John Oliver's piece had a big
Was the
part in
straw.
that.
Sure.
Because that's, Emmy winning. It's HBO's.
Negotiated him out of his contract, so they don't just fire him for being.
They can't. You can't
Yeah.
because they
He's
have a
got a
pay or play.
contract.
So there's a certain when they do these pay or play contracts,
So-
there's a certain amount of time you have to be guaranteed for.
So do all these people who say that teachers ruin the world because we're assholes and because you can't fire us and whatever else, do they realize that that's true of something? Some people
I don't
they
think a
watch on
lot of
TV?
people understand a pay or play. And if you can Google it, what a pay or play. And it means you're going to get paid one way or the other. So
Right.
most of the time they'll just keep somebody in until the first time
Sure.
somebody can take an exit
and then
ramp.
see it. Okay.
Yeah,
Got
so
it.
you're guaranteed. Like, everybody signs up for TV shows. They sign up for 5 years or
Got it.
3 years when a TV show starts. But if the show gets canceled, you can get out of your contract. But you're like, you got to lock in for
Sure,
the
sure.
13 or whatever.
Okay.
Like, there's something you have to lock in for. So he was locked in for some amount of time, and they paid him to move from LA to New York and all this stuff. But they are done, and they are like chomping at the bit to get their name away from that,
Good.
because they went through enough shit with Matt Lauer and how he treated the woman that left, like that shit show.
Which one? Meredith Vieira? Or,
No, he liked her.
Katie Couric.
No, that one that was in the middle.
They
The-
just moved her, actually.
I just was going to say her name and I lost
did
it.
they just moved her to one of those shows that NBC owns?
Samantha Guthrie. Samantha Savannah.
Samantha
Guthrie.
Stevens.
Not Samantha Stevens, because that's
Guthrie.
Bewitched.
I know her name. I know.
Guthrie.
Savannah Guthrie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just moved to LA, and they put her on some entertainment show, oddly. So I felt like it was a swap for Billy Bush to get. I felt like that's how they did
I
it.
see.
But it wasn't the same show. Did anybody see? And I wanted to play it, but I can't. I gotta figure out how to do video on this without. Nancy O'Dell's statement that she came on.
Ann Curry?
Was it last night? No.
Yes, it was
what
Ann.
Bootsy is saying.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ann-
was it Curry?
Ann Curry is the one that yes. Samantha Stevens is the one that they brought in to replace her, but Ann Curry is
Thank
the one
you,
that
Bootsy.
got shit out because of Matt Lauer not liking her.
Oh, I've always loved Ann Curry. I don't know what his
Yeah.
fucking
Oh, he
problem
did.
was.
He did not like her, and he got her fired, and that came out
Oh.
in some
you
WikiLeaks
get it?
stuff.
I don't know.
It's been flying around me for a while.
The
Just showered.
brrr, bing 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 bing. What the fuck was I talking about?
Commander.
No, back up. Come on.
Today's show: Billy Bush, Matt Lauer, Ann Curry, Spicy Curry, Chicken Curry,
An ant.
Barry Sanders.
Is it a jackal? Is it a jackal? No, I was just talking about something.
Nancy O'Dell.
Nancy O'Dell. So
Thank
she
you,
now,
Bootsy.
Thank you, Bootsy. Thank God you're here. I should have invited you here too, just as a backup.
Oh, I thought it was going to be in lieu of me and my
Oh
kids.
no,
are
no,
gonna
no,
be
no!
very hurt.
I could have Bootsy sit over here and just show me flashcards. Would have been helpful.
If he sat there, you could look at him and he could do it.
Both
Oh, that'd be
flashcards.
better.
Yeah.
Then it would look like a hostage video. I'm okay.
Today's newspaper.
He'd have been Trump behind Hillary.
They opened Entertainment Tonight with literally she just comes on solo, a one shot on her, and she just says, before we go any further, XYZ, here's how I feel. Nobody needs to be treated this way. Boom, they just went on. But she did a very good
but it
statement.
was-
Was what she said in like the Facebook post?
Right,
That's what she said. And it
But that was the
that's-
same thing?
No,
Because I
no,
thought she said
no.
more.
Her statement released. That was just a Facebook thing she
Right,
released,
right.
different than what was on the air for
because I
Entertainment
think
Tonight.
the
Because that needed
Entertainment
more
Tonight
balls.
was more right.
that needed a lot more balls because they said some horrible
Yeah.
shit about her in that.
Yeah.
Well,
Big time.
we also don't know what they even said before that, though, because I'm sure it got because they were
it had to
obviously
start
having a
somewhere.
conversation.
But the few things they did say about her were horrible.
yeah.
Sure.
They talked about. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's the other thing is if I was her, I'd go over to Billy and
Oh,
Billy
I just-
Bush playing. Well,
I'd
first off,
s-
the Orange thing is 59 years old, married, and his wife was pregnant while he was saying this.
Yeah.
Like the
Right.
Baron, which is actually his child's name, Commander.
Name.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
kid's name is Baron. Is
Yeah.
he a Hilton? What the fuck is
Yeah.
wrong with you people? So Baron is in the oven at the time.
And they had just gotten married recently.
Yeah.
Recently, like
Yeah.
it was like a
Months
couple months
or-
before.
yeah.
And Billy Bush married with 2 kids and both daughters, talking like that shit and like laughing about rape. So, long story short, Billy Bush gone from your TV. I predicted he'd be doing the weather in a small market in Idaho, and then I realized I would have to apologize to the small market in Idaho for wishing the bush on him. So anyways, and it's everyone saying you don't like, just like HBO has given up on people subscribing to HBO. They just want to be part of the zeitgeist now. They know that people are stealing their shows and watching them later. Go on YouTube. When someone puts on Watch This from John Oliver, stop what you're doing, watch this from John Oliver. Go to YouTube, Google John Oliver. But what he's talking about is what we should be focusing on because he opens up the world to all of us and explained Brexit months before it happened.
Sure.
And that it was just up there. The largest nuclear power democracy just elected a crazy person as its leader, and we're not paying attention.
Right.
You know what I
Because
mean?
yeah,
right.
I'm a crazy person.
Exactly. So there's that part done.
Check.
Where is our...
I love that Mark Martinez just posted on Facebook the link to the Donald Trump tells supporters to vote on November 28th.
Oh, and you said you can't
That's
play
brilliant.
videos.
I can't.
Oh, okay.
I can play audio from
Yeah.
them, but I can't. I've got to figure out how to do that easily on this so that I can just play videos.
So,
but-
on our keeping up with the Kardashian story, now it took us 4 years and 6 months for me to. I've never. Well, no, I did. I watched the show once because my niece was watching it, and
Well, the first
didn't like my
show
niece.
was Who the Hell's Ray J?
Yeah,
Right.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, I remember
That's where we get her from.
Sure.
I hate to blame my niece, but I think I was vacationing somewhere and someone had it on the TV, and I suffered
watched.
through part of an episode.
And you thought Ray J was
I
hot?
watch
No, I wanted
every
everyone dead.
housewife of every city ever existing, but I've never seen a Kardashian.
It's not that I
So-
don't want you to breathe anymore. I just want you
The
to
most
be dead.
recent news I can
That's
find
so
is from
annoying.
Wednesday, October 24th, and it's on the brink of cancellation.
That's
But you know,
not this year.
Wait, that's not this year. October 24th?
because it's only October 11th.
August 24th.
August.
better.
I thought you said
Better.
October.
I did
think
too.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
More
On
coffee!
the brink
We
of
need more-
cancellation.
Bernie
No
Sanders.
one but Chris wants. Yeah.
Bernie
Sanders.
No one. I guess no one really wants to come back except for Chris, who is the awful mother,
Right.
that
She's-
sells sex
she's
tapes
the,
of her
The
daughter.
conspirator of all of it.
Yep.
But Caitlin's show is definitely gone.
Gone.
I am
Good
Kat. I
fucking
am
riddance.
Caitlin. What's
Oh,
the
yeah.
show
Good
called?
fucking riddance.
Yeah.
I think it was also.
Commander.
Turns out, didn't
Command
like you
cunt.
much as a man. Don't like you anymore as a woman.
No.
It was called I Am Kate. Parenthetically, I used to be Bruce.
Okay.
Either
Because
way,
you know
you're
I
an
say this
asshole.
about. Remember, I say this about dead people. I'm not going to say something nice about you because you died. Because
Right.
you were an asshole
Right.
yesterday.
Right.
I still think you're
Still
an
think
asshole.
you're an asshole.
So it turns
Right.
out Bruce Jenner didn't like him with a
Yeah,
penis.
fucking
Didn't like
prick
him without.
either
Yeah.
way.
Well, I don't think he's had the below the belt surgery.
Don't even care.
Don't care.
Oh, I don't care at all. No,
No,
either.
no, no. But I'm with you. Except for then they make things sound like he hasn't. I'm like,
There's
you
a
know,
pumpkin spice Chobani yogurt. I want to die.
Yes, there
Commander.
is.
I'd really like to jump off a bridge.
They
Yes,
have
totally.
a raspberry dark chocolate one that
Oh,
is
they do.
so
Yeah.
good.
we-
It's like a little guy too.
Can we have
But do they
this?
all smell like that oink stuff?
No, they don't.
Okay, because that oink stuff smells awful.
No, they don't.
All right,
what
so
you're
we're gonna
smelling.
go to this simple story.
I think he means John Stamos.
While you're looking for that,
Yeah, go ahead.
There was something that was in the chat room that led me to this about the
Thank you, Amina.
grab them by the pussy remarks. Did you guys hear about the Women for Trump in Virginia? That they had
Yes.
they had this whole Women for Trump, which is just, it gives me a fucking headache.
It was a support rally.
Yeah, a support rally.
Yeah.
Women for Trump. They all wanted to get together. Really oddly old and white, but digress.
Yes.
And then a guy comes out of nowhere, holding a sign that says "Grab 'em by the pussy," or "Better to grab 'em by the pussy," or
Then be
something.
one.
Then be one.
Right.
Better to grab 'em by the
Again,
pussy than be one.
pro Trump.
Pro Trump,
Right.
Walking around in the middle of these women
And it's
for Trump.
Women for Trump.
Yes.
Yep.
But you know what they're doing? They're demonstrating in front of the RNC for the RNC's lack of support
Absolutely.
for Trump.
No, absolutely.
But did you hear what they did at the end of the rally?
They fired the guy who put it together,
Right.
Corey Stewart, or
Wait,
something.
they fired the guy who put the whole rally
Right.
together?
Yeah.
because they didn't
Not
like the
because
way
of
it
the
looked.
sign. Not because of the sign.
But he was from Virginia. He was a Trump supporter from Virginia and put this together and brought him over across the river to
Yep.
do this in front of the RNC. And the RNC's like, oh no.
No.
Fired him.
Right. Outside of RNC headquarters, they get rid of this guy, but not because you have this douchebag running around Women for Trump, and he's running around with this sign,
Yeah.
and that had nothing to do with it. It was the fact that he brought them over there. The organizer brought him over there. And was fired shortly after it was over. And really, not a mention was made of that douchebag walking around with that sign.
How did you learn about this story?
Meta.
Rachel, yeah, that's
Yeah.
how I saw it last
Yeah,
night.
me too.
I was looking for everything, like on every other channel and everything. Nothing. But she brought it up, and I thought, good on her.
Oh, I have it in my thing.
Good on her. It's ridiculous, though.
I saw that, Jenny.
Okay.
Which was yeah.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, so
I saw
let
it
me
too,
let me
Jenny.
get the link. I'm so sorry that it took me so long
Well,
because
we got time. We got time. We can talk about other things.
Do you want me to read the Sarah Ramirez quote right now?
Oh wait, why is
oh
Joy
yeah, do
Behar
that
making?
because this is gonna take a second.
Sarah
Okay.
Ramirez, Commando.
So, in addition to Miley Cyrus coming out as pansexual today on National Coming Out Day,
Just a big old pot smoker.
yeah, something.
She didn't say pop sex.
She's
That's
a
what I thought.
she's a wrecking ball, whatever she is. Sarah Ramirez, Grey's Anatomy star, also star of Broadway and Tony Award winner for Spamalot.
yep.
Yes, came out today. 3 days ago, but for National Coming Out Day, and was supporting all of our homeless youth, LGBTQ youth. And so here's a quote just for Amina. And it says, Sarah Ramirez, and my hair's too long for it, but just pretend that I'm, what's her name? Callie
Callie.
from
Oh,
Grey's
yeah.
Anatomy. So many of our youth experiencing homelessness are youth whose lives touch on many intersections, whether they be gender identity, gender expression, race, class, sexual orientation, religion, citizenship, status. Sarah Ramirez hadn't had wine when she spoke her speech. Because of the intersections that existed in my own life, woman, multiracial woman, woman of color, queer, bisexual, Mexican, Irish American, immigrant, and raised by families heavily rooted in Catholicism on both my Mexican and Irish sides, I am deeply invested in projects that allow our youth's voices to be heard. So, anyway, Amina, there you are.
'Cause she-
Sarah Ramirez can rock a short haircut. Not that I'm focusing on just that because she's a woman, but she really can. And she's pretty amazing.
She is.
Yes.
is.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, like I said, I had the good fortune to see her in
Oh,
Spamalot
I didn't
that's
realize
great,
that. That's
yeah.
amazing.
and rocked my world. And I mean,
she's incredible.
it was an incredible night of it was standing room only. I was in a standing room seat. It was me, my friend Rob, and then Eric Idle was next to Rob, and Dan Aykroyd was sitting right in front of me.
Oh my God.
I mean, and we were like talking and laughing, and
Love
like
it.
Eric Idle and Rob were kind of dancing together to some of the songs and laughing.
Love it.
Because Rob didn't know who he was. He had no idea he was talking to Eric Idle.
Sure.
And Eric Idle was kind of charmed by the fact that there wasn't a
Somebody-
Monty Python groupie.
Right.
That it was actually an unknown person who was
Right.
laughing at the
Who's
show
having
without
fun.
knowing what it was.
Right.
And that song, her song, this is the song that goes like this.
Right.
Like it ended, and me and Rob were both like, "That's a star." Like we just.
Wow.
She's amazing.
And there's those moments when you're watching somebody that you're like, "Yeah, that's a star. We're done." Like the Drowsy Chaperone, Beth Level sings as we stumble along, and like even the lady that sat us. Because we were looking through to make sure we weren't seeing any replacements in the Drowsy Chaperone. And we're like, oh, yay, Sutton Foster's not being replaced today. And the lady was, wait for Beth Level. Like, just wait. It's all good, but she's going to steal the show. And it ended, we were like, that's a star. I don't know who the fuck that lady was, but she just stole the Drowsy Chaperone for everybody. So, to answer and I love her. And to answer the thing about Trump in the LGBT, he really isn't horrible about the gays. Like we really can't get too far
Mike
up on the
Pence
cross.
is.
Yes. Again, and that's the caveat. But he chose Mike Pence, and he keeps hinting at his Supreme Court choices. But outwardly, in what he says and in his interviews, he really kind of treads lightly on that. Now, I'm just saying.
Aside from the marriage equality, he's going to kibosh.
Because
No, but he didn't, because he's been to gay weddings before.
But he has said that he is going to.
And that's what I said about the Supreme Court choices. But up until he got a question about the Supreme Court, he had gone to gay weddings. He's not been a terrible person. He's not like others. Like he really does kind of come across as the better Republican
let me
in that
pause that.
conversation.
Yeah.
He's fine with you guys, but us, we're women, so we aren't.
Oh,
Right.
Actually, we should be okay. We're too
You're booby.
big,
You're
but
booby.
we got tits, so tits up. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to be like a 5.
All right.
Oh my God.
She'll be more of a 6 with bigger boobs.
Yeah,
I hope
I'm
to
fat,
hell
so.
you laughed when in that opening when she's rambling on and she's like, people like blah 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 blah. Fiorano, she's a 4.
Yeah.
I just out of nowhere, I just got that. It's so fucking funny.
It really was. So that's the thing about him is until the
Fiorina,
Pence pick
4.
and until he started talking about the Supreme Court, like gays really couldn't hammer him too hard on anything. But as soon as he picked Mike Pence, the jig was up. You just picked the worst. I mean, outside of the North Carolina governor or Jan Brewer. Actually Jan Brewer.
Jan Brewer's not nearly as bad as Mike Pence.
Jan Brewer kind of landed on the right side of that too. So like,
she's fucking harmless.
Yeah.
She's a goddamn gnat in your ear, but she's harmless.
She is a fucking drunk moron.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
Be careful judging drunk morons.
Stupid is.
Hello, I look in the mirror. What I'm saying is, like, she just that's. But yeah, we have Bootsy is gonna lose his shit because
yes, and everybody in the chat room. Yes, I did say up until the Mike Pence pick, it was. I mean, it was all. We were one of the subgroups that he hadn't been shitty to. We really don't have any quotes from him disparaging us, and while misguided and wrong,
supporter.
But
he in his personal life, he kind of has been okay. Like he hasn't been horrible, except for to Rosie O'Donnell. Like
and may I just that whole thing of can you have your political opinions and your private opinions?
Yes,
well, I think a lot of people do.
How can you not? I mean, I think that only makes sense, and that anyone who would think otherwise, like Hillary will have to go for the nation, right? She has to go for America, but in her private life, she might be like, well, that's
but I disagree. I feel like if it's your opinion and your feeling, then it should be your emotion and your feeling regardless. Now, when you're making decisions, obviously that's different.
And that's what the difference is between your private and what you're going to present to the public.
But I'm going to present to the public exactly what I feel because I am who I am.
But
I'm also not running for office.
But you're also not going to say when you're running for office, I think my dog is as important as your kid, because guess what? You're going to lose the election.
But I will get all pit bull owners to vote for me.
No.
And that's what you say. So you're going to get your dog base, but the rest of the country's going to be like, that bitch just compared her dog to my kid.
Because the easy
you know what I'm saying?
Easy way to answer,
a lot of their kids, my dog's better. I'm just
but the
say
easy
that.
way to answer that is just if you go with, not for the three of you perhaps, but if you
because we all just sunk that ship.
no. But if you go with the idea of religion, so someone comes in, and they're Catholic, they come into office as a Catholic. Well, how are they not going to have that private opinion and thought?
And that was the argument with Kennedy.
Them. Right,
like he's not going to be ruled by the Pope, but he, in his personal life, didn't, but should have followed some of the Pope's teachings.
But at the same time, you have Muslims and you have Jews and you have so you're taking care of all kinds of
And you can't inflict all of your beliefs on everybody.
Absolutely.
Joe Lieberman doesn't work on
correct.
the Sabbath.
But
his Sabbath.
I wish
But
I
that
could
doesn't
inflict
mean
my belief on everybody. I wish that everybody agreed with
Well,
me
we all
all the
do,
time.
but you have to compromise, or you would be
why I
Ted
can't
Cruz.
watch debates.
Every day.
You're,
I wish they would
You're
agree
now
with me, but
presenting the
that's
Ted
why I live
Cruz
alone.
argument to government. She didn't hear me, but that's
Oh.
I
Ted Cruz.
didn't.
That's Ted Cruz's argument for government, that you should all believe what I believe, and I'm
But
just gonna
he's
shut-
wrong. I'm right. That's
See,
the difference.
There's the difference.
See,
So now we get to my fabulous conspiracy theory, and I think I'm right.
I'm just not going to say a word right now, Commander.
Commander, I got some news for you, and I think I'm spot on with this one. Everyone get your
Good call,
conspiracy
Amina.
theory notes,
I have
notebooks
tinfoil
out.
in there if you need it.
No, it's not that kind of conspiracy
Oh,
theory.
well, it's the
Good
good
night,
stuff too. It's
Harrison.
for,
It's more
it's
of
for
a, it's
grill.
more of a it's more of a strategic
Strategery.
strategery.
Voting on November 28th.
I believe the
If you're a
correct word.
Trump
Yeah, if you're a
supporter.
Trump supporter, voting does take place on the 28th of November. He
get
said
a
so.
special day.
I'm quoting Trump. I am
special
not
day.
Wrong.
wrong.
Oh, and also
Wrong.
all of your
She's a
voting
4.
locations are at Toby Keith's Bar and Grill.
That's right.
Just so you know.
Fuck you, Toby Keith. So here's my thing on the debates. The
right.
reason why, Trump. Oh, I said his name again. The reason why
the orange thing.
the Orange Kardashian. He's an Orange Kardashian commander. The reason why he keeps saying that no one
don't
knows
think
where
so,
the
Hacking.
hacking is coming from and why he's denying it's Russia is because he and Hillary got it in their presidential briefings,
Yes.
their secret briefings.
They both know.
He wants her to say, you know this and you know why. He wants her to disclose a leak.
Oh, sure.
He wants her
Okay.
to disclose why he knows and why she knows he knows because they got the same briefing, the same debrief,
To
presidential
look up
debrief.
and be like, what is wrong with you?
So if she tells him how he knows, she just leaked what it says in the debrief.
Okay.
Even though everyone from, like not everyone, but there's a lot of people, anonymous sources from the intelligence community are saying, we don't know why he's saying this. We told him. He wants her to be the tattletale. He wants her to be the one that spills the nation's secrets. And he's baiting her with that. Isn't that genius? Like, whoever thought of that to keep saying we don't know where it comes from, we don't know where it comes from, when everybody knows and everyone is saying it's Russia, but they have confirmation. They've both been briefed by, and the intelligence people from all levels are now coming out
Well, they've all been,
anonymously.
they've been all over the news saying that it's.
But if she says it, then she's going to disclose what was told to her in a confidential meeting. That's what he's trying to trip her up and have her do, like an emails thing where she can't keep a confidence. So he's acting dumb to piss her off, and he thinks he's going to
Where
like
did you
poke
come
her.
up with this?
I don't
Because
know.
why else would he keep saying that? Why else would he keep saying something? And the fact that these people from the intelligence
I'm
community.
not saying it's not plausible. I just was curious to know where you got it.
No, I mean it just kept striking me like, what is he getting? Why does he want her to respond to that when he keeps saying, I don't know
Will
where
he
she
be
gets
standing
Russia
up
from?
there like this soon?
No, but I think it's.
Petting his
I think
cat.
in this entire debate
That's
thing,
the pussy he was talking about.
in this whole debate thing, his
Hairless.
only thing he's going on is emails and her not being trustworthy. And I think that's the button he thinks he's going to push, that she's going to disclose something that can only come from a confidential debrief. Even though the intelligence agencies are
Do you want
leaking
me to
it.
find out? I can call my Aunt Janet. We can find out.
But doesn't that make sense as to why he's hitting this area that even his own people are like, huh? Like, everyone knows it's Russia. They've confirmed it. So now, the WikiLeaks that we're reading, the first batch last week,
I can go with Bootsy on that. How do we know they got the exact same
because they
briefing?
have to. Legally, they have to.
I think
That
they get the
has to be
same
the same
Yes,
information.
and if one of
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
them gets, if say his was on a Tuesday
I
and
feel
hers,
like they're showing him cartoons, and he's like, oh.
no, that's what, again what
I
you
didn't
what is
know.
said and what is heard are two different things. He's getting
Fucking
intelligence briefings. He's watching cartoons because he doesn't. It's
doesn't know.
hieroglyphics.
He's like, now, who's that Yosemite Sam?
But
Who's that?
so, oh no, damn it.
Sorry.
No.
But that's right, because it has been said many times. If he's told something, and then by the time they get to Hillary, if
Right.
she's told something
Sure.
different, they have to go back and tell him.
And that's what I'm
Okay,
saying. So on
okay.
Tuesday, if something comes up between Tuesday and Wednesday, the Tuesday person has to be brought back to be given
it.
that information. But they don't get the whole mountain.
No.
Okay.
They know
Just
only
enough.
what they need to know
Right.
to keep them current so that they're ready for. And famously, Bush was warned for all of his the the end of his candidacy, like up until the last week of the election, right through Inauguration Day, he was getting hit hard from Madeleine Albright and Clinton about bin Laden, and he didn't listen. But if you go back and look, he was being told over and over and over again, but bin Laden. Like, there's a lot going on, but focus on bin Laden. Like, you guys held me up with an impeachment over a blowjob when I was trying to get bin Laden, and now I'm here doing this, but bin Laden. And he ignored it, too.
I'm looking Bootsy.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
so,
I'm sorry.
So, I mean, that was my big revelation, because I was folding my clothes yesterday, and I was like, the fuck?
Do you want to come to my house and do that? I have a couple lap baskets of
No,
laundry.
because it takes me like 3 days to do it. These were not fresh clothes out of the dryer.
Marn doesn't like to do it because they're all inside out when they come out of the dryer.
I turn them right side out.
Oh, I turn them right side out too. Everyone does that. Not just you two crazies.
I don't.
She really does.
All right, Commander, we have a problem because
Hang them up inside out.
we found somebody who's less type A than I am, and I didn't think I'm like type.
You know, the
H.
funny thing is that I'm type A about a whole lot of things, but not that. I have my paper clips and my thumbtacks sorted by color in an ice cube tray in my desk drawer. Continue.
Commander therapists are standing by, aren't they? So the weirdest endorsement today of all, and it wasn't a hardcore endorsement, but it was pretty weird.
I think
I don't think I know what this is.
Glenn Beck.
No. Yes.
It's only for now. You're welcome.
He's been around for now. It's been a really long time.
I know,
now.
I
I'm
know.
gonna cry like Glenn Beck.
I know.
Why is he always crying, Commander? So Glenn Beck came out today and said that the moral choice is to vote against Clinton. Third-party votes, not good. I'm not telling you to vote for to vote against
Trump,
the orange Kardashian.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
Sorry.
I did not read the same thing.
He was so excited about it.
No.
Glenn Beck said morally you have to vote against the
orange thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he said he's not specifically endorsing Clinton, but they can control her if they win the House and the Senate. We can block her Supreme Court justices. We can stop her legislation.
I mean, like poor Merrick, who's still just hanging out.
So they're going to do that for
in the wind
4
dry
fucking years or 8 years?
No, but they'll guide her.
Hey,
like,
it's going to be just like the last.
they'll whittle it down till you get down to someone that they can agree till they get someone moderate,
like Merrick, who's been hanging in the wind.
right? Like the
for
guy
months.
that they have,
Right. Poor guy.
So that came out today, and now on Mac and Cheese, that fucking awful show, because
Wasn't that the show Joey Tribbiani was on Friends with the robot?
yes, Mac and Cheese.
Yeah.
They were.
All right.
That was.
Ask me what I did yesterday. I don't have any fucking idea. Ask me my own name. I don't know. But
Is
that
funny
one,
as hell to
But
me.
let me tell you, when I was thinking through that whole conspiracy
Mac
theory,
and Gatos.
I went to Friends because I was like, Joey, does Trump know that Clinton knows that Trump knows?
yeah, exactly.
I just had that whole conversation with Joey Tribbiani
Yeah.
in my head
love it,
while I
'cause
was
it's
folding
good.
my
Yeah.
clothes.
Must have missed that episode.
Right side out. Not
Yeah, it's where they
inside
find
out.
out that everybody knows about Monica and Chandler. Joey, do they know that we know that they know? Now the messers are the messies.
And that's when Phoebe like has her bra
Well,
off.
yeah.
and just,
But the apothecary
Hello,
table is real,
Chandler
right?
Bing.
Yeah, exactly.
God bless reruns.
The apothecary table. That's real,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So Mac and Cheese were on the fucking radio, and they're talking about how the Drumpster's over and that's done, and you can't do it. But then they went to the Supreme Court, and they were like, "Well, there's so much to do with the Supreme Court, and they're such fucktards that they are so worried about women's reproductive rights not having any that they're worried about it." And then the one guy says, I don't know which one of the two beautiful people, Commander, said it, but he goes, wouldn't it be better to just get this Merrick guy through since we kind of know where he stands
Right.
and wait for the other one? And the other guy goes, yeah, I think we've messed up that one.
Yeah, a little bit. Poor guy.
Since we already did that.
Yeah.
I know. And Amina just said Glenn Beck came out today, and that's exactly what I said.
National Coming Out Day. Congratulations, Glenn.
All right, so now we'll go to, so it's fall. So what's in every 4 years. It doesn't come out every year like pumpkin spice, but every 4 years.
Is it fall? Other
is.
places it's fall.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
It's like 60 degrees outside. How much
90
cooler do you want
It
it to
is
be?
not.
It's going to be 60 tonight.
No, at like 2 in the morning. It'll be 69.
You'll still be here listening to this story.
Wow.
Yeah, I gotta drive home.
Can't
That's
argue
true.
with that.
It's 74 degrees right now.
Yeah.
That's fall. That's 40 degrees
Heading
lower
for-
than summer.
Heading for an overnight low of 68.
Yep.
That's
High 60s.
45 degrees lower than summer.
Still.
If it was
Thanks,
80
Jenny.
here,
I try to be.
I know.
We're going to move it out.
Thanks,
It's going to be
Jenny.
cooler next week.
If it was 80 here in the summer,
feel good
35
about
degrees
it.
would be fall. Shut the fuck up. That's
I'm
what
just
45
saying, yeah.
degrees is. I'm giving you relativity.
Tell your story.
I will.
Okay.
Because I got to think of it again.
Bootsy, I'm with you.
Can't
Barney.
remember.
Barney. Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, they're all there.
Commander.
Weather.
Oh,
Nancy
rapists.
O'Dell!
So every 4 hours, every
Every
4
4 years.
unlike pumpkin spice,
Yes.
Republicans tell us how women should feel about rape. And this time, it's Alabama Senator Sessions. I don't remember his first name, but let's call him Mark.
Jeff Sessions?
Jeff Sessions. Is that
Fucking
fuck-
Alabama tard.
Alabama Tard
Pick
has told
another
women
No.
No,
Suffix.
I will say that one for this.
because
What
she
a
read that
fucking-
story.
Come on.
He has told you, ladies, as our friend Aiken from Atkins. Aiken,
I was gonna say Clay Aiken,
whatever that
different.
Missouri asshole's name was that co-wrote the bill with almost vice rapist in chief Paul Ryan.
Oh, right.
He wrote the legitimate rape. Well, now Mr. Sessions from Alabama is telling women that if someone grabs you by the pussy without your consent, you're not being sexually
It's
assaulted.
not sexual assault. God.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh,
What's
no.
wrong with it? It's
No.
not
This is what
sexual
happens
assault.
when I stop paying attention to news for
Right.
weeks on
So
end
What is
because
it
I
then?
can't handle it.
What is it then? What is it?
It's a good grab.
It's bowling.
It's a handsy.
I consider it like assault harassment if somebody's within my space bubble. I can't
Yeah.
even imagine like
I feel too close to you now.
yeah, really I know.
legit.
I'm like, we could touch if we wanted to.
I was going to talk to you
Not
about
legitimate.
Yeah,
Not
see?
legitimate.
Seriously, somebody fucking said that?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
An old white guy.
old white
Shocking.
guy.
Shocking.
And
know,
this
I know.
tard has been this fucktard has been all over the TV because he's
It's
one
a
of
Trump
the
tard.
Yeah, Trump tard.
Oh, you're
Oh.
welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you,
Commander.
Pick
Commander.
another suffix.
No, can't do it. Because
He's a
private and political.
Trumpian.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
That's
it
a
doesn't-
Trump moron.
It doesn't hit
Trumpeters.
as hard.
The
The old
trumpeters.
trumpeters.
That's right.
So this is the one of the few left that didn't like jump off the boat and swim for shore and be like, please Jesus, get me away from this guy, get me away from the Cheeto. Just wanted to reassure women, if that happens to you, it's not assault.
Yep. Just don't. No,
Well,
no.
thank you for telling me.
There's no need to file a report. There's no need to tell anybody about it because it
So
was
with the
just
slightly
a little,
cooler
hey, Gropey
weather-
McGroperson.
Sure.
The planting of winter grass. What comes next? A Republican man
Grab
my
like
pussy.
Paul Ryan is going to tell
Right.
you how to feel about being raped.
Right.
It's as sure as the sun will rise.
I worked at a
Absolutely.
grocery store when I was 15 and a half, and you could legally get a job. I worked at bagging groceries at Smitty's, if you recall.
No, I do recall the Smitty's.
And a guy who worked there grabbed my ass in the freezer, and I walked off the job, and I never went back because that was harassment, and that was my big old backside.
Do you realize that you could have
Commander.
owned portions of Smitty's?
Yeah.
Do you realize I didn't
Yeah.
report it? I walked off the job, and
And
I never
that's-
said a
and many
fucking
people
word.
don't
I was
because-
15 years old. I didn't know.
Right. That's just it.
And one of the
and
reasons-
now
It wouldn't do me good
and-
now because Smitty's is closed.
No, but
Well,
and,
right.
and now you're talking about this douchebag who comes out to let young women at 15 know that it's not sexual
Right,
assault
and he's
anyway.
what, like he's got to be in his 80s,
Oh,
70s,
I
80s.
will.
Oh, you
find
got
out
to you
for
got to
you.
you got to
I'm
Google him,
looking.
and he's so gross. I mean,
He's disgusting.
He is.
I
Well, I
have him
saw
right
the
here.
headline.
He's
something
like
about,
Billy Bush's dad, and my apologies to Billy Bush's dad because
Well, he raised Billy
You
Bush.
don't know.
yeah, we don't know, but
Actually, not that old of a guy.
He looked older because he was all
he's got white
Yep.
hair.
white haired, and,
No,
and the
but
picture
not
that
just
I saw
He's
wasn't
only
good.
69 years old. He
Oh,
was
then he's
born
not.
in 46.
He's not old at all. My mom's
No.
listening. Not old
Correct.
at all.
Nope, not even
Oh,
a
so
little
that
bit.
makes him the same age as Hillary and the Orange Cheeto. They're
Right in between. Yeah, right in
169,
between.
170. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
All right.
But I mean, he really does look.
I
quite
thought
a
he was older,
bit-
and the picture that I
quite a
saw
joke.
may have been a.
no,
bad
it is the white. So actually, for
I
that
thought it was
age,
in
he
his
looks very
80s.
well preserved. So
Preserved.
obviously, the Cheetos are
Jefferson
working.
Sessions. What a fun
It is
story.
Jeff Sessions. Okay. So and
Have you
now
ever
for
seen kids' hands after they've eaten hot Cheetos? The color that they turn?
Yes.
It's alarming, and it really does look like his face.
Oh,
well, you know,
absolutely.
there's that joke where the guy goes to the doctor and he says, "Doctor, you got to take a look at my dick. It's orange. I don't know what's wrong." And the doctor's like, "What you been doing?" He's like, "Nothing. Just sitting at home eating Cheetos."
Oh. So I could totally tell that to some of my students. I might get fired, but
Yeah.
that's
So
funny.
maybe-
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
they,
I won't.
they,
I won't.
they paint up this one to be that color, to
That's
so you
right,
can do the
that's right.
king.
It's
Now, is that politically incorrect? Orange face?
No,
Yeah.
it's going to go the other way.
I was just making sure. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
want to.
okay.
I don't
So we
wanna
got
do
through all that.
anything that
So my
would
only
offend.
thing that was entertainment, and we missed it last week. The only thing that has anything to do with entertainment, except for the fact that the regular colored Kardashians are going off the air. Oh, no, we didn't get to that Supreme Court case yet. So, Fear the Walking Dead, my big theory about what they were going to do with the young kid, and that they were going to show you the rise of evil in The Walking Dead. You were going to see, like, the big villain, all the villains that are...
He's looking at me like I'm Kat. I've never seen The Walking Dead, but
Neither
I'll
has
continue
she.
to nod your head.
I'm looking at you like you're Katie. We're going back a couple people.
Katie
But anyways,
June.
I thought the thing that was going to
Hi,
make
Katie
Fear the
June.
Walking Dead interesting was that they were going to show you one character that you sympathize with and watch him turn into a big villain that we've met up, and you're wondering, I wonder how that person got so nasty. That I thought this was what this show was going to be about, was you were going to see this kid rise to power and kind of be an ass and be like a really nasty villain, like an origin story, and I thought that would be interesting. They killed him off, so fuck that.
Fuck that shit.
So that show's not that great. So
For some reason, Bootsy just sent me a text saying that
Jenny.
he
funny.
got banned from the chat room because he tried to post a link twice and it wouldn't let him, so it kicked him out. I've never heard of that
Try
before.
again,
but,
Bootsy.
But he's going to go to bed. So good night, Bootsy. Thank
night,
you. But
Bootsy.
I'll,
Good night, Bootsy.
I'll check settings because to my knowledge, we've always
Wait.
posted links.
Have a great trip walking up a hill and down a hill, and be safe and come back.
There's all that. Okay.
So the U.S.
See you
Camping.
next Tuesday.
No,
Now-
he's not going to be here next Tuesday. That's what I'm saying.
But he also said he was never going to walk again. That was
Oh,
the
good
end of
call. All right,
Bootsy.
see. All right.
It's just-
I
love
understand
you,
you'll
Boots.
never walk alone.
True.
Yeah.
I've heard
True
that.
dat.
I've heard that.
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
manipulative
don't
song at the
believe
end of a
it.
really shitty musical.
Yeah.
So you end up crying at something you didn't enjoy. All right, so now this,
Rape also would be that.
yeah. So
If
this
it's
my
legitimate.
God.
If it's legitimate.
only and
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
only
and
if
so
it's legitimate.
bad.
and to be clear, and we have to make this very, 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 very clear, and we all have to state this emphatically as one. The word pussy is not what we're upset about.
Oh, you can say
No.
pussy all you fucking
Fucking
want,
want
I
to.
think we
It's
say
that
cunt
you
every
laughed
week.
and called yourself entitled
Yep.
to grope a woman and
Right.
sexually assault
end.
her
Anytime
because
you
you were a
want.
Yes.
star.
Yep.
And you just start
Yes.
kissing them, you can't control yourself. Yes, you fucking can. And
Yeah.
men don't talk like that. They do not talk like that. I have never. My dad. I've known a lot of heterosexual men. They don't. They
God,
might
could you
say
imagine
nice.
my dad?
Oh my God.
My dad, we can't even swear in front of my dad.
But
still.
you might say nice tits. You might say,
Boo.
"Oh, she's got a nice ass," or if she'd let me, I would like to enjoy that. You know what I mean? Some variation.
Would you look at
different
the
levels,
wreck on that one?
different levels of
I say about
vulgarity.
her all the
That's what I'm
time.
saying.
Different levels of vulgarity. You would hope
Right.
that it wouldn't be mic'd and it would be about the person you're talking to's coworker.
But
that
when you
you've talked
know
about
that
her
it
tits.
is mic'd because you're on a show
And you have
there's
a
no
microphone
way that
on.
you are not mic'd, that you signed
And
something.
it's not
you
the word
know.
pussy. It's not locker
I
room
don't
talk.
care.
It's bragging about assaulting women.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I
That's
love
the
he's-
problem.
I've done it before. I've done it
Clinton
all the
says
time.
Clinton says worse on the golf course. Yeah, but he wasn't stupid enough to have a microphone on.
Right.
Yeah.
End of story.
We have you saying it.
Right.
I was just
getting
going to
a
play this
finger.
right quick. Oh, wait. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. Stand by. Wait. I screwed up something. I hate when I do that to myself. Boom, boom, boom. This.
1 minute late.
You're lucky to have me at all, Captain Peacock. I had to throw my pussy out before I came.
That whole "Are you being served?" BBC humor. Miss Slocum always refers to her cat. It's always her pussy. Always. My pussy was up a tree and all the firemen had to come and save it. Or one night it was winter. She's like, "It's so cold. I had to sit with my pussy in front of the radiator, thawed out." And it's just so funny how they get away with it every fucking time.
Well, the reason that it
Oh,
only
that's
plays
very
here,
funny.
and I'm not sure if a lot of people know that, but the word in British that we call pussy is fanny.
No.
That's the word. That's their
Cooter is fanny, but our fanny is our butt.
right. But their fanny means pussy.
Cooter, yeah.
It's no. It literally is what they use, and that word doesn't have a double entendre over there. The word fanny does.
So fanny means crotchal area. Pussy
but
means
in
cat.
a pussy way. So it plays
Raunchy
as a
way?
more of a raunchy joke
Over here.
than
This
it
is
does
the
over there.
strangest
But if you say
conversation.
fanny to someone that's from Britain, they're going to be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
But like, it's similar to like over there.
Interesting.
Like a cigarette. It's a fag.
Sure, fag. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Very different.
Sure.
Yeah, you're going to strike a fag. So, anyways, so
Dude,
Light
I
of
call
fag.
faggy.
Now
Throw
I-
up my pussy.
I honestly think this story might not be true
I enjoy
because
it.
I can't believe.
They also
in-
call sweaters jumpers. I don't know. Go ahead.
yeah, that's really
I
strange.
don't fucking get that.
So because this has gotten no play at all this weekend. This has been such a crazy political weekend that this story may or may not have happened, and I honestly don't believe it because I can't believe no one's reported it. But the U.S. Supreme Court ruled against the NRA the other day, 2 days ago. So you got to look this up and tell me if this is true because I'm not 100% sure because how this got no
I'm
play
looking.
anywhere I don't know. The Supreme Court of the United States has finally ruled on an issue mentioned in the October 2015 syllabus and first argued in February of this year. The decision ruled that people convicted of any domestic abuse crime can no longer legally own firearms. The efforts were taken in order to close a dangerous loophole that allowed people convicted of minor domestic abuse to purchase and own weapons legally. Now the ban on felons owning firearms has been extended to include people convicted of misdemeanor domestic violence. So,
I
and I can't believe
that's real.
But I can't believe that even Doug, who works in that field, that it even escaped him as something that he's been pushing for.
Oh.
Like, how did something this big not get in our radar?
They affirmed that even reckless domestic abuse abusers, that was June 27th.
Yeah, I just saw that too. It's a June.
Yeah.
It's a June.
That was, because that was a while ago.
Yeah, I can't find any recent news.
Yeah,
but I
'cause they
did hear
just
something
came back
about
in.
the
I
Supreme
found
Court
that, this was on October 9th, 2006, that this was reported on. So the
2006.
2016.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You're getting dates for scaring us.
Yeah.
The massage took all my brain
Now,
power.
there is
6/27.
there is a story on the 9th that says the NRA not putting up much of a fight against gun control measures in California. I just saw that. The LA Times has
Yeah,
that
no,
story.
this is Voisin
Voicing versus the United States.
Okay.
Yep.
This is a huge step forward for women's rights, obviously, as more than 1/3 of women who fall victim to homicide fall victim at the hands of their significant other. According to studies, spouses are the murderers of women 38.6% of the time, whereas for murdered men, it is only 6.3% of their partners who are responsible for their
I know
death.
one of those
Because
6.3%.
the court rejected arguments that the gun ban only applies to intentional acts of abuse. Then, as now, a significant majority of jurisdictions, 34 states plus the District of Columbia, define such misdemeanor offenses to include the reckless infliction of bodily harm as well. So,
I thought that was a very interesting thing that has not made it across all summer. That's a pretty big fucking deal.
The
I
word
would
pussy
agree.
makes news more than.
Yeah, absolutely. Donald probably did something fucking ridiculous.
But you would think a loss to the NRA,
be
unless
huge.
unless the NRA just wanted to keep it quiet because
Yeah.
that's the highest court in the land, and they lost. Like
Right.
maybe they were like,
And they can
fuck
pay
off,
shit to
one.
keep it quiet.
But you
Yeah.
would think
Or
that
they're
the media-
publishing it now to blame it on Hillary Clinton. Like maybe there's, and I don't. This source that I'm getting it from is
Liberal
the.
media.
Oh, it's called the Bipartisan Report. I'm not familiar with them. Usually, if they say they're bipartisan, that means they're completely not, like fair and balanced, or
Oh, right.
you know, marriage. What's it called? The National Organization of Marriage, Family Values, Family.
right,
and
right,
anything,
yeah.
anything that sounds
Yep.
sweet and homey is usually a hate group. So I don't know about these people.
Yep, absolutely.
But this headline says U.S. Supreme Court defiantly cuts legs off NRA, issues historic ruling. Makes me think this is a right-leaning paper.
I don't know.
Because I don't know if it's just how I'm reading that. But I don't know anything. So if anybody knows anything about bipartisan report and if it truly is bipartisan, let me know.
Did you know that we are to blame? I'm sure you're shocked. You're going to be shocked. This is breaking news, CNN style, Commander.
I am pre-shocked.
Pre-shocked. We are, well, you are, Al,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
an evil sodomite.
Oh, thank God.
You're an evil sodomite.
Phew, I was worried about the voting.
Evil. Now being blamed for Hurricane Matthew. Like we always are.
Oh, good.
Yes. I just wanted everyone to know. Be very at peace about the fact that we are to blame. You just can't win in the eyes of the right-wing conservatives if you're an evil sodomite. The latest disaster the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community is being blamed for is Hurricane Matthew, which has already hit
Well,
Haiti
duh.
and the Dominican Republic.
Like this.
It pounded Florida and the
Pick a name. Pick a
Go.
name. Pick a name.
Exactly.
Because we control everything.
We do.
Everything.
We
Well,
do. We do.
I just wanted to
Don't
put it
know
out there so
why
that
there's no sun up in the
everybody
sky. Must be a gay guy.
everybody could feel good
just made
about
that
the
up.
fact.
I like it. Keep going.
Thank you, Commander.
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 It's our
Sorry,
fault.
honey. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. It is based on the fact that Florida is an area that is infected with sin.
It is. They all fuck their
Especially-
cars there.
I know how they got the
Mechanophiles.
infection in through
Well,
the tailpipe.
Ding ding.
You put a
Commander.
banana in the
Why is
tailpipe.
it that Nevada doesn't have all these things? Because that's Sin City.
No, you know what they have? They have nuclear
Listen,
fallout.
they do.
There
Oh.
are no. It's like nuclear fallout awareness day or something. that they really want you to no, seriously. There's some kind of thing today that they want people to be aware of the nuclear fallout from the nuclear test. Honest to God, it was a thing today.
I had not heard that.
The Nevada people wanted to know about what it felt like to be downwind of nuclear testing. You're supposed to be aware today that we
The
can't
nuclear winter is coming.
because Utah State's so beautiful, they dropped 2 atomic bombs there. Because there were just 2 atomic bombs dropped in the world. There was 4. You know what the other 2 were? We bombed ourselves.
Testing.
Oops. Right, but testing.
I understand.
They didn't test it. They dropped the motherfucker. And it went downwind to Las Vegas. So like cancer clusters, like horrible things happen to the people of Las Vegas because we didn't test a bomb. We dropped a fucking bomb and then found out what fallout was.
Oh my God! I didn't
So
realize
I found out.
that.
I had a bad bra, and I found out.
Yeah,
what
so
fallout was.
so today is like awareness. It really is awareness for them.
That is nuts.
I think it is a global thing that queers will always find other queers. I say sachet. Hey, that's what Amina
What?
was wondering.
Where is
Oh,
that?
Jenny, I got to tell you my Mapplethorpe story. Maybe I will later in the show.
Well,
Well,
just
you might as well
just-
do it. We don't have much.
Well, no,
you
it's
need
go-
to you need to realize that Florida is a veritable den.
Well, it
of
looks like a
sodomy.
penis. Of course, I'm going to aim for that.
Duh.
It seems like simple math.
I'm just
Gay
saying.
guy looks for the penis.
I mean, and there it is.
aims the power there. Commander.
Commander. I like it.
I didn't think it was too long of a stretch. Did you?
Not going down with the ship. Yeah, you are.
Well,
Going down on the ship with
Commander.
the ship.
I am abandoning ship.
I love sailors and seamen. I mean, just all of them.
well, it all goes together. You know, basically, what this fucking moron did was asked a broader question, not just to ladies.
Last a broad
No.
question.
He asked a broad question.
Hey,
Is there any
tits, come here.
homosexual activities going on this month in either the Orlando or Savannah areas? Sure enough, he found that both Orlando and
Every
Savannah
fucking day.
are having massive,
Well, her drag name is Savannah. Of course she's gay.
sodomite pride parades this month, especially in
How come
Orlando.
I didn't get invited to a
Massive.
Hang on a
sodomite
minute.
pride parade?
Which is sponsoring. Orlando is sponsoring this every weekend as the hurricane is about to hit. A massive
Right.
coming out parade, sponsored no less than with the major support of the city itself and major corporate backers. Jinkies. He figured it out.
I just realized. Are you reading from the Daily Stormer?
I figured it out.
No,
Or no?
no, I'm not. But it just we have been blamed for everything.
You know what? I was starting to feel neglected because I feel like
I know, things have passed.
the evangelicals have kind of let down their moral
Sure.
high
yeah,
ground because
like nobody's talking about putting us on an island anymore.
the thrice married pussy grabber is their standard bearer.
Thrice married pussy grabber. Orange. How do we fit
You
orange
can't
in
remember
there?
Elizabeth Warren's name, but you wrapped around with
Now I
that.
can finally tell you.
L'Orange de Pussy Grabel.
But I
could-
like the thrice married.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
can,
Yeah,
I can
right.
finally tell
L'Orange.
you.
Just
I
tertiary
had to
marriage.
forget everything else today to remember that line because I thought of it in the shower about 6 hours ago.
That's nice. I'm very.
So the
very,
reason
very-
that everything else had to be jettisoned was so I could find a
And
way.
you save that shit till fucking
Between
9:59.
now and the conspiracy
I
theory.
had to find a way to fit in
Sure.
organically
Can you say it
the
one more time?
thrice
I like
married
it.
pussy grabber.
It's well
Thrice
done.
married
Yeah.
Pussy grabber.
The thrice married pussy grabber.
Well,
like picking up a
not
six
If
gonna
you
be-
say it twice, it's almost like praying. So, so I did feel like, and I honestly thought this today. I'm like, you know, we haven't been blamed for shit in a long time.
I know.
It's
I know.
weird, too.
It's been a
Evangelicals,
long time.
they're so busy praying for the thrice married pussy
Yeah.
grabbers, they can't get
Yep.
to
Yeah.
us.
True story.
That's
Our-
it's
they're
so
Here we
weird.
are.
They have not prayed for my soul in like 4 or 5
So-
days.
I feel it.
So speaking of people praying for the thrice married pussy grabber,
it
have
doesn't
the
have
name of the
tard
show.
anywhere in it. You can get
No,
fully
that's
behind
nice.
it.
this was on.
But don't, because he'll grab something.
This was on headlines came today. I'm specifically on the Washington Post page today. Standing by thrice married pussy grabber. Pat Robertson calls the video
Yes.
simply macho talk. It's
Macho
okay.
talk, right.
It's okay. It's just macho talk.
Macho
The
man.
male must prove his dominance.
Yes.
Really?
So I want to
Bend her
go. I mean, I don't
God.
want
I
to,
don't have any
but I
words.
want to metaphorically. No, I want to do it literally because I hate
Chop
the
his fucking
motherfucker.
dick off?
No, I just want to go up and purple nipple or whatever that's nurple. What's that word? Purple. What's it called?
Nurple?
Nurple. Yeah.
Titty twister?
Titty twister.
Yeah.
But I want to do it to his 4-foot long sack because he's 150 years old and be like, "Does it feel good now?" Can you feel my pussy now? You know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna do. I hate him.
So the quote from him, I'm not
Well,
going to
beating
play.
him with the other him with the Bible. How's
I'm
that?
not going to.
Yes.
I'm not going to play his audio, but he says, according to the story, he said that pundits are writing Trump off, but Robertson declared the Republican presidential nominee the winner of Sunday night's debate. He joins leaders like Liberty University President Jerry Falwell Jr. and Focus on the Family founder
That's the one.
and Family Talk host James Dobson in standing up by Trump's comments. Give me a fucking break.
Well, he didn't mean anything by it. He was just having locker room talk.
Now, I have a feeling that your Pat Robertson and Jeff Sessions get together often and play footsie underneath the.
Well, they finger each other and decide which one's rape. Is it 3 fingers?
Does that
Is it the
feel
whole
like it to you?
fist? Yeah.
Does this feel like it to you?
Now I'm up to the elbow. Do you feel raped yet? Are
Are you
feeling
bothered?
raped yet?
Are you bothered?
Tell me when
You'll
you're
feel a
violated.
slight
When do you
pressure.
feel
I
violated?
put a little sandpaper right here. How's that feel? Rape yet?
Oh my God.
It's just macho talk.
Oh.
I don't know why you're also offended.
So
Macho talk.
the other
God.
night, not related to this specific topic, however, channel surfing the other night.
All fucking day I had to wait for that to come in organically.
You're
All
killing me.
fucking day.
Thrice married.
And you
I'm
can't
gonna
say it
piss
to
her
the
pants over there.
You can't give it. You can't give it to the guy that's giving you a massage. That sounds wrong. You can't say it to him either.
I got some sandpaper right
Channel surfing the other day, and I accidentally channel surfed past the religious channel, and because
Surfed right by.
because Jan, what's her name, died a few months ago, they don't have any live shots of her and her purple hair, so they're doing flashback stuff to yesteryear and rebroadcasting old shit. I totally had a
God.
flashback of being uncomfortable because I used to live.
Because she used to touch you down there.
Not rape.
I've stayed
Not
for,
assault.
for 2 years. We lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Right.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, the home of Oral Roberts University. So that crazy motherfucker, back when he remember the story.
I always
when
thought that was
he
weird,
climbed in the
Oral.
the prayer tower, wanted $1 million. Said Jesus said he had to get him in,
right.
or he's going to take him home. We're like, go home,
Go home.
So his
Run for it.
I'll give you $5 to leave.
Run, Oral,
right.
run.
Can I PayPal that to you? Oh, we didn't have it
Yeah,
back then.
you're not gonna get the $1 million. You got a good shot at the $5. Which one you gonna take?
Right. So his son then once senior bowed out, Oral Roberts Jr. came in and he started doing that stuff. He was
bottom
on.
Oral.
He was on. It was like a video of him from '87 asking the same goddamn thing he asked now. You know. We need your money. We need your money. Blah blah blah. But I just remember I saw him and I just got that sick feeling of, oh, I thought you were dead.
Yeah.
But I realized I'm watching a 25-year-old video, but I'm like, I hope you're dead.
Yeah.
How you're
Please
just
be
another one of those
dead.
vile
Yeah.
people, and they were always the laughing stock of Tulsa when I lived there. Like the morning radio shows, and everybody just
Yeah, but how
lambasted
many
them.
people gave them money?
Oh,
and,
well-
I mean, just fucking
Well, he
ridiculous.
finally came down out of the tower. I mean, the father did, but he didn't get the $1 million.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Shit your pants 3 or 4 times up in a tower. You're like, I'm coming down.
Here I come.
That $5 sounds good. You got toilet paper?
Send up the bucket on the bell.
About $3 in toilet paper.
How bad do you want that $1 million?
So, coming out day. So I'm just going to tell you when I came out as stupid. So, many of you may
Yes,
remember
Barney, proceed.
from the 90s, the Mapplethorpe controversy and the National Endowment for the Arts, and when the Republicans, that was what was eating up the nation's economy, that we were all poor and we were going into bankruptcy because the National Endowment for the Arts was going through all this money. And one of the things that the National Endowment had endowed was Mapplethorpe. Now, I knew Mapplethorpe. I was a bad gay at the time. I only knew him because of his flowers, and that's what many of his coffee table books were about if you were like Martha Stewart or me, clean white woman, living in the suburbs.
Sure.
I had no idea. So when everyone was offended, and I wish Harrison was online to back me up, because the look on her face when I was like, what am I? We always have those little things about, the 6 bullets in the gun, who are you going to shoot? All those like sparkling conversations over coffee and bagels in San Diego on holiday weekends.
No.
Hey, we talked about that Harrison and I always played the game.
Oh, you and Harrison.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't think that was a thing that I played.
No, Harrison and I.
Yeah,
so I wish Harrison was with us now,
Sure.
because
I thought I
one of the
not
things,
dead.
yeah,
She's just not in the
she,
chat
she
room.
left the chat room. But we were having a conversation one day about like the uproar about the National Endowment, and I'm like, I don't get it. Like his pictures are gorgeous. Like, do you have one up there that you can send to him?
Yeah, I just
Well,
found
I can
one.
Google
Yeah,
Mapplethorpe.
Google something. And so that's
Do you want
all.
one that looks exactly like a vagina or a different one?
Oh no, they didn't look like vagina. Like there was nothing
Flowers.
dirty in
The
them.
one
Yeah,
that
they were
looked like a
literally flowers.
Fucking vagina to
That
me.
might have looked like a
Maybe
flower.
And
you're-
who's seen a vagina more recently, you or me?
In person?
Oh my god, I
I'm
love
saying
making her blush. That's the
that's-
only reason I say that kind of shit is to make
But I
her
will say that
blush.
it's kind of a horse race because I see them almost every day at work, right?
Good call. Good call.
I just have to pull out my calendar of when I worked and I can name the vagina.
Maybe you shouldn't say pull out. Maybe you shouldn't.
That's funny.
Yeah, the person who just said thrice married pussy grabber should
Right,
maybe
right.
not pull out.
Maybe not pull out.
Oh, did you love it when his response was, "I never withdraw"? Come on!
This is too good.
Don't load the
Yeah.
gun.
And a swing and
not-
a miss.
that's not-
a miss. That was a home run.
It's a little,
Round the
as John
bases.
Oliver always says, it's a little on the nose.
Here,
I
Al.
think.
Al, there's one. For
No, they're color photographs.
Well, that's a black and white one.
There's like one that pops up that's in color.
They're
I'm trying to be helpful, and y'all are sucking.
No, I mean-
wait. I got color. Oh my god, I got color. It's one of my mama's favorite. Stand by. Say picture. Do this. Oh,
yeah, they're like orchids and lilies. Like, look at that. There's nothing vagina-y about that. They're gorgeous flowers.
There's vagina in that one.
There's gold in them there hills.
Which one? Well, I mean, that's because you have a dirty mind, but that's a lily.
I teach teenagers.
Okay, but it's a
Of course, I have a
lily.
dirty mind.
Ow.
So, anyways,
Or that.
that's gorgeous. It's
Let me see
that's
that.
what the flower looks like. It's
I-
not sexual.
Or that.
Right. Now, this is the part that I didn't know about. I knew about that.
You're ashamed. It's under.
And I realize I'm pointing at things when no one has a camera on them because we just got pictures of flowers. But, so I just assumed he was this gorgeous. Yes,
What the
that's
fuck did you just Google?
Maplethorpe.
Maplethorpe.
Because I didn't know about this other side of his career. I only knew the clean white woman side with these beautiful pictures of like lilies and sunflower. And I think he does some sunflower pictures that are kind of like reminiscent of Van Gogh, but they're gorgeous, colorful close-ups of beautiful flowers.
Oh my!
Yeah. Turns out this is what everybody was offended by, and then I finally saw the pictures and I'm like, sweet Jesus, the
I'm
National
so
Endowment
offended
for the
by
Arts?
everything in this picture.
Yeah.
Like he's holding a gun.
With a heart on.
A huge heart on.
Literally.
I wouldn't say huge.
Well, the
It's
I'm
as
looking
big as
at-
the
You would
gun.
know. You would know better than I.
It's a tiny. It's like a derringer. It's a little
I
gun.
don't want to look at that anymore, please.
The fact that his pinky finger is up his dick right now in this picture is,
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
Oh my.
Okay,
Oh
so
my.
We will not be showing any of the affiliates.
So I just wanted to tell
Google
you
Maplethorpe.
that was the
You're
best.
not going to see flowers.
That was what was so shocking. And so you can imagine the look on Harrison's face when all she saw was that, and all I saw was the flowers. And I'm like, why are the Republicans so offended? And she was like, I'm offended. And I'm like, what flower offends you like this? And then we went to the bookstore, and she showed me a picture. I'm like,
That one?
sweet Jesus, thrice married pussy grabber. What is that?
And the second thing he said was, "Is that book on sale?"
Yeah.
Could I have a copy?
No, now I do have to say, his books I do not find erotic. I just think they're kind of like
Skeevy.
they're too overtly sexual for me.
Evie.
But that's not there.
Like
That's
I'm-
not because of the way the next sentence is going to go. I'm going to have to go back a second. I just find them too. I don't know what the word is, but something about it doesn't strike me. But a Tom of Finland book.
Very different.
Oh yeah, I'm turned on. There's no getting around it.
I don't
Like,
want to Google whatever you're saying right
Tom
now.
Tom of Finland.
Finland.
It's a cartoon.
They're all drawings, black
It's
and
all
white.
it's all dry. And I'm sure if Aaron was in the chat room, he would yell at me for calling it a cartoon because I'm sure it's called like anime or some shit.
Oh, I see. I
Type
see.
in
I'm sure-
Tom of Finland.
I'm sure
You'll be
the
fine.
Is that
nerds-
one word or two words?
Tom.
Three.
3 words.
Tom of Finland.
Oh, of Finland.
Thrice married pussy grabber.
Check.
Finland, land
Commander.
of Tom.
I gotcha. I
So
gotcha.
images that.
Commander,
it's
we
just-
got.
It's all just black and white.
Oh, it's
drawings.
like being at.
Oh, you have those magnets in your fridge.
Bunk cell block. What was it called before cell block? It was called
Prison.
No,
Orange is the New
gay
Black.
bar.
I forgot what I said.
Babe, before it was called cell
the
block, it was
pinky.
called.
Oh, word Panda Express is now.
The P.
Joe Group took me there once, where people were literally having sex through the wall.
Yeah, right across.
Oh, yeah.
Padlock.
Padlock.
Yeah. Yep.
Commander.
I knew that.
These pictures of the Finland guy,
Yes,
it's
figured.
like being at
Yeah.
Padlock.
There's a guy
And
here
they're
in town.
kind of, and to me, they're
The end.
erotic, and your imagination gets to take over for the few things that aren't being shown, which is nothing. Like all you don't see is the lubricant and the condom.
or the
Really?
sandpaper.
Right? Right. That's what I said. You don't.
That's exactly what I fucking saw at Padlock that time I had to go. It was very uncomfortable.
Like I said, did you find any lubricant or condoms
For real,
in there?
I mean,
Was it
I'm not making
uncomfortable
that
because
shit
you
up.
were in that position?
Yeah. No. Who made it uncomfortable?
Because
I was
my
like-
neck hurts.
Did you?
I was
my
like
hip hurts a little bit
22,
right now.
and I was like, I don't know what I'm looking at.
I don't want to look.
Oh.
But you can't look away. You
So
can't.
much leather, I didn't know what to do with it.
One of the-
No, because it makes the back of your legs sweat. Leather's horrible.
One of the memes that was on Facebook today, I don't know if anybody else saw
Leather
it.
seat's horrible, Commander.
The
I won't launch the nukes. Do you give me cloth seats, Commander?
Go ahead.
Or we get up to the
I
same
like
paper.
drinking with her. She's fun.
That's not the first time you've said that.
Nope.
It's true.
There was a thing on
Got this
Facebook
much
today.
left. Probably not the last.
I don't know if anybody else saw this. Republicans in the summer of 2016, Republicans think their daughters are going to get groped by men in Target bathrooms. By the
yes.
fall of 16, Republicans vote for man who brags about
About groping
groping
their
women.
daughters.
Yes.
Yes.
God damn.
I was like, come on.
I thought that was entertaining. And
That
fun.
was. That
There's
was.
that.
All right, so I think we're ready for. Anybody want to yell bullshit? Because I mean, there's so much this week. But
There's so much.
did the Jefferson sessions kind of take up all our bullshit?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are we calling bullshit on? Remember, I'm usually in bed
You-
by now.
anything
Well,
you don't like.
anything
you want.
anything that happened this week that you want to call
And it
bullshit.
doesn't have
Like,
to be
fuck.
political.
How
It can
about
be anything.
Paula Dean having a new TV show?
Oh.
I don't care
I
about
didn't
that.
know about
That's
that.
fine. She's the
What
chief
about her?
butterer in charge.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that because I can turn the channel. I like
All right.
like if you're offended by this show, you got to turn the channel. Like I can't begrudge somebody their place to. She doesn't say that word to everybody.
She doesn't offend me.
All right.
And only like
She was on the shopping channel the other night. I watched it for a whole 15 minutes.
when I don't mean that to be ridiculous.
That's Shopping
because I
Channel,
get
not
like
Paula Deen, please.
the N. She used the N word, and of course it doesn't. As far as it being offensive toward me, I don't mean it like that. She came out and did the apology thing, and I think it was really.
I
quite
felt it was very
heartfelt.
sincere.
All
I
three
don't-
of them.
I don't think that just takes something away, and that it
Yeah.
makes it go away. But that accountability, I think, is a big deal. And I just like to give people credit for that, taking that
Right.
accountability, rather than I apologize if anybody was offended.
Right.
You know,
I felt hers to be, and maybe, and who knows, maybe this Bush guy is going to say something that won't make me find him so rapey.
Sure.
Probably not.
Right. Probably.
Did I believe an older woman from the South has probably used a racist term in her life? Yeah.
Right.
Did I also Maplethorpe her and thought I was watching a sitcom the first 2 episodes I saw of her cooking show? Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
I thought it,
It
was
was
like,
like
Reba.
Did you say Maplethorpe her show?
I did because it was one of those things where I was
He
completely.
thought it was a flower, and it was a big penis
Yeah.
with
No, I got you.
pinky in it.
I just put a link in the chat room for those of you who we have a local queen who I mentioned earlier that went to Miss Gay America, didn't win, but she's comedic genius, wonderful person who raised a lot of money. The Paula Deen parody link that I put in, when Paula Deen did her apologies a few years ago, Barbara Seville created a video of her apologizing, and you've got to watch it and realize she's actually eating sticks of butter,
right.
pizza, and drinking beer.
funny.
And that was her third take, and she almost didn't make it through that one because she was gagging on butter and beer.
It is.
But enjoy it. It's very funny.
And I don't know her politics. It's not a political
Sure.
thing. I actually believed her sincerity on it. She doesn't strike me as someone who's out to get anybody. Like
And another person who's lost a lot of weight. I mean, if you see her now,
well, no, because she was also just selling butter and taking diabetes
Right.
medication. So it's kind of Maplethorpe herself,
well, she did
Commander.
something because she's really lost a lot of weight.
She kind of stuck her own finger in her penis.
What?
That's what she saw in the picture.
Stuck your finger in your penis?
That's what she was looking at.
That's what I showed you.
You never
Does
listen.
that hurt?
Commander, we're going to fly the wrong way. She doesn't listen.
I
Marnie,
don't
any
know.
bullshit?
Why are you asking me?
No, I was yelling at her.
Oh, I
Ryer,
see.
bullshit.
Usually I yell at you, but this time I was yelling at her.
Usually, that is true.
Ryer, bullshit or no?
No.
I thought I got your name right, but it was him talking.
It was him.
I didn't even notice it.
I was about to congratulate myself because I heard your name right, and I'm like, "Oh no, that's someone else
I
talking."
didn't say it.
That's the voices in my head.
It sounded like I said it.
It can be bullshit if the person could still be elected. It can be bullshit. The federal government wants to pursue criminal charges against Arpaio, who is
Yeah, I
our
saw
local
that.
sheriff here. But I mean, when federal charges are,
Yes, you can still.
so he can still
And how
be
sick
a
am I?
part.
Go ahead.
No,
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can still run, still be elected,
still be elected,
And then be pulled out.
and then
and if convicted,
Thorpe.
he would. But wouldn't it be fun to watch him go to like
His
Tent
own-
City and wear
Yeah.
the pink
His own
panties
jail.
and go through the humiliation?
Except that my tax dollars are still paying for his fucking defense, and that's what I have a problem with. Again, I'm all about paying taxes, but the fact that he keeps going back to court, and
Yeah.
every time
Millions
it's
of-
my goddamn money that's
When the fucker's
paying
guilty.
for his defense when he's fucking guilty, when he's a piece of shit, racist,
But when
guilty motherfucker.
but
I
when
don't
it
know how many
comes-
times married.
I don't think
Not
it's
the
once. I
right.
think it's. I think
Who
it's
the
once. I think he's only been married to her.
Once
For,
married,
once.
once
I
married.
think so.
It's all been
The
bullshit.
end. The end. I'm done.
I don't really
all.
have any. I'm sure I
done.
could think of it if I said it long enough, but I don't. I don't.
All right,
Sorry,
so let's
honey.
skip the theme song because we only have 13 minutes or 12 minutes. So we'll skip the
Well,
theme
you guys
song
legitimately go until 10:30 now.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
because we
because-
just can't stop.
in honor
Yeah.
of Coming Out Day because we have to do it. It's Coming Out
so
Day.
we are going to play the. We'll just put background music.
Put background music.
And now,
Thoughtful vulgarity. It's
Oh,
a lot
no,
of liquor.
drinking
You're kind of
game.
pissed off. We've said
Yeah,
thrice
yeah,
grabbing
yeah.
pussy grabber. Tell us your coming out story. Like when did you arrive? When did the doors open and
we
you
start
were?
with me.
We
Yeah.
do this every year. Same story.
Yeah.
Shame Shong.
It needs to be
Shame
told.
song.
You listen to the same goddamn Christmas song every year. It's not like the end of Jingle
True
Bells is
dat.
a surprise.
My coming out story is very boring.
Grandma
and
still got run over by a
very
reindeer.
true. She did.
Yours is the most recent of all
That's
of these
true.
stories.
It is. It is the most recent. So two of our very best friends in the entire world who moved to Kentucky a few years ago,
Oh, not
who are
Batman
now
and Robin.
moving to who are now moving to Missouri. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Flyover lesbians.
You've met
that's
Maggie
rare.
and
Yeah,
Shauna. I believe.
Maggie and
Yep.
Shauna, who lived up in Prescott. Maggie and I were
Merca.
Merca. We worked together with the Center for Progressive Leadership in Prescott because that's where she lived. And so that music is very distracting to me right now.
Right. She's drunk.
It's
Turn it
okay.
down.
She's drunk. It's okay. It's okay. Because I'll ramble like I did at the beginning of the show.
We like bookends.
I'm sorry.
Bookends.
I'm not used to the directive of she's rambling, shut it down from this table. Commander.
It's kind of all that the production meeting says. She's rambling.
Shut it down.
Otherwise, I just open the show, thank everybody, and good night, and we'd be done. That's all we do.
So I was still married to a boy then, and when I was spending all this time in Prescott, and I happened to meet a girl who was not Maggie or Shauna, who it is what it is, whatever, first girl,
Yeah.
whatever. So I came home, and here's the funny part, not to bring up any of that business, but I
no,
came
bring
home
up
to my
everything.
mom,
It's fine.
and I was like in my mom's bedroom, and I was like, Mom, I have something to tell you. I kind of am dating somebody, and it's not a boy. And my mom totally thought that I was in a threesome with Maggie and Shauna. She's like, I don't understand how that works. I mean, good for you for being okay with who you are, but I don't understand how it works with two of them and one of you, and they live there together. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. No. I'm not like a
We didn't
polygamist.
go right to Maplethorpe.
No.
We stopped at the flowers.
I just like chicks is all I'm trying to tell you, Mom. But I mean, the end.
I thought maybe she thought you were like sleeping people in a no-kill shelter somewhere.
Well,
That's
a very
different story.
You don't know.
That's a very different
Your
story.
house kind of our no-kill shelter.
Well,
where
no,
they take everything
no,
down.
I was meaning like all of a sudden
Exactly.
you're having
Except for owls.
you're having a dog issue, if you know what I'm saying. That's what I thought maybe Mom was thinking. Really, you're going for the bestiality
Oh my
portion?
god!
of this
Oh
one?
my god! Oh my god! No. So anyway,
Wow, he went Maplethorpe on you that time.
my
You can
parents.
You're
tell-
welcome.
You can tell
My
your
parents
story.
were so-
There's no
that
reason
is-
you
Pay for that
couldn't.
service.
No, that is the end. My parents were
Pass the potatoes. Is that really about all you?
That's all you got?
truly. My parents are wonderful and loving, and I'm very, very lucky. And they were so excited that I was leaving my ex-husband that they
Right, so,
didn't
yeah.
give a shit who I was with
I
to
don't
get me
care.
out of my
All
marriage.
right.
Would
And
you
now
like
we-
us to buy you batteries? Can you
Right.
just leave it?
describe the strap-on you like better?
Right.
Oh my god! Yeah, they were just thrilled.
Here's
So-
a
Tell
gift
Santa what you
certificate
want it to look
Right.
like.
to Castle Boutique.
Amina has summed up this last 3 hours and 20 minutes perfectly. Maplethorping is the grand staircasing of this menstrual cycle.
Oh jeez. Oh.
And
1
in
month
summary,
left.
Jenny, I was
1 month left.
babe. How long have we been together? 5.5 years.
Jesus
And I'm-
Christ.
So I was 30. I was
which makes you 35 and a half.
Well, no, I was
I'm
37.
just going to help your
31?
math.
I was 37 because
Oh.
we.
So there was 2 or
31.
3 animal shelters in between that story and Marina.
No, not true. We spent. Marnie and I spent years flirting. God. Marnie and I spent years flirting, but the year before we officially started dating, we were flirting like incessantly. Like,
Oh, I was obvious as fuck,
overtly.
too.
Oh, we were.
I know.
She drove her
yeah.
Subaru around your garage.
I couldn't unsee that. I was, because you were around all the time. You remember, what was the girl's name? Gilbert?
Jordan.
Jordan. Jordan
If
was.
he ever makes fun of me again, Gilbert.
Gilbert Jordan.
I was-
He called
What's your
her something else
boyfriend's
at the
name?
Dick's
Gilbert
party.
Maplethorpe?
Oh,
I
he's
used,
called
I used to
her
call
all
her something else
kinds
all
of
the time.
things,
But when I
Jasper.
Jasper, that's what I called
That's
her.
right.
When I used to hang out with you all, oh my God, I'm
Yeah.
like, when is this going to end up?
How would you describe your
told-
dating life? Meow, 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 meow.
I told my ex-husband
They asked for it by name.
years before I left him that I had a girl crush on Marnie. And it was true then, and it's true now. And the end of all of that.
What a lovely story.
That worked out well.
It worked out very well.
They don't own a truck yet, though.
No truck.
Not
They don't
yet.
live together. They're
Yeah.
bad lesbians.
We're bad lesbians.
Since we don't live together, I don't need a truck.
Breaking
But
the
hey,
stereotypes.
But hey, they got the lesbian bed death under control.
I would think
At
if you
bay,
didn't
holding it at
live-
bay, that's what
if
I'm
you
gonna say.
didn't live together, you would need a truck more. Because you got to transport shit to 2 different
I
houses.
do that with.
she does with
Subaru.
Subaru. Ladder goes in the back. Shit goes in yeah.
They grand staircase the whole operation.
Menstrual cycle or not.
Menstrual.
Not me anymore.
Oh, that was
No.
the wrong time to
No.
say that phrase.
There's only one menstrual cycle left until the vote.
Until the votes are over, yes.
That's right.
We don't count mine anymore.
Well, not mine.
Clinging to
either.
this last tampon.
Oh God. Oh God.
Don't pull the string.
Don't do it. I swear to God, the dust will settle. The dust will settle.
Don't pull out.
I'm still fertile, I swear.
What's absorbing, Junior?
Can you imagine the
Oh
poor
my
person
God.
that
This is the grossest conversation in the world.
really is? And I,
What I said was a line from MASH.
And
Hawkeye
you
walked in and
you
saw
all
Frank
mocked
Burns and
me
what's
for-
absorbing, Junior?
oh,
You all
God.
mock me for my friends, but I watch MASH all the time.
All right.
I
Quality
loved it.
television.
I
Marina.
love MASH. I'm
Well,
with you.
Series about a
considering
war.
there's an age difference between
Only
my love and
There's a
my
couple
son.
more meow, 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 meows in between your stories.
Couple
Well,
years.
there's
Or
a
the one-
lot of, could be a lot.
All the kitties are sleeping.
Well, the kid is room, what to say. But
Oh my God.
Wow.
We have derailed.
Yeah.
stop
Oh,
hissing.
I don't like when they spit, but the hissing is new.
sometimes the
And
spit
good
helps.
night. Oh my
That's really our side of the table.
Okay.
Sorry.
We Maplethorped our way
They
into
don't.
that.
They don't run into.
Commander,
They don't
back
run
to
into the
what I was
sandpaper
saying.
like we do.
Right here.
Right here. Oh, the ships at sea are just gonna stay at sea.
Do you feel this is rapey? Do you think that's rapey?
Oh, God.
Oh. Anyway.
And Bingo was her name.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm with
I'm
her.
with her.
So,
Oh my God. Hurry.
as far as the coming out to mom, my dad had already passed. So, as far as coming out to mom, it was a matter of she will tell you, I believe, that I just thought that I was treating her as though she was stupid, like she just couldn't possibly know. She also had a couple of cocktails during those days, so I was hoping that
I like to time capsule it back and spend a day or two there.
I don't know that you do. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
But it was one. I really thought that perhaps I could, I don't know, pull off that line of, well,
I just like short hair.
all my friends are gay. I'm not gay.
Or
I
like
don't
like
know.
Heather. I don't know why they always hug me.
I know, right? I don't know. Like I'm not gay.
Mom, I'm going to get
But
my
they
truck and
are.
I'm going to Ace Hardware. You need anything?
I gotta fix that thing. But it, and those friends just happen to stay overnight sometimes. I don't like a lot, and maybe
Friends.
Oh.
over,
Just
you
kidding.
know,
I'm just
He
kidding.
all over
Meow, meow, just
Dale.
kidding.
We will dust a dusty trail.
and then finally, really, what it took was the getting smashed. You know, just getting hammered and calling. It was Memorial
Little
Weekend.
social lubricant. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Back to
we
lubricant again.
call well. It was a spit take, that's for sure. I
Oh.
was.
God.
That sandpaper job right there. You know what I mean? You got to get it in.
Yep. Well, because
So my elbows need moisture.
one of the people that that I had been with had, you know,
Commander, I'm going to need some lube
the
on your elbow.
breakup. Oh, the breakup. And I lost my shit. And so then I got really hammered and I called mom and I'm like, I'm gay. Blah. It was really fucking ridiculous.
I mean, I feel like a time of crisis helps. The first,
As far as pushing
yeah.
that, right.
The first time I
Right.
told my mom I was gay, there was a late night brouhaha that I was very upset about, and a trip to North Carolina was in the morning, so I knew I was going to be
Gone.
out of town
Right.
for we've talked about my parents' road trips of just jump in the car and we'll be back someday.
Yeah.
Like there was never an end date to when we were coming back. So that particular summer, I was really worried that we were never going to come back.
Sure,
Like this would be
right.
the trip that finally had
Yeah.
happened, that we just stayed in somewhere.
Sure.
And I remember my mom kind of like hugging me on her bed and being like, "Are you gay?
Yeah.
Like, is this?" Or I don't think she said, "Are you gay?" I think she said, "Are you two sleeping? Like, is this a sex situation?"
Right,
I don't know
right.
how she phrased it, but it was something along the lines of, "Is this more than two friends just had a fight? Like, is this a relationship?"
Right.
And I was like, "Yeah." I mean, I think you'd have to seriously be missing a couple
Sure,
of
sure.
big parts of your brain to miss out that was going on
But it's
from
easier
my side.
for women than for guys,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah. So
absolutely.
But
Oh,
it
yeah.
really
to,
was
to
that.
hide it.
And
to
then
hide things.
like and that was I don't even know, 1981, we'll say,
Mm-hmm.
maybe summer of 81. And then it was seriously like 5 years later that an event came up again. Well, it wasn't an event. That makes it sound like something dirty happened. But Tim and I lived out here together.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that I lived with, we were best friends in high school. He lived in Arizona. I moved out to live with him. He left a couple months later. We fought not about anything sexual. We were just fighting. And my mom was like, "Are you guys gay?" And I was like,
Are you gay
"Yeah,
for
I
each other?
thought we covered this."
You're Maple Thorping
But
him.
she was under the impression that had something sexual to it, and it wasn't.
Sure,
We were not.
sure.
We were not a couple that broke up, and that's why he left. We were friends at that point. At that time, we were always friends. We were just friends. So we were friends that just he moved.
Yeah.
But we fought. We had a fight like friends do. My mom was like, "Are you guys gay?"
I
I
envision
guess
that.
the fight sounded kind of gay.
I envision that
We were
entire
fighting about
story of
Cyndi
his mom
Lauper.
actually holding up the dinosaur, the Donna Summer live and more up, going,
right.
Are you gay?
gay?
Yeah.
Would you like to talk
well,
about this?
Did she turn
How
on
lucky,
the disco ball?
how lucky are all of us
Yeah.
that that's our coming out story, and then none of us had to leave home or
Well,
be
and that-
injured, or that we all had supporting families.
Three of our moms are watching this show.
Yeah.
From different locations. And
make my mom watch
yeah,
it.
No, but,
Yeah,
you know.
and my mom was very nature versus nurture.
Sure.
She loved that. Oh, it's nature. I didn't make him gay. He was born that way.
Next week, Kat Carlson's back in here. I think we've got a special guest from the Hillary Clinton campaign. But as we wrap up tonight's
Happy
show,
birthday, Mina.
we're going to leave you with this parting thought. We will
See you next Tuesday. Happy birthday, Mina.
Q Talk America.